Formalities are done. It's time to get down to business for Melbourne and the Western Bulldogs. The D's looking to end 57 years of misery. The Dogs looking to win it for a second time in 6 years. Simon Goodwin goes to our umpires tonight. Brett Rosebery, Matt Stevic, both experienced on grand final day. I think grand final number 8 for both. Jacob Mollison out of the Albury-Wodonga region. He umpires his first AFL Grand Final. Max Gawn and Marcus Bontempelli to meet in the middle for the toss of the coin. While we do that, Neeld, winner margin, Norm Smith, please.
Oh, tough work, Kingy. Let's go. I think the Bulldogs by 13 points and Jack McRae.
Davey Collins since 1992. He's only ever missed one grand final. It was the replay.
Melbourne by 3 goals and a point.
Well, he's going for a losing Norm Smith medalist. Benny?
I like the doggies, Kingy.
That's what you said on racing.com today.
Yes, I did. I did say I like the dogs, and I think that I'm going to say Bailey Smith is going to win the Norm Smith medal.
All right. Margin?
Do you have to give a margin?
Yeah.
I'll say the doggies by 13 points.
Okay. Did we see who won the toss? I had my head down.
Max
Gawn's won the toss and kicking
to the city end of GMHBA Stadium.
Good work, Betty.
The city end of the hub.
For me, I'm tipping Melbourne to end the heartache. The margin is going to be 22. And as I said in the Geelong Advertiser this week, Clayton Oliver will be the Norm Smith medalist. So looks like that would be the Swan River end, looking at the way the sun's setting. You know Perth better than anybody, Benny, having spent some time in the...
I think there's an Ascot end and a Belmont end.
Well, no one...
That's right, and there might also be a Gloucester Park wing, and there's also a Mandurah. There's also a Mandurah wing.
Well, Gloucester Park's over next to the Wacker.
Yes, Gloucester Park's right in the city. Yeah.
It's a beautiful little setup.
It is too.
Nice little footbridge over.
Pull the plugs, Ted Demler.
Alrighty, it's time now for the 2021 Toyota AFL Grand Final. We broadcast it proudly live on Wadawurrung Country from here inside the K-Rock Hub. First quarter will be thanks to Harvey Norman. Neeldy will be keeping an eye on some Wombat Gully Plant Farm matchups. And don't forget that Geelong Insurance Brokers head-to-head between Marcus Bontempelli and Christian Petrarca and their influence on the contest. But looks like the starting midfield for the Demons will be as expected. In there you saw Oliver, Viney and Petrarca along with Gawn.
Viney was really good against the Cats. He played really well. He got under the other two played well, Petrarca and Oliver, but he sort of slipped under the guard to a degree and was really influential.
I've just been told the Bulldogs are kicking to the Belmont Watch House end.
Are they? Yeah, that would be the end that
the opening quarter.
Oliver, boys, by the look of it, Ben, that's a little bit of body contact there early, so I'll keep an eye on that one.
For Wombat Gully Plant Farm, opening quarter, 2021 Toyota AFL Grand Final. To get us underway, here's Ben Casanelia.
So, the start of the GF. Gawn up against his former teammate Martin. Viney and McRae, Wombat Gully. No player took a tap. McRae was absolutely ditched by Viney. Quick handball by Gawn. That's a throw by Oliver, and the first free kick of the game will be to Liberatore. Good tackle. And we'll get some Wombat Gully Plant Farm matchup, but you expect the start to be ferocious, and it was. A Viney tackle, then a Liberatore tackle, and Libber's got the free. Takes his time, swings onto the left, inside forward 50, the direction of Bontempelli. Went up one mitt, couldn't mark. Ball at ground level, Petrarca hacks it back to the wing, but going back with the flight of the ball is the diminutive Caleb Daniel, and he will pump the Dogs forward again.
He's got Neil Bullen, so interesting setup there behind the ball, very well placed for that kick out by Petrarca.
One of 9 premiership players out there for the Bulldogs from 2016. Kick inside 50 is a poor one, and Oliver, who polled so wonderfully in the Brownlow medal, has marked. Clayton Oliver picked up 4 Brownlow votes across the 2 games, goes across the face of goal to the least experienced player on the field in young Bowie. Bowie kicks wide to the boundary line, bouncing ball taken by McDonald. He's got Cordy for company for Wombat Gully Plant Farm. Useless grand final fact for you, Neeldy.
Yep,
only one man on the ground has kicked a goal in a grand final, and that's Zane Cordy. All the other goal kickers from the Dogs premiership win aren't playing tonight.
That's amazing. They'll also have a huge influence in the next part as a key defender.
Tapped down by Gawn into space, running onto a Brayshaw, confronted by Waitman, got a handball away. Oliver's got it at left half back, had his kick smothered. I think it might have been Waitman into the path of Bailey Smith, gave it to Treloar. Treloar back to Waitman, quick hands, missed its target. It will be picked up by Bailey Smith. He sold a teammate up the river. Demons will come up with it and get it from half back.
They will. Pressure's good. Brayshaw, deft kick is okay. And marked by McDonald just backward of the wing. Wants to come inboard, and the kick is a good one. It's marked at half back by Bowie, I think it might be. True centre half back. Wants to come to the broadcast wing. He's got a couple of players out there. One of those. That's a free kick. Mark, take your pick. Front on contact. And it will go to Christian Petrarca, who's been busy early. Already possession number 2. Goes inside forward 50. Out the back. Gone. Hands and knees. Took the footy. Tries to get a hand pass out. Duray does some tackling. Was it in the back? Umpire said no. Almost a throw by Daniel. Gets out the back, and that's kicked it out in the full. Bailey Dale, who we saw against Brisbane a few weeks ago, got plenty of it, but his kicking was way off. He was better against Port. In fact, he was much better. But on that occasion, he sliced it out on the full. And Neil Bullen will have the first shot at the big white ones in the 2021 Grand Final.
They did well, the Dogs, there, to outnumber at the contest, but as you said, Bailey Dale a little bit suspect by foot, and that one straight out in the full.
So Neil Bullen, who's kicked 14 goals, 10. He's going to go on the CBJ curve. He'll take his best effort. He's 45 out. He comes in, goes round the corner. Ball lands close to the line, and fisting it through as the man who kicked it out on the full. Bailey Dale mopped up the mess. But the first score is to the Demons. They're off the mark, one behind. The Dogs are yet to score. Harvey Norman first quarter.
What we saw then, the first chance, Max Gawn had to come forward. He took it, and Steph Martin will need to be aware of that.
Dale went broadcast side, couldn't get it to his intended target in Waiting. Brayshaw got a fist on it.
No.
Ball's out the back. Trelaw, a handball, trying to find Bontempelli. Knocked into the path of Bailey Smith. Good tackle, bringing him to ground. Oliver wins a free kick. And then kick away by Norton. Won't be 50, but it's going to come back. Oliver, good pressure on Bailey Smith, who's had some sort of final series. Bailey Smith kicked 8 goals, averaging 23 possessions. Oliver's kick is an absolute horror. He's put it out on the full. And he'll give the ball straight back.
You should see, can you, the sort of free kicks and the numbers of free kicks generally down in grand finals. The umpires generally like to let it go, so let me see if that trend continues.
Dale, a kick to the wing. It's off the hands of Brayshaw, taken out the back by Bailey Smith. Quick kick inside 50. Bowie allowed it to bounce, and it sat on its point to Martin. Martin gave it to the former D. Had it crunched by May. Ball spills for Bowie. Gave a handball to Lever. Lever snapped a kick over his shoulder to half-back. Brayshaw couldn't mark. Oliver found it on the ground. Handball back to the voice of Brayshaw. Got it at left half-back. Comes inboard with a kick that didn't go 15. Bowie, quick handball release. They'll build through May to the middle of the ground, Benny.
They will. May's kick, a good one. Oh, he was upended. Was Neil Bullen by Cordy up by set play on. Handballs to Oliver. Oliver deep inside forward 50. And lurking with the locks is Big Ben Brown. And Oliver getting plenty of it. Already 6 touches for Kerrs Hire to Clayton Oliver. And his kick inside forward 50 was a beauty to Brown. And Brown deep in the left pocket can go back and snaffle the first goal of the 2021 Grand Final. He's kicked 22 goals, 11. Became a permanent fixture round about mid-season. Up forward for the D's. On the runway. Comes in. Shot at goal. He's pulled that. In fact, he's just scraped that through for a minor score. Demons at 2 points. The Dogs are yet to score. First term thanks to Harvey Norman. Think Harvey Norman for all the big brands. Geelong's best prices.
Stephen May having an impact. Big crunching tackle on Mitch Hannon, and he was the one that provided the overlap run to get that inside 50.
Daniel ran his full measure and then sent a kick nicely into the waiting arms of Rourke Smith at right half back. Broadcast side, sun setting on a beautiful Perth day for South Point Garden Supplies. Smith on his preferred left. Drives a kick towards the interchange gates. Martin in English flew. No mark would spoil. Coming from Petty to knock it out of bounds. He's been one of the great stories of the year. Harry Petty had only played, coming into the season, I think 11 games. He's played 19 now this year and finds himself in a grand final.
No open passages of play at the moment. Melbourne love to get it on the outside and run. Bulldogs defending really well here.
Front position, Martin. Gawn won the fist, though, into space, rolled it 20 metres towards half forward. Petrarca head over it, eluded him. Dunkley was there. Bontempelli gave a handball to Daniel, who snapped it around his shoulder. But the mark has fallen safely on the waiting arms of Rivers, who's got it just back of the wing. WA product, along with Jackson, draft a couple of years ago. High kick towards left half forward. In fact, we're just playing inside 50 and Brown will fly. Couldn't mark in front of Cordy. The kick at Dunkley smothered. Fell back into the arms of a teammate in Duray, the 2-time premiership Hawk. Love another one. Trelaw tried to get it on to Dunkley. Had a fit of the fumbles running through. Doing well. Might have been Rivers. And it's opened the door up here for Petrarca. It wasn't paid a mark off his bootlaces, so he swung a long kick. And he's kicked the first of the grand final. A Lammy's Tavern goal of the night contender from Christian Petrarca. There's an early lead in the Geelong Insurance Brokers head-to-head matchup. And it's an 8-point Demon lead. 1-2-8 Melbourne. The Doggies are yet to score in this opening term for Harvey Norman. It's now ticked over 6.5 minutes.
Really good pressure by Melbourne at what would have been their centre-half forward area. The Dogs tried to get it out. There was a bit of run there from Dunkley. Treloar had a hand in there as well. Good pressure. I think it was Salem who kicked the footy forward, but that is an amazing individual effort by Petrarca. He's picked that up at his bootlaces, turned, and I think he would have been lucky to have a step, maybe 1 or 2 steps, and he's just kicked that from outside 50 or thereabouts. Magnificent top-end talent, Christian Petrarca. 1 step, he's kicked that from right on the 50, and that's a great start for him.
Class player. Oliver's had 6 already. Petrarca's up to 3 and now kicked a goal. So I think Lockie Hunter might be the man who's got the job he did have originally. Yeah, Dunkley might have gone to Oliver. So back in the middle. Gawn wins the tap. Taken though by Martin. His hand pass out wide. Goes to Dunkley. Dunkley with a high ball. Now inside forward 50 the Dogs. English front position did well. Created a contest. Taken there by Hannon. Or might be Shackey. Shackey round the corner. Shackey round the corner. Waitman high. Couldn't mark. Maybe should have shepherded it through. I think it might have been going through for a goal. He tried the spectacular grab. And the Dogs get their first score of the granny. They're 1 behind. They trail by 7. Melbourne 1-2-8.
And collided with the post as well as the short kick in of May. He's marked by Salem in the left back pocket.
Goal if he just manoeuvred his man out of the way.
Salem sends it towards half-back, looking for a fly. Won't find one from Brayshaw. English brought it to ground. McRae, quick hands. Gave it up to Dunkley. Kick inside forward 50 for the Dogs. Looking for a mark. Oh, Waitman got a hand on it, but brought it to ground only to Salem. Won by Petty. Handball back to May, and May will look to open it. Start a D's attack from the outer side. Rolling ball. Sparrow couldn't take it cleanly. Tried to knock it back to Langdon, the former Docker, who knows his ground well. But it's out of bounds for a boundary throwing left half forward. Doggies in attack outer side of Optus Stadium. 1-2-8 Melbourne. The Doggies 1 behind. Opening term thanks to Harvey Norman. Think Harvey Norman for all the big brands at Geelong's best prices.
So throw in. Jackson now having a run in the ruck. Up against Martin. Down to ground level. Bonampelli overran it. Dunkley's hand pass stolen by Viney. Through traffic did well to Langdon. Langdon got some speed. He's got time for 1 bounce. Will he have a second? No, he's dinking ball over the top. Is an absolute cracker. It sits there for Sparrow. Into the pocket. Fritsch! Fritsch is marked in the goal square. Great ball movement by the D's. And Fritsch will kick his 54th goal of the season. And the Demons second, and they're going to get the jump on the Dogs. Great stuff from the wing. Lovely kick from Langdon to Sparrow, and Sparrow's kick to Fritsch in the square was a ripper. And even I could kick this. Fritsch comes in and kicks his first goal. Melbourne have got 2. And they set up a mini break. 2-2-14. The Dogs are 1 behind. We've gone nearly 10 minutes in this first term thanks to Harvey Norman. Think Harvey Norman for all the big brands at Geelong's best prices.
The big bodies of the Melbourne inside mids really bullied the Bulldog counterparts at that boundary thrown. It was Viney and I think Oliver was there. They basically just steamrolled their opponents. They just got the footy forward, and then when it did come out, they had the overlap, and it was a really good passage of play going inside 50. A smart ball use inside 50 by the Demons.
Mark Neeld for Wilson's Real Estate. Geelong property done properly.
Just the stars for Melbourne have started well. Oliver's had 6, Petrarca's had 3 and kicked a goal. Brayshaw's had 3. Just conversely, Bonampelli yet to have a kick. Libba only 1 disposal. Lockie Hunter yet to have a kick for the Dogs. So a couple of their prime movers yet to touch the pill.
Just some speed signs, I reckon, Neeldy early.
Oh, absolutely, King. If the ball gets out into space, that will certainly suit the Demons. That's the way that they play.
Jackson doing the ruck work against English. Viney couldn't take it cleanly, but Petrarca's there. Kept it in front of himself. His handball missed Viney, but got to Jackson on hands and knees. He flicked it to Oliver. Oliver looped one over the top to Salem. Salem to Bowie, and they're now on the near side wing. He fires a long handball forward. Petrarca couldn't get a handle on it. Dunkley dived on it. Will have to knock it out. Did so. Did well. Flicked it up to English. Now kick out wide. It's a foot race. Ball sits on its point. Norton to May. May knocked it down only to Johannesson. And he gave a handball quickly to Norton. Norton's kick inside 50. Did Shackey no favours. On ground level, Bailey Smith. Handball that sold Norton up the river. Chance to clear Lever, the former Crow. Bangs it on the boot into the middle of the ground. Good spoil English. Brought it to the front of the pack. But the Demons have got numbers. Jackson, he had to get out of a tackle. Gave it to Viney. Viney gave it up to Oliver and they're away.
Oliver's kicked over, smothered brilliantly by Bailey Smith. Coming out of the way, Libba's hand pass. The pressure is infernal. Treloar's wrapped up in a Jackson tackle.
Thanks, guys.
And the ball is wrapped up. Good stuff from both sides there. Good pressure. And the Oliver kick was well smothered by Bailey Smith. So throw up, Langdon almost threw it out. Oliver getting plenty of it, stolen by Treloar. Gives to English. His kick went about 1 metre. Liver goes in, can't take it. Taken by Viney, his hand pass to Oliver. Oliver to centre half forward. Up with the Demons. Taken though by Petrarca. Off one step. Petrarca locks and loads. The ball pitches. Off Rich will get it free surely. Umpire said play on. And the Dogs defend grimly.
Wood played it pretty well in the end, not to give away the free kick in the umpire's eyes. Forced a spillage. Chance now to clear. Hunter gave it to Cordy. Cordy, the former Ocean Grove boy. His kick long, it's for touch, and it'll be insufficient intent ruled by the umpire. He just packed it out of there. He found the boundary line with no Bulldog in sight. And Salem with the resultant free kick, left half forward, 70 from goal. Sets it up to about 25 metres out. Spoil from behind for the Dogs. Brought it to the front to Daniel. Daniel a handball off to Williams. Williams kick out wide. Once again, nobody home there for the Dogs. And they'll come back with interest, you'd suspect. Langdon's got it, the former Docker.
So Langdon comes back inboard. And he's got Rivers. Rivers darts one. Inside forward 50s. Cut off though by Daniel. Usually uses the ball well. He goes wide to 2-on-1. It's dangerous. He wanted Hammond, but Salem was there. The 2-on-1, one out the day, and Salem goes to Gawn, and Gawn marks on the paint of 50. And if this was the prelim against the Cats, he would be odds on to kick this match Gawn.
Post high.
Probably, maybe just outside his range. He's going back though. He's obviously got some confidence, and he's just checked Ancestry.com, I think, the last week and a half, and Bernie Quinlan's obviously popped up on the... So he thinks he's going to kick this from 55. I reckon he might just pop it to the top of the square. He will. I reckon he comes around, he runs his measure, well then he sinks the slipper into it. It's a high ball at a land close, not a great effort. He probably would have been better to maybe just put it to the top of the square, through for a minor score, but the margin is 14. Melbourne lead early going of this first term, thanks to Harvey Norman.
Cass, the Demons appear to be dominating possession as well as marks. What are the stats there?
12-2 marks, Kerr's higher, 58-44 possessions, 9 inside 50s to 7 in favour of Melbourne.
Daniel short to Dunkley. Dunkley gave it back to Daniel cruising by, and he kicks towards the outer wing, well, outer half-back flank, I should say. And Rourke Smith has got it.
Bonham Pelliot to have a kick for the Dogs.
Smith on a 45-degree angle with a low kick. It's okay in the mark taken by Dale.
It's a smart play here, King. They're trying to take the speed out of the game. The Doggies just trying to hang on to the footy, and they'll play on when they get it in their half.
Well, here's Bontempelli now with a kick inside 50 coming out but not marking. Leaving behind with Shackey, front of the pack here, but high long handball from Gawn. Gawn back into the back pocket to Lever. May, fit of the fumbles, wrong time. Hands and knees, Liberatore, well done by Hibbert to come back and clean up some of the mess. Knock the ball away out of bounds, boundary throw in. So just a couple of nervous moments from some players making their grand final debuts. He just had a fumble at the inopportune time, May. Thankfully, Liberatore wasn't able to hit a target with the handball, went to ground when he picked up the footy. We've got a boundary throw in, left forward pocket for English and Gawn to compete. Gawn winning the tap down, bursting his way through Sparrow, jammed it on his left boot towards inside the centre square, just at centre half back. McDonald took it off the hands of the pack, handball into space. Harms, under pressure, got a handball release back to a couple of voices. One of those McDonald, slung by Cordy, handball in the Earborn. The Earborn tried to get it to Harms, but it was deflected into the path of Dale, who gave it to Bailey Smith.
Dale goes wide. Oh, brilliant stuff though. Rivers got a cross in the grill of Johannesson. Cut it off and put it out for a throw-in at half forward. Well done by Rivers, who started this game really, really well for a young player. Already up to 3 possessions, has looked damaging off half-back.
Defensive pressure from Melbourne is just first-rate at the moment.
So Gawn up, got it down. Oliver tried to work Dunkley off the pill, and that's out in the full. Viney went to kick it off the ground. I don't know why. He should have just seen it out. He didn't. It went off his shin and out on the full result, and free will go to Bailey Smith, who people in the Bulldogs best player early going, although effectiveness is not huge. He's been around the ball a lot.
K-Rock football thanks to APCO with 1 in 3 chances to win instantly at APCO today. Part of scratch and win. Kick towards half forward. Gawn the spoil. Front of the pack, McRae did the roving. Handball to Liberatore for the Bulldogs. High ball, 30 out from goal. Flying but not marking. Rourke Smith, but he took it onto the ground and drilled it through. What a wonderful goal! He flew for the mark. He didn't complete it, but he kept his feet, and he was the quickest to recover. And Stephen May is sore. Keep an eye on that. Injury-wise for St John of God. But Rourke Smith has created something out of nothing, an unlikely goal kicker for the Bulldogs. Rourke Smith, just his 3rd of the season, but he cuts the margin back to 8 and just gives the Bulldogs some stability after a tough opening 15 minutes. Harvey Norman first quarter. Think like Harvey Norman for all the big brands at Geelong's best prices.
That was an outstanding effort there by Rourke Smith. The Bulldogs had put their high half forward in at the stoppage and Melbourne had sat back, so they had the extra number. He just flew then to give a contest, and he did that. He was able to hit the ground, keep his feet, and he ran away with the footy. Just really good work just to be in the contest and keep the ball alive. Great stuff. And it was really against the flow of play because Melbourne had been dominating disposals up until that point.
Yeah, it was good. He's been good in the finals, Rourke Smith. He's 25-year-old. I think he's had at least one, maybe two knee recos back in the middle. Petrarca head-to-head with Libba. Petrarca one out, and he was well tackled by McRae. And the umpire says he had no prior opportunity, and he'll throw it up still in the middle of Optus Stadium.
The Bulldogs need to have a player named Smith who's done it tough to win a flag. They play Smith in 2016. Benny, we know
always helps, Kingy.
Yes.
To half forward go the Demons. Jackson's there, so too Spargo. Sold a little bit of candy. Hand pass backwards to Langdon. Langdon off one step. High ball into the pocket. They'll fly. They'll set you away when up should have marked. Didn't. Rove by Bailey Williams. He's kicked an underground ball. Well taken there, though, by Dunkley on the free kick against Pickett. He was a little overzealous. Dunkley may have played for it a little bit, but certainly there, and the free kick will go to the dog and halfback.
Cozzy Pickett hasn't touched it yet, Benny, for Kerrs High?
No touches to Cozzy Pickett.
It's been good through the finals. Dunkley laterally to Daniel to half-back to Duray. Two-time premiership Hawk, Duray in 14 and 15. Driving it long towards half-forward. Going to be a free kick for a hold or a push. I reckon it's a hold. Yeah, had the grab of the jumper. You could see the jumper come away from the back of Steph Martin. So the former D in line, who once kept Max Gawn out of the Melbourne lineup, kicks it inside forward 50. Now I reckon there's going to be a free kick against Shaki for a hold on Lever. Of course, the grand final play with the Crows in 2017, Jake Lever had his own injury issues with the ACL early in his days at the D's. Kicks to just forward of the wing, next to the edge of the centre square, up the hands of the pack. Gawn, the unlikely rover. Left foot snap inside 50. Ball will bounce. Tracking it is Williams. Pickett for company. Williams just knocked it away into the path of a teammate in Duray, who gave it back by hand to Williams. Williams under the arms of Pickett, not successfully. Turnover, open goal. Spargo dribbles it through. The forward pressure of Pickett coming to the fore creates a goal for Charlie Spargo. Doggy's teammates get to Williams, who found himself in an absolute world of pain as Cozzy Pickett brought the pressure. 3-3-21 Melbourne. The Dogs are 1-1-7 in this opening quarter, thanks to Harvey Norman.
Good forward line pressure, as you said, Kingy, by Cozzy Pickett then. Bailey Williams, when he gets the footy, what he wanted to do, he wanted to quick kick the ball out of there, but when he looked up, there didn't appear to be any Bulldog player in the vicinity to actually receive the kick. It's really important that those forwards stay connected to the play. They need a long kick down the line that's gone boundary side. No forward was there. You would expect as a defender under pressure to look up. You should have someone there. So the Bulldogs need to work on their connection. That is the forwards moving up the ground when the ball goes in their back line.
So Demons by 14. Jackson up. Spills out to Oliver. Oliver goes back to Harms. Harms to centre half forward. Worked off the footy was Ben Brown. Gawn had a little fumble that allowed Kaylee Daniel in. He goes to McRae. It was not 15. He goes wide. That is 15. And it's marked just backward of the wing by Jason Johannesson. He chips it over the top. And McRae's got it again. So McRae finding a little bit of it now up to possession number 6 for Kerrs High, right on centre wing.
Runs towards the near side logos and then pulls the kick to half forward, looking for a fly from Waitman. Couldn't mark. Front of the puck, Bonampelli gave it to Bailey Smith. Smith pulls the kick to the pocket. Shaki in a one-on-one with Lever. Shaki had to play spoiler. Hannon took it off the hands of the pack. Handle on the bounce to English. English with the right foot. Banana has whacked it into the post. 3/4 of the way up. Geez, his hands were good there for a big bloke, English. Got it onto the boot, but just couldn't get enough banana on it to curl it inside the left-hand goalpost. And the margin is 13. 1-2-8, playing 3-3-21 in this Harvey Norman opening quarter that's gone 21 minutes.
So May, kicking duties, runs his required and then hoists a high ball towards the wing. Martin was there, front position. He went off the ground. Was it in danger? Umpire said no. Petrarca's hand pass was good. Neeld Bullen was too slow. Released the hand pass though to Jackson. He got it over the top. Harms, they just moving it forward. Fridge, Oliver over the top again. Back to Harms. This is great stuff to Pickett. Pickett's hand pass. Well done by Johannesson. Got a hand in. Ball spills that into space. Dogs have got the numbers. It'll spin a centre half back. Taken by Bailey Williams. Might have been Eastonwood. His kick had too much pepper on it. And Melbourne have turned it over.
They have. Kick towards centre half forward is all right. And now the kick inside forward 50 is not great, but the mark's been dropped off the hands of the pack. Williams with another howler, and Fritsch has kicked the goal. The kick came in from Harms. It was intended for Fritsch. Williams got in the way, but he couldn't complete the mark. Fritsch took it off the pack, and he said, bang, thanks very much. I'll kick my second and put the margin out to 19, and there are danger signs left, right and centre for the Bulldogs. Melbourne on the Harvey Norman K-Rock scoreboard, a 4-3-27. The Dogs are 1-2-8.
In the last few minutes, the Bulldogs have certainly had the footy enough. They made the play, running it out of half back then. The kick was on through the middle of the ground. It was just a terrible skill error. Melbourne turned it over, and then defensively, the Bulldogs certainly had their chance. That was clearly not a great kick coming inside 50 for the Demons. That should have been marked. It was just Bailey Fritsch being able to capitalise on 2 skill errors. So the Bulldogs, 2 skill errors then, 1 on offence and 1 on defence, which has meant Melbourne get the goal. So they're getting to the contest, they're getting the footy, they're just not sealing the deal when it counts.
He was good last 2 weeks ago, Williams, and
no good tonight so far, Cass.
He's had a howler thus far. Jackson, his kick went nowhere, taken by Liberatore. He puts it towards centre half forward. Pack forms, Mays there. First man at ground level was Hibbert. Gives to Bowie. He goes with a scooting low ball, and it's good. And at the moment, Melbourne got all the answers. Brayshaw chips it wide. Oliver, if you don't mind, up to position number 13. Comes back inward. His kick wasn't what it was good. It got to Harms. Dog fans not happy. Harms wide. And he's got Neeld Bullen. They're running amok at the moment. Salem at half forward. Puts it into the pocket. Wants Ben Brown. What went McDonald? He couldn't mark. Bailey Williams got it to Cordy. Cordy to Martin. Martin went wide. It's going to come back though because it's marked by Salem.
They are dominating them at the moment, the Demons. They're all over the Dogs.
Stand up, please. Just stand now.
They kicked the 1 goal, and you might say that was a little bit lucky what they got. But they're controlling the contest at this stage. With 4.5 minutes to play, Salem just chips it into the left forward pocket. Petrarca worked off. Daniel couldn't complete the mark. And then Fritsch sees it out of bounds, the loose ball. And we've got a boundary throw in left forward pocket. Demons in attack.
Kurzheier Lever's had 5 and it's causing some problems with Shaki. He's got to find a way to nullify Lever or get involved. Shaki, one or the other, who hasn't had an effective disposal of the game.
Martin won the tap down, still inside forward 50 for the Demons. So Petrarca somehow grabbed it out of the pack, snapped a kick around his body, floats across the face, a goal into the right forward pocket. Cordy will track it out in front of McDonald, and we'll get a boundary throw in. St. Cordy playing game 104, the Ocean Grove Falcons and College product. 11 touches and a goal in the 2016 decider. Son of former Bulldog Brian, nephew of former Bulldogs Graham and Neil. Boundary throw in. Brown doing the ruck work, clearing kick comes out for the Dogs. Might have been Wood with a high ball towards left half back. Well done by Bowie, did okay, got a handle out the back to Lever, trying to take on weight and shrugged off that tackle. 65 from goal, sends a kick into the pocket. Brown flying from behind, couldn't complete the mark. Numbers there for the Dogs, including Steph Martin, who went to go off the ground, had a few of the fumbles in the end as he tried to sort of place it on his boot. We've got a stoppage in the right forward pocket. 25 minutes ticked over. Melbourne by 19 in an entertaining opening turn from Optus Stadium.
Martin, they're defending grimly here, the Dogs. Daniel did well in traffic. His kick was a little skewy. Bonampelli slaps it in the direction of McRae, who sold some nice candy on Petrarca, then kicks it to half back. Oh, up went Waitman about 3 hours early. Actually didn't interfere with his Melbourne opponent. Had a freshie, if you like. And the ball's gone out for a throw in as we a little high on Bonampelli against Petrarca.
Yeah, he was a bit sore after that for St John of God too, Benny.
He was making an earn it. Jackson up against Martin. There's Petrarca tackled. And the umpire says no prior opportunity. Give it to me. I'll throw it up still at half forward for the D's, who lead by 19 points, 27 playing 8 first term thanks to Harvey Norman.
Jackson doing the ruck work against Martin. Quick handball. Went back to Martin. He's turned it over. A handball to Petrarca. Petrarca a high kick, top of the square, flying. McDonald can mark. Front of the pack. Brown, quick snap. And he's missed to the right. Might have been touched off the boot on the way through, but deflected it away from the goals. 4-4-28 Melbourne. The Dogs 1-2-8. 20 points is the margin in this opening term thanks to Harvey Norman. Here's Mark Neeld for Wilson's Real Estate.
So Melbourne is set up really well behind the ball. They've got an extra number there. It's a tall. So what that is, if the Bulldogs keep kicking the ball in the air, it's really playing into Melbourne's hands. They need to find a way to go short and run it out. Oh, no.
Kick smothered by the Dogs. Petrarca had it. His kick, fortunately, was smothered. He was going to have a flying shot at goal. He's already got one, and it went out. So calamity averted there as Luke Beveridge looks a little aghast. It was a good smother by Duray on the Petrarca shot at goal. And the Bulldogs fans breathe a sigh of relief. Throw in right on the paint of 50. McRae handballs to Dunkley, in turn to Bonampelli. Bonampelli to the wing. His kick wasn't great. Low down May couldn't get it. English was there. Far hand pass to Waitman. Waitman got it to Shackey. Shackey off the left. Long ball, one-on-one. Johannesson against Hibbert. Hibbert did really well. Kept his feet. Waits for the cavalry to arrive. The ball's kicked out. The cavalry right there is Melbourne through the agency of Lever.
There's well played by Hibbert. And their kick wide. It's a bouncing ball taken by Spargo. Left half back. Puts a handball over the top to Neil Bullen. Neil Bullen back by hand to Brayshaw. Brayshaw, a kick to the wing. It's a poor kick. Now, I don't know whether he was intending to kick it to, but down low, taking the mark is Easton Wood, the premiership skipper from 2016.
That work of the Melbourne players to get back and help out Michael Hibbert was sensational. He stood up against Johannesson, but it's great a work rate at the moment by the Ds.
Wood just sits it up. At least he's playing into Melbourne's hands. Is Gawn. Gets back and helps out his defenders, but going off the footy. Involving Shackey. Gawn's got it at the end where he absolutely tore Geelong a new one in the preliminary final. Now Liberatore and Petty get involved. Gawn called to play on, and he sends a kick towards the broadcast wing.
He does. Jackson actually spoiled his teammate. Coming through was Dale. His hand pass though missed Hunter. Just a skill error. And Hunter then was wrapped up in a tackle. I think he's gone. He's absolutely gone. Jackson kicks it to half forward. Petrarca had a little fumble. Now gathers the peel. He dodges the tackle on the right. Puts it to the top of the square. Down there is Langdon. So to Hannon. Hannon went to ground. Langdon kept his feet. Round the corner. Flying shot at goal is across the face. And has that gone out the full or through for a behind? Just a minor score. But Melbourne are threatening, and they are threatening big time. They lead by 21 points, 4-5, playing 1-2. Harvey Norman as we close in on quarter time.
Quarter time can't come quick enough, Neeldy, for the Dogs, I don't think.
Absolutely. They're under absolute siege here, Kingy. They can't find a way to get any rhythm in their ball movement whatsoever.
Dale ran into the right back pocket and kicked. His kick was smothered. Brayshaw took the mark. Quickly just fired a handball up and it fell for Liberatore. Gave it to McRae. McRae for Kerrs High has been busy. He pulls his kick nicely. Gets to the back edge of the wing where English has marked. Gives a handball now to Hunter. Hunter now needs to straighten back up into his left boot as his momentum was going right. And his bullet kick. Well, I reckon that was a shank, but he's bulleted it straight into the arms of Norton. Norton kicks on his left. High ball. 20 from goal. Johannesson got up but couldn't complete the mark. And in front of the pack. Quick snap. Won't have the carry. It'll pitch in the left forward pocket and bounce out of bounds for a boundary throw. And Johannesson got up.
He did. I wasn't 100% certain what was going through Tim English's mind. They had the overlap run. That ball should have been in their forward zone to give them a one-on-one about 20 seconds earlier than what it was.
Boundary throw in, left forward pocket. Dogs in attack, desperately need one. Tapped one down by English, roving Bontempelli, wrapped up by Salem. He's not getting it out, and he's going to get pinned. And finally gets it out, but as he does that, the whistle goes, and the umpire says you took too long. And Christian Salem will have the resultant free kick, right back pocket, just on 20 seconds to play. In this opening term, sends a kick to the outer wing. Gawn, strong grab in front of Tim English. Johannesson, that was a real Hamlin hanger attempt. Gawn happy to just milk the clock here. 5 seconds to play. Sends a long ball towards half forward, spoiled by Jackson. Front of the pack, Liberatore gives it off to Hannon. And as the Dogs are bursting away, the quarter-time siren sounds. Honours with the Demons in the 2021 Toyota AFL Grand Final. It's Melbourne 4-5-29. The Dogs are 1-2-8 that opening term, thanks to Harvey Norman. Now, of course, there's over 70 grand in prizes. And APCO's Go for Goal, Scratch and Win, and a 1-in-3 chance to instantly win at APCO today. Live Breathe. K-Rock Football.
Thanks to our #1 ticket holder, APCO. Fueled by APCO Cafe 24/7. Wake up with an All-Australian every Monday morning on K-Rock 955 as we do The Jump with Brad Johnson. For Prestige Jayco Geelong.
We've all got to be flexible and agile.
He's the former Bulldogs captain whose beautiful, beaming smile is currently being used to power all 4 of the light towers at K Park.
Hard court.
And most of the pie warmers around the stadium too.
Hey, yeah.
Jono joins Tom and Loggy from 8 a.m. with expert analysis and insight into the weekend's games. He also hands out his 3-2-1 to the best Cats players each week as we count down to the much anticipated inaugural Best and Fairest Award. The Jump with Brad Johnson. For Prestige Jayco Geelong, wherever your adventure takes you. Monday mornings from 8 on K-Rock 955.
Elevate your lifestyle at Warralilly Grange and aspire to something truly special. Live amongst quiet tree-lined streets, offering panoramic views of the ranges, ocean and Mount Neeld. Warralilly is launching its second hillside at Grange land release, offering you larger lots for your dream home. Stage 2 goes on sale this Saturday. Demand has been above expectations, with Stage 1 selling out on release day. So register your interest now. Visit warralilly.com.au.
Hello, it's Jamie and Aaron from Wombat Gully Plant Farm Geelong.
Hey, Dad, guess what?
Hang on, Fezzy Izzy. I'm just trying to get the interweb working on my phone thingy.
Dad, did you know you can shop online at wombatgullyplantfarm.com.au, where you can click and collect?
It's a sick living room set. See you soon at Wombat Gully Plant Farm Geelong.
201 Townsend Road in Woollett.
I'm on the web finally.
Just look for Whiskers the Wombat out the front, mate.
Whispers? The non-fat what?
Hi, I'm Patrick Dangerfield. When you're on the highway to the danger zone, make sure it's in a Rex Gorell new or used car. Rex Gorell just can't be beaten. They top the ladder when it comes to range, service, value and quality. So you'll only get the best when you buy your car from Rex Gorell. Family owned and committed to Geelong. Do what I've done. Join the winning team at Rex Gorell.
Rex Gorell, Fyan Street on the Trobe Terrace, Geelong. Visit rexgorell.com.au.
LMCTs 1308 8349.
Wilson's Real Estate have been breaking the mould in Geelong for 50 years. At Wilson's, it's not about being the biggest, it's about being the best. Nothing generic, no one-size-fits-all. Impeccable service, thoughtful advice, and a broad client network means your home is sold the right way at the highest price. There's a reason Wilson's are chosen to sell Geelong's most iconic properties. Skillful negotiators, strong relationships, the best outcome. Wilson's Real Estate. Geelong property done properly. Contact them today.
Living in pain? Not performing at your best? See Geelong's trusted allied health professionals at Corio Bay Health Group, looking after the people of Greater Geelong for more than 35 years. Choose from physio, Pilates, sports medicine and psychology, myotherapy and remedial massage, hand therapy, podiatry, acupuncture and dietetics. Be fit, be active, be healthy, be better. Call 1300 880 834 or book an appointment online at 9 convenient locations. CorioBayHealth.com.au.
Who's got Geelong's biggest bargains underfoot? Harvey Norman Flooring, Geelong's home of big brands and even bigger savings. Carpet, vinyl, stylish timber or bamboo flooring. Harvey Norman can even install it for you. Plus, check out our huge range of rugs at Harvey Norman's 2 big Geelong locations. You'll get great service, a great price and the right advice. Plus, there's plenty of free parking, in-store or online. See Harvey Norman, your flooring experts. Princes Highway, Corio and Warn Ponds.
Time to check in with the stats thanks to Kerrs High. Here's Bruce.
Thank you. Well, Geelong has kicked a lot of goals today, and I think we all know who we can put that down to. Kerrs High.
What do you mean, Bruce?
Well, the boys at Kerrs High help you achieve all sorts of goals, like a new deck or some renovations or a bit of landscaping. Pretty impressive, huh?
What about some stats on the game, Bruce?
No time. I've got a few goals to tackle myself.
Kerrs Hire, North Geelong, Grovedale and Ocean Grove. KerrsHire.com.au.
Thanks to our #1 ticket holders, APCO. Fueled by APCO Cafe 24/7.
It sits there for Sparrow. Into the pocket. Fritsch! Fritsch is marked in the goal square. Great ball movement.
Gone the spoil. Front of the pack, McRae did the roving. Handball to Liberatore for the Bulldogs. High ball, 30 out from goal. Flying but not marking. Rock Smith. He took it onto the ground and drilled it through. What a wonderful goal. It was a cracking goal from Rourke Smith, but it was a rare highlight in that opening quarter for the Doggies. They find themselves 21 points in arrear. They're 1-2-8. Melbourne 4-5-29. We're here for the grand final night. Thanks to APCO. Scratch and instant win on now at APCO. Benny, you're keeping a close eye on the Kerrs High stats. What are some of the key defining numbers out of this opening quarter?
Well, looking at if you're just looking at the stats, you'd probably think, well, the game's reasonably even. I mean, the Doggies I should say the Demons had 6 more disposals, 7 more marks. The Doggies won the contested possession. Tackle count 12-10, so it wasn't huge there. Inside 50s, 19 to Melbourne, 16 to the Bulldogs. Clearances 9-8 in favour of Melbourne, so not a huge disparity in any of the stats. It's just Melbourne's ability to use the ball, get it out into space, win the inside battle, and then use their runners has really been the difference. Oliver's had 13, Petrarca's had 10 and kicked a goal. Salem had 9. Bowie, he's been a revelation for the D's. He's had 8. Lever's had 7, causing the Dogs problems going the other way. Neil Bullen's had 7 and Gawn has had 7 touches for the Dogs. Daniels had 12, Dunkley 12, McRae 10, Bailey Dale had 8. Just some players who struggled a little bit. Treloar didn't have a kick. Bonapelli only had 2 disposals. Easton Wood hardly touched it. Johannesson, Norton, Waitman, Hunter only 1 kick for the Dogs.
Thank you, Benny. Second quarter, thanks to Warren Lilly. About to get underway. Umpire Mollison plugs it into the turf. The bounce slightly favours Martin, and he wins the tap down. Treloar's in the middle. He's wrapped up and dumped in an Oliver tackle. We'll get a ball up. Time to get to Mark Neeld for Wilson's Real Estate. You'd be pretty happy if you were Simon Goodwin.
Oh, absolutely, King. As been said, it's their ability just to use the ball. Get on the outside. They were just too good for the Dogs. Treloar started in the middle, had his hands on it a couple of times. Let's see if they can get the footy out of there.
Ball spills out of the pack. Daniel jams it on the boot for the Dogs towards centre half forward. Norton couldn't mark, but he found it at the front of the pack. Handball into space. Hunter's got it at left half forward. 55 from goal. Pulls a kick to about 25 metres out, make it 20 out. English brought it to ground. Knocked away by Dunkley. Handball lever. Stolen by Treloar. Treloar with a snap, and Treloar with a much-needed goal for the Dogs. The former giant and pie has gone into the middle and had an early impact to start this second quarter, thanks to Warren Lilly. And the Dogs are now 2-2-14. They trail Melbourne 4-5-29. Just on 40 seconds gone in this second term.
So just 2 players I mentioned there at quarter time were Hunter and Treloar. That was Treloar's first kick of the game. Yep. Hunter had only had 1 kick, both involved in that passage of play.
And they did it in a smart fashion, Cass. Treloar got his hands on the footy in the middle. He was then able to run forward. The kick of Hunter inside 50 was crucial. When he looked up initially, the Melbourne players had front position. They clogged up the leading lane. He chose not to kick it there. He squared it over their head. What that meant, when the ball hit the deck, there were even numbers, and that was really crucial, and that allowed Treloar to run in space. So very well done. They changed the matchup on lever. Now the Bulldogs, they're playing their second ruckman down there, so that will be interesting to see if that continues. And we'll keep an eye on where Shackie's gone.
So centre bounce, clearance crucial. Gawn did well, got it to Viney, and he was tackled right around the cranium by Bonapelli.
Play on.
So Viney gives it to Salem, sweeping by. That shouldn't be allowed to happen that easily. Salem goes to half forward, and Jackson's up and marks. So whoever was on Salem there was absolutely sound asleep. You can't allow him just to burst off half back, receive a hand pass, and then just, without any pressure whatsoever, deliver inside forward 50.
Yeah, absolutely, Ben. That's really poor from the Bulldogs half forward, particularly when there was a stop play, and you know that the man on the mark can't move these days, so it's just a simple play for the halfback if you don't run with him. Really poor.
So Jackson, who's kicked 15 goals, 9. He'll kick from 55. In fact, he doesn't have a shot. He just pulls the kick top of the square. Brown gets a run at it. Can't mark. Ball landing and bobbling around. Treloar. Oliver sits over him. Slapped out in the direction of Cordy, who had a fumble. Viney's got it. His hand pass dropped off. Oliver around the corner. Oliver's flying shot at goal is off to the left-hand side. Minor scored. Dog fans breathe a sigh of relief. Margin is 16. Early going second term. 4-6-30 the D's. The Dogs are 2-2-14, and this second term is thanks to Warren Lilly, living Geelong's most awarded community.
Check out warrenlilly.com.au. Dale with the kick towards half back. It's a good grab by English in front of Petty. Wasn't a great kick from Dale. He mishit it, I reckon.
No, I think I'm a bit into Dale about his kicking. I think that's almost as good as it gets, to be honest. Didn't look good, but it was effective.
Yeah, All-Australian half back. English, a high kick that'll float just forward of the wing, spoiled from behind by Hibbert. Fell to the front of the pack where there's numbers for the D's, including Oliver. Gave it to Viney, bangs it long to an open forward 50. Back with the flight, bouncing ball. Keith, haven't called him yet tonight, I don't think. He's going to take him in the right back pocket.
First touch.
And he'll send it. Thanks, Benny, for Kerr's higher. He'll send it looking for Dunkley, front of the pack. Good hands, Norton. Gave it back to Dunkley. Dunkley's kicked us a little bit too much on it for Bailey Smith. Will he have too much toe though for him? But he does. Left foot kick inside forward 50. Norton flying, couldn't mark. Knocked down by Hannon, the former Demon. He's just knocked it back into the path of a teammate. Smart play. Hunter got the footy, pulls a kick, top of the square. No mark taken. Norton couldn't take it either. Petty got a handball away. Here's Treloar again! Back-to-back goals from Adam Treloar. Good pressure pressure from the Doggies forwards. Penny forced into a turnover. Treloar, like a thief in the night. And then he quickly snapped it around the body to cut the margin back to 10. 3-2-20 the Dogs. Melbourne 4-6-30 in this second quarter, thanks to Warralilly.
Kingy, that mark by Tim English could be very important for the Bulldogs and his confidence. Clearly a confidence player. Went up, took the one grab. Let's 50-50 on the kick. Did he mean it? Not sure. Interesting enough, the 2 goals to Treloar, obviously front and centre goals. Melbourne have a lot of their rebound 50s this year from either May or Lever in particular taking the mark. So what we're seeing at the moment, the Bulldogs forwards contesting the footy, getting it on the deck to allow their midfielders to come in. The 2 Treloar goals will put pressure on the Melbourne mids, and their defenders will be saying, hey boys, you got to get down here and help us out and defend, please. Back-to-back goals really important.
Pressure was good from Hannon there.
It was.
Goes back into the middle. Gorn took it, then he was dropped it on the ground. Bonampelli handballs to Treloar. Treloar will go back to Bonampelli. Explodes out of the middle. Low laser ball. Carney the top. Brilliant pick up by Norton. Norton on the right. Norton's got another one for the Dogs. Bulldogs have come out breathing fire to start this second term. They kicked 1 goal in the opening stanza, and in the opening 5 minutes have banged on through to cut the margin to 4. And Treloar has been heavily involved. Melbourne 4-6-30. The Dogs are 4-2-26. And this second term, thanks to Warralilly.
Wow, Adam Treloar, we didn't see that coming. He's had a purple patch, and good on him. One thing he is doing, he's working really hard, and when it's his turn in the middle to put his head over it and one grab the footy, that's exactly what he's done. He got that ball out to Bonampelli. That's sensational. Really good play. Nice kick in, and Aaron Norton, perhaps he's better just when he doesn't really think about having a shot for goal. Just put it on the boot, and there you go. 3 in a row. Terrific stuff.
Brilliant pick-up by Norton.
That was outstanding.
For a big bloke.
Lemmy's Tavern goal of the night contender from Aaron Norton. He's had some sort of season. Goal number 47 for him. 97th of his career. Bounce back in the middle. Tap down Gorn, roving Liberatore though. Handball off Bonampelli, burns away. Has a bounce. A second bounce as he runs towards the broadcast wing. Now he pulls a kick inside 50. Bouncing ball. Norton again. Couldn't take it cleanly. Gorn overran it. Johannisen a handball up. Dunkley up. Shackey. Bailey Smith for the lead. Smith for the lead, has missed to the left. A minor score, but this has been 6 minutes of absolute mayhem from the Bulldogs. They cut the margin back to 3, 4-3-27. Melbourne 4-6-30 in the second quarter, thanks to Warralilly.
The game being played exclusively in the Bulldogs' half for the moment.
Rivers, his kick, well, that's luck's a fortune. His kick was an absolute stinker out of the defence, and it's landed fortuitously on the chest of Neeld Bullen. Now Melbourne looking to do what the Bulldogs did in the first quarter, just suck a bit of life out of the game. They've been caught on the hop here to start this second term. Salem just kicks it down the line, a high ball in the direction of Jackson. That's a good mark. Luke Jackson up high and took a beauty. Might have been over Cordy. Jackson going to be a player, star for many years to come. Plays on, puts it inside forward, 50 long ball. Brown! He was just able to focus on the pill. And a couple of Dogs got caught in the marking contest. Just had their runs checked. One was Wood. And Gorn's big frame was able to protect Brown, and Brown was marked almost uncontested about 35 metres out.
That was outstanding from Max Gorn. He was not going to mark the footy, but he cleared the path, kept 2 defenders away. Really well done.
So Brown took a couple of points in that first term. He's on the runway. He should kick this, comes in, and he has. So Melbourne get the response. And they lead again by 9 points, 5-6-36. The Doggies are 4-3-27. In this first term, thanks to Warralilly, live in Geelong's most awarded community.
So what we saw then, Luke Jackson's really important for the Melbourne ball movement. If they get stuck coming out of the back 50 and they need to go long, he's the forward that's got the job of being that connecting player or that long kick down the line target. If he gets a chance to run and jump, we've seen him take 2 grabs, he can get up really high, and he's strong in the air, and he turned around and got to his counterpart. But again, Max Gorn's work in the pack was terrific.
So they're just able to halt the momentum of the Dogs for the moment, the D's. They'd love Bailey Smith to have kicked that goal to give themselves the lead earlier, but a moment in the game they might look back on. But at this stage, it's the D's by 9. This has been an entertaining contest on a beautiful evening for South Point Garden Supplies at Optus Stadium. 9 goals already kicked early in this second quarter. Bounce in the middle, tap down. The bounce favoured Martin, but he's going to come up with it with Petrarca driving along top of the goal square. Gawn and Brown, neither could mark. Front of the pack, Keith cleans up. The Dogs does okay. High snapping kick. Still inside forward, defensive 50, marking no Rourke Smith. Brayshaw knocked it away. Rourke Smith tapped it down to Cordy. Cordy just banged it on the boot, wanting to buy some territory. Down low, no mark taken there by Rivers. Chance now for Petrarca, though, to go back inside forward 50. Bangs it long off the hands of the pack. McDonald knocked it away, but Keith was good. Gave it to Rourke Smith. Kicked blindly again, and Petrarca, well done by Martin. Provided a good spoil, and then a handball over the top that was intended for a teammate, and Dunkley was half cut off by Petrarca and knocked out of bounds. And we'll get a boundary thrown, but the D's defence, or rather the Dogs' defence, holding up well there, Benny.
So Petrarca is playing well, 13 touches. Oliver's at 15, they've had 28 between them. 3 clearances, throw in. Martin up against Jackson. Jackson took front position, got it down. McRae went in. Brayshaw won the battle low. Slap between some hands, comes to Bailey Smith. His kick was partially smothered. Liberatore doing some tackling on Brayshaw. It's not coming out on the ball, surely. Umpire said the ball was pinned. Dog fans thought it was a free. Umpire said no, give it to me, I'll throw it up just forward of the wing for the D's.
A lot of smothers, Neeldy.
Yeah, a lot of pressure, a lot of numbers around the ball, Kingy.
Handball out of the pack after grabbing it by Martin. Bouncing ball on the Melbourne logo. Got on by Rivers, go the handball off to Brayshaw, kick inside 50. Cordy, front position. That's a Hamlin hanger in a one-on-one against McDonald. He had to take that. There were Melbourne numbers ready to pounce on a loose ball.
That's great confidence, King, to take front position and fly for the ball and mark it as a key defender.
Gave it off to Caleb Daniel, high left foot kick to the wing. No mark taken by Martin. Front of the pack, Oliver. Oh, Bontempelli could have sent him into next week. He's got him high. MRO will look at that during the week, but that's not worry at the moment for the Dogs. It's the fact that Max Gawn is marked inside 450. Just got a little clip there, Clary, from the Bont. Hit over it, and yeah, just a little tucked in elbow. And Max Gawn in the right forward pocket.
You can't be doing that. That'll probably, you'll have a holiday at the start of the year. You can't go at their head. But the most important thing for the moment is well, and then the ball's gone inside 50, and Max Gawn's having a shot at goal.
Gawn, right forward pocket, kicked 5 against the Cats, the Demon skipper. 33 hit-outs, 19 touches in some sort of finals performance. This to push the margin back out to 15 points. Starts it right. Does he work it back enough? No, he doesn't. Oh, he's a little bit flummoxed by the decision. He thinks he kicked a goal. Goal umpire thinks differently, and the margin is again double figures at 10 points. 5-7 plays 4-3 in this second quarter, thanks to Warralilly, living Geelong's most awarded community. 11 3/4 minutes gone.
So Daniel plays on. Kick is okay. It's marked by English. That was really good stuff. He needs some support though. Wanted a quick play. Got it back to Hunter. Hunter goes wide, and that's okay. And it's marked by Shaki on the wing. So Shaki, he's pointing forward. Wants him to move it a bit quicker. Instead he comes backward and he kicks it to Daniel.
They had the outnumber. Cass just in front of the man on the mark, and he just couldn't see it for some reason. And they would have been able to get it a little bit closer, which means a deeper inside 50.
So the Doggies are controlling it, and Daniel's got it from where he had it about a few minutes ago. Now he runs closer to the wing and puts it towards half forward. Long ball, up went. Oh, nice mark. That's a good mark by Shaki, who worked forward. And Shaki, 55 out, can pump the Dogs deep forward.
Maybe a confidence booster for the former line. Sends it into the pocket. Oh, Bontempelli! Pack of 5, back with the flight. Eyes never averted from the yellow Sharon. Takes the mark and will have a shot at goal. That is a wonderful mark.
That's great, Kingy. There's great courage there. Ben, you mentioned Shaki and his work. Him contesting for the ball outside 50 and marking it gets Lever away from that exact position where Bontempelli took that mark. That's normally where Lever likes to set up and mark the footy. If they can find Shaki up the ground, it forces Lever away from there. Smart play.
3 touches, 2 marks this quarter for Shaki.
Bring the margin back to 4. Bontempelli just right of centre. The left footer should have no problems, and he doesn't. We've got a cracking grand final. The ball is pinging around off the stadium. And the Dogs are now 5-3-33. They trail the D's 5-7-37 in the second quarter. Thanks to Warralilly and its K-Rock football. Thanks to APCO. Over 70 grand in prizes in Go for Goal, Scratch and Win. On now at APCO.
Just Kerrs High, the Dogs just getting their hands on the ball more in this quarter. 41 disposals to 29. They've actually had 2 less inside 50s. They've had 5 inside 50s and kicked 4 goals, 1. So their efficiency going forward and able to hit the scoreboard has been absolutely first rate in this second term.
Certainly has, Cass, and if they can do that, it means that they're not so worried about defending the Melbourne run from the stoppage. If they're controlling the footy, it's really important. That clearly helps their defence too. Sometimes the best way to defend is actually get the footy in your hands yourself, so you don't have to worry about it.
I reckon they might be talking about the Max Gawn shot at goal if it's a close finish to the contest.
Yeah, they will, but the closest bloke there was the umpire, and we'll just go with him.
Bounce in the middle, Gawn with a fist towards the outer wing that Oliver will run onto. Under pressure, got a handball to Petrarca, gave it to Langdon. Langdon tucks it under the arm, runs to 60 out from goal. Brown on a surging lead, couldn't mark. Daniel clean hands, front of the pack. Giray couldn't take it cleanly. Then the ball fired back into underneath him, and he was wrapped up by Fritsch. He was taken high, according to the umpire, and will take the free kick. The former Hawk, Taylor Giray, goes short with a kick into the right back pocket, and the mark taken by Dale. They're a long way from home, the Dogs, but they only trail by 4. He goes short right to the boundary line, barely stayed inside the field of play and barely went 15 to McRae. As Mark's only for McRae, please, Benny, for Kerrs.
McRae is his 12th touch. Daniel's had 18 possessions for the Dogs.
Kick to half back and uncontested. Bontempelli has taken the mark, not for the first time, finding himself at the front of the pack, stretching and marking. It's a great weapon to have when one of your midfielders can do that. Just back of the wing, drives it now towards half forward. English flying, couldn't take the mark. Gawn, the unlikely rover, front of the pack. Handball released to Salem. Salem loops it over the top. They'll look to clear here the D's, but the kick flirting with the boundary line has gone out on the full. Might have been Bowie who's put it out on the full. It is the most inexperienced player on the ground, and Bontempelli the resultant free kick, Benny.
Chips it inboard. He's got Bailey Williams. He made a couple of mistakes that cost goals in that first term. He's got it on the wing and he goes the safe option. It's backwards. He's got Big Keefe, and Keefe comes to the wing, the broadcast wing. Marking the ball is Daniel. Possession number 19, if you don't mind, for Daniel. Scoots forward now. Puts them inside forward. 50. Is that a free kick against Salem? Good tackle on Hibberd. Released a hand pass. Then the tackle on Sparrow was a beauty. Giray got it to Dunkley. Dunkley to Bailey Smith. Payne at 50 on the left. His kick was a wonky ball. Ground level. It goes through some fingertips. It gets out the back. Over the top is Hannon. Gawn sits over the top of him. And the umpire, in fact, it's English. And the umpire says, give it to me, I'll throw it up 19.5 metres out, directly in front of the Bulldogs goal.
English winning the tap down, goes through the hands of Oliver. Liberatore's handball was a bit slick. Handball away by McRae, went up the chimney, knocked away by Bowie. Ellie's far as Hunter, who's taken high. Just did that little Joel Selwood shrug of the shoulders, and Spargo fell for it. And Hunter has a chance to give the Dogs the lead for the first time tonight.
Yeah, King, just the advantage of getting to the footy first. Yes, he did drop his shoulder, but that's the deal. And our Geelong listeners will be used to that. It's part of the game. If you get the footy first, it's on the tackler to do the right thing.
He did. It's those marks in this quarter, 15-6, really in favour of the Dogs.
He'll kick from around 48, Hunter, for a first-time Dogs lead, and he's drilled it. So for the first time in the 2021 Grand Final, the Western Bulldogs are in front on the scoreboard because they've kicked 5 goals to 1 in this second quarter that's only just ticked over 17 minutes. 6-3-39, playing 5-7-37 second quarter action, thanks to Warranley, living Geelong's most awarded community.
We spent a fair bit of time at quarter time thinking about how good the Melbourne offence was and what the Bulldogs could do defensively. What they've come out and done this quarter is say, hang on, we're actually an extremely good offensive side ourselves. What about Melbourne trying to defend us? They've won the ball around the contest, and as Ben just pointed out, what they've done is controlled the ball by increasing their marks, so they've played that really well. They've got the ball inside, and 5 goals, I think, Kingies, so 3 in general play, and you've got the Bontempelli mark, and that one was resulted in a free kick in general play. So they're not allowing the Melbourne defenders to mark the ball, really crucial part of their game plan.
High quality game of footy we're getting.
Oh, yeah.
So back in the middle, Martin up, got it in the direction of Libba. Harms did some tackling, ball spills out the back. Viney had a fumble. It's going to be a free kick, I think, to Viney, is it? Well, it's going to be in the back to Viney, who didn't actually know it was his free.
Yeah, for a trip, I think, Benny.
That's always a worry, isn't it, when the player getting the free kick doesn't know it's his.
So Viney in the middle of the stadium.
Viney first, yeah, that's our play.
So the umpires are just working out there, not sure who's free, is it? So Viney, who's been busy, puts a high ball just inside forward 50. Well, Petrarca was up, couldn't mark. Neeld Bullen's hand pass, Spargo. Handball to no one in particular. Fritsch had to be hurried with his work. Sparrow, was he taken high? Got it back to Fritsch. In traffic. Fritsch, look out, you're gone. That's on the ball, surely. Daniel mops up the mess. His underground hand pass was stolen by Neeld Bullen, who wildly hand passed inside forward 50. Brilliant pick up by Petrarca. Handballs to Fritsch. Fritsch breaks the tackle. His hand pass, though, was ill-directed. Taken by Liberatore.
A high kick towards right half back. Spoiled away from Jackson by Rourke Smith, front of the pack, Harms. His handball intended for Salem. Once again taken by Rourke Smith, who is taken out of bounds. And we're going to boundary throwing.
Just in this quarter, they've had 20 more disposals, 9 more marks, 5 more contested possession, 1 more tackle, and they've actually had 3 less inside 50s, the Dogs, but they're controlling the ball and the marks.
The Kerrs High, your local high company since 1982. Boundary throwing, Gawn got rid of Martin in the ruck contest and then jammed it on the boot. High kick, 20 out from goal. No contest or keep. Dropped what he should have taken. Spilled off his chest, and at the front of the pack, Geray will be wishing he had marked it because Doc Geray has been pole-driven into the ground, and we'll get a ball up about 30 metres out from the Demon goal, just left of centre. Umpire Mollison puts it into the air. Tap down, falls into the hands of Liberatore, who gave it off to Geray on his non-preferred right. McRae kicks to half back. It's taken by Gawn, playing the sweeping role. He gets a handle out the side door. Bowie, inside forward 50, back with the flight. Good courage, Geray. Ensured Petrarca couldn't mark cleanly. Spargo was taken in a tackle with basically the player wrapping the ball to his midriff. He didn't have his hands on it. Umpire says, give it to me, I'll ball it up left foot pocket.
They did well, the Bulldogs defence, and Petrarca had a full run at that footy, and in many other occasions he would have taken the mark.
Jackson, the tap down, couldn't do his own roving. Liberatore knocked it forward twice. Bailey Smith, oh bang, Viney! Big tackle, brings him to ground at 50. Oh, then, gee, over the top, Spargo was a little bit indiscriminate against McRae. Umpire didn't see anything wrong with it. McRae slow to his feet, helped up by his teammate Smith. And we'll get a boundary throw-in right where the 50 meets the boundary. Left half forward, 2-point doggy lead in this second quarter thanks to Warralilly.
She's tough, McRae. He cut one there, bounced straight up. Really doesn't get credit for as tough as he is. Out the back, Bailey Smith. Handballs to that man, McRae. Off one step, puts it to the wing. Important ball to be won here. Gawn went back and took a wonderful mark. He never left the ground. It was a Hamlin-Anger contender in the end in traffic. And Gawn, his kick was okay. It was a little captain risky, but it got to Hibbert. He goes to Petty, and Petty at true centre half back for Melbourne. Just slows the pill down. It's basically got, well, he has got every Bulldog in front of him.
He does. He drives it now towards right half forward. Looking to mark. Fritsch just got his man off the ball. He couldn't complete the mark. Front of the pack, he takes it. Walks into a Liberatore tackle. Then walks out of it with a handball to Neeld Bullen. Trying to go off the ground was Hunter. Head over at Keith. He couldn't get the handball up because it's stolen away by McDonald. McDonald on the near side logo gave it to Rivers. Rivers looped a handball out to Brayshaw. Brayshaw 80 from goal. Sends it towards the right forward pocket. And Jackson, well played by Martin to knock it away and send it out of bounds for a boundary throwing. Steph Martin, he'll turn 35 in December, Neeldy.
Really is. Yeah. Good job for him to come down from Brisbane and be injured and then get right for the last 2 weeks of the year. Full credit to him.
57 games for the Demons, 133 for the Lions for Steph Martin. Jackson from behind on the tap down. Spargo under pressure. Jammed it on the boot and floated it across the face of goal and through for a behind. And the margin is 1. 5-8-38 Melbourne. The Dogs 6-3-39. K-Rock second quarter. Scratch an instant win on now at APCO.
Very dangerous Melbourne from those inside 50 stoppages. They left the passage to run in straight to goals was completely clear. Bulldogs need to watch that.
So Doggies have worked it back to Daniel, who kicked it in, then gets the handball back, and he mucks around with it a little bit, gives it to Keefe. He sweeps a hand pass wide. They've stuffed it up here. It'll go to Neeld Bullen from 49. Neeld Bullen turns and goes. Neeld Bullen's flying shot of goals across the face. Geez, they paid the price there, or nearly paid the price, I should say. Did the Dogs. That was poor defensive stuff. It was lackadaisical. I'm not sure you want to be using Alex Keefe as a link man out of your back half. And the ball, unfortunately, Neeld Bullen for the D's couldn't finish the deal, and we are locked at 39 apiece.
I'm 100% certain you don't.
No, and I think they just saw that there.
Fair enough. There's enough research and data for anybody.
Daniel rather runs his full measure and pulls the kick then towards English near the boundary line. He can't mark as Gawn comes over the top of the spoil. St John of God got a dog in the hands of the trainers. Just can't pick up who that is. Might be Easton Wood, just looking at a right hand or a right wrist at the moment. So that would be a blow for the Dogs. Keep an eye on that for St John of God. Tapped down by Gawn from the boundary, throwing handball up McRae to Daniel for the Dogs. He gave it to Bailey Dale. Dale pulled his kick towards the near side wing. A couple of Demons fly, including Petty with his spoil. Front of the pack, Waitman. Well, he was going before he took the footy, and in fact left it behind. So Petrarca with a loose ball, Lever a handball into space. 3 Ds, 1 dog, and one of the demons, I think it might have been Viney, just fumbled at the wrong time. Bailey Smith came to help out. Handball to Liberatore, non-preferred right, throws it on the boot, a high kick up the chimney. Good spoil Lever on English. But Johannesson was there to give it to Treloar, and now Treloar kicks for space.
He does. Will it sit for Hannon? Had a little fumble. Tackled by Rivers was good. Then he won the pill. He in turn was tackled. Not before he released to Bowie. He goes to May. May to Brayshaw. Over the top back to Bowie. Well worked by Melbourne. Oliver's got it now. Just backward of the wing. Puts it towards half forward. Pack forms English up. He couldn't mark. Martin front and square road. It was stolen by Pickett though. Pickett's got wheels. Goes inside forward 50 on a long lead is Fritsch. Takes it on the bounce. Wheels and goes. Comes back inboard. He kicks an absolute stink bomb. That was a stink bomb in Melbourne. The Dogs will hit back through Johannesson.
The 2016 Norm Smith medalist with a bounce and then a driving kick towards half forward. Front position May. Spoiled Norton. Went to claim the mark. Umpire said play on. Handball to Bontempelli. Bontempelli's handball. Too much on it for McRae. Missed opportunity maybe. McRae kept it alive at the boundary line, but Lever came back to hold things up. Ball still at the boundary line, now out of bounds, and Bontempelli would love that handball back. He just had too much momentum, and as a result, what happened was he just fired it past McRae. And it might have been the tackle he laid on Spargo a bit earlier that's resulted in the injury for Easton Wood there.
It's his elbow.
Yeah, working on that at the moment for St John of God. From the boundary throwing, tapped down one by Martin. Johannesson the roving, and they are taping it up. So
that's his wrist.
Vandermeer is warming up at the moment, the other Formula 1 driver next to the grid. Of course, is Orazio Fantasia, not racing tonight. Car problems. Liberatore kick inside forward 50. High ball. Spoil came from Bowie. Front of the pack Brayshaw just tried to flick it onto Lever. Little handball up to Oliver was good. Oliver kicks on his left towards forward of the wing for the Dogs there. Floating back and marking is Martin.
It's been okay, Martin, hasn't he, Neeld? He's not.
He does. He just needs someone to help him think his way through this.
He wants to probably handball this to someone. Maybe someone sweeping. He does.
There you go.
Daniel. It's probably a smart option. He's had possession number 25, Daniel, if you don't mind. Inside forward 50. English just been paid the mark. He was up high in front of Petty and broke his heart and took the mark. Might be too far out to score. He's marked the ball about 49 out, and not sure he's got 55 metres in him. There's a good mark by English.
It's terrific, Cass. I reckon that's what the Bulldogs fans and coaching staff and teammates would have been wanting to see. He's taken 3 grabs in this first half, all launching at the footy. Really important.
So, English. He goes round on the arm. Oh, he had his kick smothered. He never got over the man on the mark. Petty had his tackle. Coming through was Daniel. And it's umpire says, give it to me, I'll throw it up. So an anticlimactic finish there from English, who just tried to creep too close to the man on the mark. Knew he wasn't going to get the distance, and his kick got smothered.
English and Jackson. Jackson winning the tap down. McRae, the roving handball on the up. Bontempelli. Treloar gave it off to Daniel. Daniel on his right boot over the head of Waitman and also Bowie. Ball rolls into the right forward pocket. Bowie and Waitman, two of the young bucks of the competition, see it out for a boundary throw in right forward pocket.
Tell you what, Bowie is doing well. Waitman yet to have a kick. Bowie's had 11 touches, 9 of them have been effective.
39 plays, 39, 27 and a half minutes almost ticked over in the second quarter for Warralili. Tapped down by English, rolling ball front of the pack. Bontempelli, a handball back to the voice of English, who couldn't take it. Liberatore, he threw that to Treloar. Umpire said play on. McRae ducked out of a tackle. Handball to Johannesson, tight in the right forward pocket. Pulls a kick to 20 metres out. Flying Hannon brought it to ground to the front of the pack. Little pick out of the pack, rolling ball. Didn't pick up who that was. Shaki. Shaki puts it through and the Dogs lead by a point. 6-4-40, playing 5-9-39 in a thrilling first half of football from Optus Stadium. Hope you're enjoying it for APCO as much as we are on K-Rock.
So May, Dogs lead by a point. There's a minute 49 remaining till half time. May just puts a high ball in the direction of Gawn. Up was English, did well, affected a spoil. Ground level, Duray went in, Gawn, so too Gawn. Good contest from both players. But it might have been, yeah, it was Duray. The umpire says, give it to me, I'll throw it up half forward for the Dogs. Gawn on the tap, spiked it down close to the boundary. Petrarca kept it in. Kicked it towards the wing. Important ball to be won. Jackson, it got out the back for Brownlow. A little fumble. He tried to slap it to a teammate, but it was stolen by Williams. He got it to Duray. Duray got it to Rourke Smith. It was a good pickup. Round the corner, Rourke Smith. And that's a free kick to English against Gawn in the back. Gawn not happy. Thought he used the body. Umpire said he used the hands. And English free kick at half forward.
English with the man on the mark standing about 70 from goal. Sets it into the right forward pocket, 30 out. Fly. Oh, Bontempelli again! Front of the pack! Just floats into the right position. Nobody goes with him. And he marks uncontested, basically, Neeld.
He did. I think they've certainly Bontempelli. He's going to be the target inside 50. I think it's Petty again.
Well, Viney's the one that started with him.
That's not great when Bontempelli is 6'3" or just over, and he's in forward 50 against Viney. Let's see if he can kick this goal.
The Dogs' biggest lead of the night, and Bont second of the second, and he's drilled it. Bontempelli with 2. The Dogs with their 7th, and they lead by 7. It's a 28-point turnaround since quarter time. They trail by 21. They lead by 7 with just over half a minute to play in the second quarter, thanks to Warralilly. 46 playing 39, Benny.
178 centimetres, Viney, 93 centimetres, Bontempelli.
It's a big difference. So one of the things that's happened there, we didn't see Lever jumping over, and Gawn was out on the mark 70 metres out. So if English is going to take Gawn out there and mark the footy and get a free kick, that's really important. And what Shaki was doing earlier, Lever's really concerned with him. So it left almost a one-on-one. No one actually left their direct opponent. Terrific work there by Bontempelli. So he's kicked a couple this quarter. Trelaw's kicked a couple, so they're getting goals from their midfielders. Really important.
Hunter's kicked a goal.
Well, there you go. So how many? What do they kick? 6 this quarter, the Dogs?
They've had 10 inside 50s and kicked 6 goals too.
Whoa. Wow, well, they deserve a 7-point lead. You're going to play like that.
Melbourne have had 14 inside. They've actually had 4 more inside 50s in this quarter and kicked the 1 goal 4.
Real efficiency from the Bulldogs. Tap down, Gawn, roving, Viney, dragged down by McRae. Spills for Treloar, who's had a big quarter. Handball off to English. A high ball towards right half forward. Johannesson had to play spoiler. Spills nicely for Rourke Smith. Left foot kick inside forward 50. What's he got? He's got May marking for the Demons. Although his play on wasn't paid, and he just had to soccer it away into space. There's time for the Dogs if they're good enough. Harms came in, gave it to Bowie. Spilled for Norton. Norton a handball. Hunter for the exclamation mark. No, has pushed it across the face, through for a behind, and that is half time. 8-point lead for the Dogs. A stunning second quarter burst from them. After trailing by 21 at the first change, they now lead by 8 at the main break. That second quarter, thanks to Warralilly, the Dogs kicking 6 goals 3 to the Demons 1 goal 4. Plenty to get through at half time thanks to Next Level Skirmish. But we're here for APCO and their scratch and win on now with Breed K-Rock Football.
Thanks to our #1 ticket holder, APCO. Fueled by APCO Cafe 24/7. Fresh daily with Tom and Loggy.
Village cricket in the UK. So there's a video that's gone viral. Guy bowls, it bounces twice.
Yeah.
Batsman hits it, and then the 2 batsmen run towards each other, get to about the middle, realise that someone's going to get run out, and the guy that just got ran out wanders off, and as he wanders off, he throws his bat, but he holds onto it for too long and hits the other batsman in the face.
I think it hits him right in the neck with the handle. Bang!
Fresh daily with Tom and Loggy on K-Rock 955.
If you're sitting on a block of land wondering what to do, now is the time to talk to Metricon, Australia's #1 home builder. Let us add real value to your land with one of our stunning home designs, offering you superb value for money, built by the best local tradespeople, and all backed by Metricon's lifetime structural guarantee. Call us today on 1300 Metricon or head to our website. Love where you live. Metricon. Terms and conditions apply. Vic Builders Licence CDBU 52967.
APCO Joe, it's September, which means the premiership is up for grabs.
And there's awesome prizes up for grabs too, Kingy, in the APCO Scratch and Win Go for Goal competition. There's a 1 in 3 chance of an instant win with over 70 grand in prizes.
Entering is easy. Just get into APCO and buy any specially marked products to get your Go for Goal scratchy.
Just give it a little scratch and you could be a winner. Go for goal and win at APCO now.
We've got you.
T's and C's apply.
Hi, I'm Patrick Dangerfield. When you're on the highway to the danger zone, make sure it's in a Rex Gorell new or used car. Rex Gorell just can't be beaten. They top the ladder when it comes to range, service, value and quality. So you'll only get the best when you buy your car from Rex Gorell. Family owned and committed to Geelong. Do what I've done. Join the winning team at Rex Gorell.
Rex Gorell, Fine Street on the Trobe Terrace, Geelong. Visit rexgorell.com.au.
LMCTs 1308 8349.
Wilson's Real Estate have been breaking the mould in Geelong for 50 years. At Wilson's, it's not about being the biggest, it's about being the best. Nothing generic, no one-size-fits-all. Impeccable service, thoughtful advice, and a broad client network means your home is sold the right way at the highest price. There's a reason Wilson's are chosen to sell Geelong's most iconic properties. Skillful negotiators, strong relationships, the best outcome. Wilson's Real Estate. Geelong property done properly. Contact them today.
On-road, off-road. Check out Geelong 4-Wheel Drive and Camping, the home of Ironman 4x4. Everything is on display in the huge showroom, and you can get great deals on bull bars, winches, suspension, swags and more. They're your local agent for Carry Boy canopies, plus X-Rocks bars, Clearview towing mirrors, HEMA mapping and Ozpig. Before you go on your next 4-wheel drive and camping adventure, get a pre-trip inspection. Geelong 4-Wheel Drive and Camping, Melbourne Road, North Geelong, next to Supercheap.
At home, on the work site, in the office, there are some big cleaning problems you just don't want to deal with.
Don't panic. Call Steamatic.
Steamatic has real solutions to your cleaning problems. Graffiti removal, kitchen canopy cleaning, blasting services or the big industrial jobs, they're equipped to handle it all. Steamatic, a standout job every time and on standby when you need them most.
Don't panic. Call Steamatic.
Essington Street, Grovedale. Visit steamaticgeelong.com.au.
Elevate your lifestyle at Warralilly Grange and aspire to something truly special. Live amongst quiet tree-lined streets, offering panoramic views of the ranges, ocean and Mount Neeld. Warralilly is launching its second hillside at Grange land release, offering you larger lots for your dream home. Stage 2 goes on sale this Saturday. Demand has been above expectations, with Stage 1 selling out on release day. So register your interest now. Visit warralilly.com.au.
Thanks to our number one ticket holders, APCO. Fueled by APCO Cafe 24/7.
Balls a kick to about 25 metres out, make it 20 out. English brought it to ground, knocked away by Dunkley. Handball lever, stolen by Treloar. Treloar with a snap, and Treloar with a much-needed goal for the Dogs.
Handballs to Treloar. Treloar will go back to Bonapelli. Explodes out of the middle. Low laser ball. Carney the top. Brilliant pick up by Norton. Norton on the right. Norton's got it all over the Dogs.
Former line sent it into the pocket. Oh, Bontempelli! Pack of 5, back with the flight. Eyes never averted from the yellow Sharon. Takes the mark and will have a shot at goal. That is a wonderful mark. There was some sort of second quarter from the Western Bulldogs as they slammed on 6 goals to 1 to turn a 21-point quarter-time deficit into an 8-point half-time lead. And half-time is thanks to Next Level Skirmish. Do you like paintball without the mess or bruises? Get your free birthday party with $230 when you book and pay for 10 or more players. We've got a little bit to get through in this half-time. It's an extended half-time with all the entertainment taking place at Optus Stadium, but plenty to talk about here in the K-Rock Hub. Benny, just firstly, injury-wise for St John of God, your emergency specialist now open 24/7. Pretty quiet in the injury front, other than Easton Wood late in that second quarter.
Yeah, it was, Kingy. So Easton Wood didn't come back on late in that term. Is still off. He'll be assessed, and obviously with no game to play next week, that he'd need to have a pretty serious injury, you would have thought. They have got Vandermeer there, who's a different sort of player, obviously, to Easton Wood, but does provide some runs. So be interesting to see to start the third term whether Easton Wood takes his place. They were looking at him, they were taping him up. You would have thought there's a reasonable chance he gets back out there. They might jab him if there is a serious issue or more serious issue at half time. But they've got Vandermeer as the sub, who obviously plays at a different end of the ground. So they'll probably want to leave Wood, I would have thought, for as long as they can, just probably for their structure.
Fair enough, Benny. Good work by you. New Grove Bench Tops, blood rule as well. No blood rules tonight, but thanks to New Grove Bench Tops, where your kitchen really is the heart of your home. Sean Blood and the team, New Grove Bench Tops in Breakwater. The first half has thrown up some really good footy, Benny, and it's thrown up some pretty impressive numbers from a couple of players as well, including a little man wearing number 35 for Kerrs High for the Western Bulldogs.
Yeah, he had 26 possessions. Some of those kicking the ball out from full-back. Melbourne kicked 9 behind, so they weren't all in general play, but he certainly was damaging, and he's such a good ball user. He got a few possessions up on the wing too. Bonampelli was really good in that second term. He had a quiet first quarter, but he had 9 touches, 2 goals, 2 inside 50s and a clearance in that third term. Treloar was another one. I don't think he didn't have a kick in the first quarter. Second quarter, he had 3 kicks. 2 of them were goals. 7 touches in the second term and a clearance. Liberatore is another one. 7 possessions in the second term. And the other one, too, that lifted was Lockie Hunter, who was really quiet in the first quarter. In the second term, he had 5 touches and kicked 1 goal, 1, and helped set up another with a couple of nice centering balls that caught the Melbourne defence, certainly at 6 and 7s. It was really just a tale of 2 halves, or 2 quarters, that first half. Melbourne controlled the first quarter. The Dogs controlled the second quarter. Interestingly, Melbourne actually had 3 more inside 50s than the Bulldogs in that second term. It was 14-11, but the Dogs kicked 6 goals, 3. They had 9 scoring shots from 11 entries, and that's just something that's uncharted territory for Melbourne this year. They've been really good defensively, but the Dogs' capacity to look dangerous going forward, which certainly wasn't the case in the first quarter. They really didn't look like scoring a whole lot. The only goal they got was half fortuitous to Rourke Smith, who went up and marked, and the ball bounced in his lap, and he ran around and kicked a goal. But they just turned it all around in that second term. Certainly, game only 8 points though, so it's a 50-50 ball game. In that first half, all up, Petrarca ended up with 18 possessions, 13 contested. He was really good. Oliver had 18, albeit he did go out of it a little bit in that second term. He had 13 in the first quarter, so only 5 touches, which is a quiet quarter by Clayton Oliver's standards. Max Gawn, he's a bit of a marvel, isn't he, at 3 million centimetres. He had 14 possessions as well at ground level, if you don't mind. Salem, 13, but he was another one that probably dropped off a little bit in that second quarter. Brayshaw, 12. Neil Bullen's been busy with 12, and Bowie, the youngster, 11 possessions. He's had the much better of the battle with Waitman. Waitman didn't have a kick in that first half of football. For the Dogs, I mentioned Daniel with 26, McRae had 18, Dunkley had 15, Libber 14, Smith 13, Bontempelli 13 and 2 goals, Treloar 11 and 2 goals. And the other one that lifted, Neeld mentioned him a couple of times in the second term, was English. 5 possessions in the second quarter, a couple of contested marks, and he also got a free kick playing in front against Max Gawn, which helped set up the kick forward that Bontempelli marked and kicked a goal to put the little gap on the Demons going into half time. But it's evenly poised, scintillating second term by the Bulldogs. They rallied after being outplayed in the first quarter. Melbourne, though, certainly in it. Just a couple of players, Kingy, who struggled. Pickett, 1 kick, was hardly sighted. A couple of good pressure acts, but basically didn't get the pill. Ben Brown has kicked 1 goal, 2, but has been pretty quiet. Spargo, he's kicked 1 goal, 1 from 2 possessions, and McDonald only had 1 kick and 1 mark. For the Dogs, Waitman, as I mentioned, didn't have a kick. Hannon is the other one that struggled. He was really good in the prelim winner over the Bulldogs. He only had 2 kicks. The other one, 2 for the Doggies. It's been a little bit quiet, is Johannesen. He only had 3 kicks. So there's a couple of players both that can lift for both sides, but certainly evenly poised. Dogs lead by 8 at the half.
Thank you for that, Benny. Good work by you as always. Those stats thanks to Kerrs High, 3 locations, North Geelong, Grovedale and Ocean Grove. Jared Kerr and the team. And, of course, great supporters of the Cat Attack podcast as well, Benny. It's gone nuts, the Cat Attack podcast, since we recorded on Thursday. We were fortunate enough to record only 20 minutes after the official word had come through that Matty Scarlett wouldn't be going on at the Cats, and we had plenty to talk about.
Oh, we had heaps to talk about, Kingy. It was like a talk. It was almost like Dr. Phil.
It was a little bit. Actually, what was old mate? Jerry Springer. There was a little bit of Jerry Springer.
You know, Jerry Springer was the mayor of Cincinnati.
Was he really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you know who the other big supporter of Cincinnati Bengals is?
Who?
George Clooney.
Really?
Yes.
Big Bengals fan.
Yes, and so is Woody Harrelson.
So Springer, Harrelson, Clooney and Casanelia.
Yeah, so they're the big 4.
They couldn't spell your name right on racing.com.
No, that's because it's spelled incorrectly on the website, so I need to get onto that. Somebody actually texted me that, and I sort of, I thought there was other more important things going on in the world, like COVID. He seemed quite disturbed that my name name was spelled incorrectly.
Very good. Good work, Benny, by you. It's half time, thanks to Next Level Skirmish. Now, if you do like paintball without the mess or bruises, your free birthday party worth $230 is up for grabs when you book and pay for 10 or more players, and hopefully soon they will be reopened. Now, it's suitable for ages 5 to 95, and it's the best place in Geelong to hold your birthday, no matter your age. Every week, Next Level Skirmish are holding parties for 6, 10, 21, 40 and 60-plus-year-olds and everything in between. The parties have you running around, shooting your friends and having an absolute blast. You can book online at nextlevelskirmish.com.au. Break. It's part of this half-time for Next Level Skirmish, and when we return, Mark Neeld to run the rule over that first half of action from the Optus Stadium ground that is now seeing Birds of Tokyo. It's 2012 vibes. I reckon Birds of Tokyo did lanterns at the 2012 decider between Sydney and Hawthorn. And if we get this exciting finish in that one, it should be an absolute crack. A little bit of that to take us to the break at half-time. Thanks to APCO. Live, breathe. K-Rock Footy.
To our number one ticket holder, APCO. Fueled by APCO Cafe 24/7. K-Rock is Geelong's home of the hits. From the 80s hits you loved then, to the hits you're loving today, and a few others in between. Home of the hits. K-Rock 955.
Hamlin Homes, proudly Geelong's largest locally owned and operated builder. Distinctively familiar with the region's lifestyles, landscapes and suppliers. Distinctive in history, having served the local area since 1983. Distinctive in our ongoing commitment to the local community. Distinctive in design, taking inspiration from the local environment to create beautifully unique homes that reflect our clients' aspirations. Hamlin Homes, distinctively local. Hamlin.com.au.
Create something special in your garden this spring with South Point Garden Supplies, home of the largest range of garden and building products on the Surf Coast. Revive your garden with coloured sands and soils, decorative feature rocks, driveway toppings, pavers and building supplies. And protect your garden into summer with fresh mulch or organic composts. Delivering to commercial and residential projects throughout Geelong, the Surf Coast and inner city Melbourne. Or bring your own trailer. South Point Garden Supplies, behind Bunnings off the Surf Coast Highway, Torquay. southpt.com.au.
At home, on the work site, in the office, there are some big cleaning problems you just don't want to deal with.
Don't panic. Call Steamatic.
Steamatic has real solutions to your cleaning problems. Graffiti removal, kitchen canopy cleaning, blasting services or the big industrial jobs, they're equipped to handle it all. Steamatic, a standout job every time and on standby when you need them most.
Don't panic. Call Steamatic.
Essington Street, Grovedale. Visit steamaticgeelong.com.au.
Harvey Norman is here for Victoria. Just pick up the phone and talk to your local team. Or you can chat to us online, anytime. We have all the essentials you need, including fridges, washers, kitchen appliances, laptops, home office accessories and more. Shop online at any time. You can pick up from your local store using contactless click and collect. It's safe, easy and free. Or stay in the comfort of home and take advantage of contactless delivery. Shop the essentials for your home at Harvey Norman. Easy parking at two great locations, Corio and Warren Ponds.
Need to take the edge off lockdown? Head down to Edge Geelong for your takeaway coffee fix. A freshly baked sweet treat to keep you going.
Oh, yum.
Or break those working from home struggles with a hot toasted panini for lunch on the go. If you need to get the kids out of the house or take a well-deserved work break, get down and see the Edge crew on the waterfront today. They're open every day this week from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Entertaining, creating Instagram-worthy meals, connecting with the family at both ends of the day. Your kitchen really is the heart of your home. If it's time to refresh yours, explore the stunning possibilities with New Grove bench tops. Bespoke, master-crafted bench tops delivered to your home with 5-step DIY installation, plus all the help you need. Anyone can do it and save. New Grove bench tops in Breakwater, open from 6:30am to 4:30pm weekdays, so you can see them before work. Find out more now. newgrovebenchtops.com.au.
Everyone feels the time is right. The dream
to our number one ticket holders, APCO. Fueled by APCO Cafe 24/7.
Brayshaw kick inside 50. Cordy, front position. That's a Hamlin hanger in a one-on-one against McDonald. He had to take that. There were Melbourne numbers ready to pounce on a loose ball.
He did, and the Dogs lead by 8 points at the half, 7-5, playing 5-9. Half-time, thanks to Next Level Skirmish like paintball. Without the mess or bruises, get your free birthday party worth $230 when you book and pay for 10 or more plays. In the experts chair, thanks to Wilson's Real Estate, Mark Neeld. Neeldy, the Doggies, they hit back hard. Melbourne were really good in the first. It's an absolute 50-50 ball game.
It certainly is, Cass. And at quarter time, after we saw Melbourne and the first quarter they put out there, I was thinking, gee, okay, what are they, about 21 points in front? Bulldogs need to get moving here, and they certainly did. It was Adam Treloar, if you like, catching fire almost literally at the start of that second quarter. He started in the middle, got the first couple of clearances, kicked a couple of goals, got one to Bontempelli. He really got the Bulldogs going, and that was good for the game. And it was interesting. I was concerned at quarter time that the Bulldogs were unable to defend the Melbourne ball movement, but the table certainly turned in that second quarter. Here's one for you, Cass. You're a student of the game. Which rooms right now would you feel more comfortable in? That of the Demons or that of the Bulldogs at half-time, with the Bulldogs leading by a couple of points?
Well, I think the most recent memories are the freshest. So the Bulldogs would go in thinking, we're up and about. Melbourne have to get back to what they were doing. I think the interesting one is Bontempelli. I don't know that they have an answer for him going forward, but they can't allow him to go forward and take marks and kick goals.
No, he did it twice. Yeah, you're right. And Kingy pointed out that second one where we were sort of looking for Lever, and at one stage it looked like Petty was on him, but it was actually his direct opponent was Jack Viney, so he took him forward. A lot has to go right to be able to get a midfielder inside 50 with the correct matchup that you need, and it was. English had a good quarter. I think he took 3 or 4. Well, he took 3 marks, I reckon. He got a free kick and one-on-one against Gawn, and that was keeping Gawn busy. And Shaki also got his hands on the footy a little bit, and that's obviously keeping Lever busy. So what that meant was those guys were latched onto their opponent, a little bit apprehensive to leave and go third across, which was allowing Bontempelli to do a little bit of work one-on-one inside 50. They also, in that second quarter, got some goals in general play. Treloar got a couple. Hunter got one from general play. He also lifted, I thought. So, really good grand final. What we didn't see in the second quarter, Ben, that we did in the first quarter from Melbourne, was their breakaway from the contest. We didn't see too much of Petrarca. He still started getting the footy, but there wasn't much on the burst, whereas there was a lot of that in the first quarter. Oliver, who's also getting his hands on it. So had guys like Bontempelli, yes, class act. I also thought Dunkley was getting his hands on the footy in the second quarter. I've already mentioned Hunter, and there were just some really good signs there. And I think you mentioned that even in that quarter of dominance by the Bulldogs, Melbourne actually had more inside 50, so it meant the Bulldogs' backline really stood up. But it's a great game, it's a great contest.
Head-to-head thanks to Geelong Insurance Brokers with more than 39 years in the insurance industry. Managing Director Don and the team at the Geelong Insurance Brokers work with their clients to ensure they have the right cover, not just the cheapest premium. You went top shelf, you went bottom Pelly versus Petrarca. Petrarca's had 18 touches, 4 clearances and kicked a goal. Bontempelli, quiet first quarter, ended the half though with 14 touches, 2 goals and 3 clearances.
Yeah, so if we break it into quarters, and clearly I heard you say before, Cass, that the first half has literally been 2 completely different quarters of footy, and I think those 2 players mirror their team's fortunes. Petrarca was clearly better than Bontempelli and clearly had more impact in the first quarter, and in the second quarter, although Petrarca got the footy, the person out of those 2 that had the most impact on the game was certainly Bontempelli. So at half-time, almost like the score, those 2 guys have had first quarter Petrarca, second quarter went to Bontempelli.
So it's set up for an absolute grandstand finish. The Dogs lead by 8. They lead 7-5 to 5-9. All the big guns have come to play. Petrarca, Oliver Gawn, Salem and Brayshaw lead the disposal count for Melbourne. And for the Dogs, it's Daniel McRae, Dunkley, Liberatore, Smith and Bontempelli. Get your helmets on, pop your popcorn in the microwave, King. Is that where we put it these days, or do you put it on the pan? Put the saucepan lid on. Get on the couch, turn K-Rock to full noise and strap your helmets on for what promises to be a quality second half as we decide the premiere for season 2021. This is Live Breathe K-Rock Football!
Thanks to our #1 ticket holder, APCO. Fueled by APCO Cafe 24/7.
Hey, it's Herbie from K-Rock's Drive Team, and I encourage you guys to get vaccinated because I want to go back to the pub. I mean, summer's going to be brilliant. We'll have nice weather, and what better way to spend it than going to the pub with your friends? So if you're eligible for a COVID-19 vaccination, I encourage you to make an appointment and get vaccinated today. COVID-19 vaccines are free, safe, and voluntary. The more people who choose to get vaccinated, the greater protection for those vaccinated and the whole community. Continue the conversation about vaccination with your friends and family. Find out more at barwonhealth.org.au.
K-Rock 955, Geelong's home of the hits.
Elevate your lifestyle at Warralilly Grange and aspire to something truly special. Live amongst quiet tree-lined streets, offering panoramic views of the ranges, ocean and Mount Neeld. Warralilly is launching its second hillside at Grange land release, offering you larger lots for your dream home. Stage 2 goes on sale this Saturday. Demand has been above expectations, with Stage 1 selling out on release day. So register your interest now. Visit warralilly.com.au.
At home, on the work site, in the office, there are some big cleaning problems you just don't want to deal with.
Don't panic. Call Steamatic.
Steamatic has real solutions to your cleaning problems. Graffiti removal, kitchen canopy cleaning, blasting services or the big industrial jobs, they're equipped to handle it all. Steamatic, a standout job every time and on standby when you need them most.
Don't panic. Call Steamatic.
Essington Street, Grovedale. Visit steamaticgeelong.com.au.
Wilson's Real Estate have been breaking the mould in Geelong for 50 years. At Wilson's, it's not about being the biggest, it's about being the best. Nothing generic, no one-size-fits-all. Impeccable service, thoughtful advice, and a broad client network means your home is sold the right way at the highest price. There's a reason Wilson's are chosen to sell Geelong's most iconic properties. Skillful negotiators, strong relationships, the best outcome. Wilson's Real Estate. Geelong property done properly. Contact them today.
Harvey Norman is here for Victoria. Just pick up the phone and speak to your local team, or you can chat to us online anytime. We have all the bedding essentials you need, including beds and bedroom furniture, mattresses, electric blankets, and a large range of Manchester. Shop online anytime. You can pick up from your local store using contactless click and collect. It's safe, easy, and free. Or stay at home and take advantage of contactless delivery. Shop the essentials for your home at Harvey Norman, Corio, and Warn Ponds.
Well, APCO Joe, we're pumped to call all the goals raining down this September on K-Rock Footy.
I'm pumped too, Kingy, for the APCO Scratch and Win Go for Goal competition. There's a 1 in 3 chance of an instant win with over 70 grand in prizes.
Entering is easy. Just get into APCO and buy any specially marked products to get your Go for Goal scratchy.
Just give it a little scratch and you could be a winner. Go for goal and win at APCO now.
We've got you.
T's and C's apply.
The Cats' Luke Delhouse talks about life after footy.
Whether it's winning a grand final or changing clubs, footy is exciting, but as with life, nothing is certain. You always need a plan B. That's why I'm enrolled with TIV. If you want to learn a trade, go to Trade Institute of Victoria. There's Certificate 3 in Carpentry through to Diploma of Building and Construction courses available now. For a great career, live the dream with TIV.
Enrol now at tiv.vic.edu.au. Government funding available for eligible applicants. RTO 21920.
Are you looking for your dream home? Then head over to the brand new Metricon display at 235 and 237 Sovereign Drive, Mount Neeld. View the latest designs in modern single-storey living from Australia's #1 home builder. Located just 10 minutes from the Geelong CBD, you can speak to the local team at Metricon's Mount Neeld display. Open daily 11 till 5. Metricon. Love where you live. Vic Builder Licence CDBU 52967.
Thanks to our #1 ticket holders, APCO. Fueled by APCO Cafe 24/7.
And players getting themselves into position at the back end of half-time to start this third quarter. That'll be thanks to Metricon, an 8-point Bulldogs lead. Mark Neeld pre-game, you tipped the Doggies by 13 points. Comfortable with that pick, I reckon, right now?
Oh, yeah, well, yes, Kingy, right now, but I think it's such a contest. I don't think just like before the game, I don't think anybody was tipping either side with great confidence. What we were tipping was a great contest, and the first half has certainly delivered. Winston will be, Winston, yeah, he'll be obviously.
He'll be a bit nervous, won't he? He'll be hoping Melbourne can turn the tables.
Winston from Travels with My Father. Have you got to cross that on Netflix, Ben? You'd love that, Winston.
So Caleb Daniel, 26 disposals, leading the way for Kerr's higher. Does anything the coaches say at half-time now relevant, Neeldy, or is it going to go in one ear and out the other?
The rah-rah stuff wouldn't be there, but in terms of the method of play, it's really important to reinforce to get everyone on the same page for as long as you possibly can.
2 quarters of footy to find a premier. Here's Benny with the thirds for Metricon.
So Gawn took it out of the ruck and then kicked it forward to centre half forward. Going back, Duray, rode by Fritsch. Fritsch from 40. Fritsch across the body. Fritsch hits the post. Jeez, that would have been a dream start for the D's. Good courage by Easton Wood, who has started his third term after coming off injured late in the second term. And the flying shot from Fritsch misses. Margin 7-5, playing 5-10 Metricon third quarter.
Dale runs into the right forward pocket and brings it broadcast side, and Mark Hannon, the former D, flying, takes the mark. Comes up, hasn't had a lot to do.
No, just his fourth touch, Kenny.
Hannon, dangerous kick, wants centre half back just inside defensive 50 and finds Cordy. Cordy kicks on his non-preferred left, sees something he likes out the corner of his eye, and Duray has marked. He can loop a handball over the top. Keith, Howlett's it for him okay, but Pickett lies a good tackle, dumps him to ground, has to fire a handball back to Duray, who goes back to Cordy. Cordy again on his non-preferred left with a neat little left foot kick onto the chest of Bailey Smith.
Gee, there's certain players you want that you want them to create the run and carry, and there's certain other players you just like to perhaps provide a block in that situation. Got it mixed up, the Bulldogs.
Bailey Smith left half back, sends it towards half forward. Big spoil from May from behind, front of the pack. English, the unlikely rover, went to handball and then kicked up the chimney basically. Didn't go 15, you could hear the umpire say. Spoiled away by Jackson. Duray, handball over his head. Hunter missed his target and Cordy, and the door's open for Harms. Harms had his kick smothered though. They can hit him on the counter here, the Dogs.
They will. Treloar sweeps it wide to Hunter. Hunter on the wing, pulls the kick. It's okay, it's marked by Norton. And Norton just dinks one over the top. Treloar comes back inboard. He's got it. He runs to 55. He hoists a long ball. Long ball. Oh! Johannesson! Johannesson Hamlin hanger top of the square. He flew high. Was that over Gawn and Brown? Goodness me, right on the goal line.
What's Ben Brown doing in the key defensive spot?
Just think he followed the play down. He's on a poster now, I think, though.
So Johannesson plays on, round the corner, kicks the goal. And the Dogs extend the margin to 13. Just their pressure nearly at half back. They seemingly were out Melbourne. Suddenly the ball was going the other way, and Johannesson, individual act of brilliance, mark and goal. And early going third term, Dogs lead by 13 thanks to Metricon.
It was great pressure at half back for the Dogs. We would have thought that Melbourne were a chance to get it deep inside 50. Harms chose to kick, not to provide the handball to Petrarca, who was out. Really good pressure on the ball, got the smother, and again, Bulldogs just controlling the footy from them. They didn't blaze away, they went short, and then right on the goal line, an absolute screamer.
That's one of the great grand final marks.
Yes, he put his hand on his hands on the shoulder.
Bowie, not Brown.
Doesn't matter, but that's a great grab. Brown was down there. It looks, I don't know why.
He hung for a long time.
Great grab, Kingy, and then he's more importantly gone back and kicked the goal. Here we go, boys.
Back in the middle, Gawn winning the tap down, roving Petrarca, freed his arms, gave it to Oliver, who gave it back to Petrarca under pressure from Bontempelli. Gets his kick towards the right forward pocket, coming up to, two Bulldogs collided, but holding his nerve was Duray to mark on the chest, despite Keith, who's got up a little bit lame with St John of God. Might a couple little corky. Duray, neat little left foot kick to Cordy, but always heart in the mouth at times with the ball in the hands of Zane. He's not the most proficient of kicks, but this one's okay to Dale, top of the goal square. I know the Cordy, Stillman, Bennett Clan will be listening, won't be happy with me. Dale kick towards half back is okay, and the mark is taken by Wood. So Wood just back on the wing broadcast side.
Bailey Dale makes me nervous when he kicks the footy as well.
Wood goes long along the line. English couldn't mark out the back. Hannon will be first to recover. Under pressure though from Petty. Got a kick away. Salem came through for the D's and taken to the boundary line by Bailey Smith for a boundary throw. And the pressure of the Dogs good. But gee, it was back in the middle. It was Bailey Bailey Williams' smother on the kick of harms. We talked earlier, Neeld, the amount of smothers and clean smothers tonight.
It's terrific.
That have changed the momentum of play. Right half forward, about 55 from the Dogs' goal face, a boundary throw in, tap down by Martin, front of the pack, Petrarca, big tackle, Rourke Smith. Gee, that's no mean feat, bringing Petrarca to ground with a bit of momentum. And we'll get a ball up, point in the square, right half forward, Dogs in attack. They lead by 13, it's their biggest advantage of the evening, Benny.
Gone. Backhanded it out. Viney had a fumble. Trelaw got it. Rourke Smith, he was dispossessed by Salem. Pressure's gone up. Viney got it to Lever. Lever pulled the kick close to the boundary. Let's stay in the field of play. It won't. As Brayshaw sees it out. There's an extraordinary waft of pie and it's detecting maybe a little bit of CC and dry too. So, no, it's a bit of a festival type arrangement in here at the moment. Festival smells sweeping through. Throw in. Gone. He took it out of the ruck and then had to handball to Brayshaw. Did it well. Brayshaw off one step. Pulled the kick. He wants Oliver. Getting back there is Rourke Smith, who did okay. Handball while he was falling to ground. Back to Bailey Williams. He kicks it round the line. Ball misses. Gone. Gets up towards half forward. Brayshaw tracks it back. Did really well. Brayshaw, some composure. He's kicked the centre half back.
Yeah, there's a chance here for the D's. Neil Bullen's kick is neat to Gornalo. Cutting it off his Trelaw. Took it on the juggle. And then he ran around the main, coming towards him in Brayshaw. Ran to 60 out from goal, head to the pocket. English couldn't complete the mark. Although I don't reckon the kick was intended for English. It should have gone further onto a man who could have taken it comfortably on the chest.
He did good play by Trelaw, good read on the footy, so he's certainly got himself in this game. It's a big hit there. I think it's Norton on Brayshaw they're just showing in the K-Rock hub.
Boundary throw in right forward pocket. Martin and Gawn. Ball to the front of the pack. Bontempelli held up by Oliver, not going anywhere. Tried to get a handball away to Dunkley on hands and knees. Shoveled it to Bontempelli. Lost it in the tackle as he went to kick. Neil Bullen dives. He's wrapped up by Dunkley. We'll get a ball up.
It's important for the Bulldogs here. They're just getting repeat stoppages inside forward 50. We haven't seen much of that this evening.
45 points is the 45 metres out from goal, I should say. The margin's 13 points. From the ball up, Neil Bull on hands and knees. Trelaw a quick handball. Bailey Smith knocked away by Brayshaw, but only into the path of Dunkley. Dunkley kicked without really looking. Hit the kick. Hibbard was clean. Gave it to Lever. These will clear.
So Lever goes long. It's a 3-on-1. Bailey Williams is there. Keith did well. Got it to Johannesson. Now kicks it inside forward 50. Waitman couldn't mark. May tried to claim the mark. And it's been paid. It looked like Waitman had a bit of purchase. May came up with it. The umpire bought it, paid it to May, who kicks it to Oliver. Oliver sweeps it wide to Salem. Salem will get on the trusty left. Goes to the wing. He wants Ben Brown. Got a few to beat. And he's going to win it 3, I think. Important win there for Brown. He had 3 to beat. He did so. And he looked to build from the wing.
Needs something. The D's just are lacking momentum going forward. Brown, back of the wing. Sends it long towards the sponsors logo at left half forward. Coming across the front of the pack, well played by Williams. He was able to bring it to ground, then found the footy, handball off. A little kick over the top, might have been Trelaw, was okay. And he found Bailey Smith. Smith just back of the wing. Dogs just controlling this one, Neeldy, for the moment. Like, they're happy with the tempo.
They certainly are. Look, they're happy to protect their 13-point lead by just controlling the ball use, Kingy. It's good for them because we saw in the first quarter when they started to go quick, Melbourne were able to break the game open if there was a turnover.
Kick to the wing is good and caught. He's marked nicely in front of Pickett. He can loop a handball over the top. The umpire said, Cordy wanted 50. The umpire said, no, that's not coming. And the kick's gone out wide and it's in the hands of Dale.
They've done this well, Kingy. They've spread out like a basketball team does around the 50-metre arc. They're forcing Melbourne to come out and man them up. They'll go short again here.
And it's good to McRae, who marks.
Very smart.
Left half forward, he goes short into the pocket, didn't go 15. Hunter is the man with the footy, tight on the boundary line. Flying shot at goal will go across the face, and it'll bounce out of bounds, I reckon, which is not necessarily a bad result for the Dogs. It wasn't a great effort from Hunter. He either had to kick the goal or top of the square. He did neither, and it bounces out of bounds, boundary, right forward pocket, right next to the behind post, and the Dogs in attack looking to extend their 13-point margin in this third quarter for Metricon. Benny, Metricon looking for skilled tradies to join the local team. Call 1300 Metricon to inquire today.
Martin front position, gets out the back, ball bobbles through some hands, Gawn, tackled, no prior opportunity. Hibbard pulled as he kicked it, went straight up the chin about 4 metres. Brayshaw did well, composure, got it to Salem. Salem goes to half back, and it's going to be a free kick to Jackson against Key. Just worked him under it. That was good stuff from the Melbourne defence there.
It was, Cass. That's the second time they've given away a free kick on that long kick out of defence. So the Bulldogs need to be a bit more disciplined in those marking contests. It just releases the pressure.
So Jackson, youngster, just kicks it down the line in the direction of McDonald. Dogs got numbers. Cordy was dispossessed though. McDonald, and he was tackled by Cordy. Ball doesn't come out. He almost threw that out to Neeld Bullen, who kicks it forward. Here's an opportunity. Good work by Daniel. McRae got it back to Dale. It went back to Daniel. Daniel got some real composure. Look at that. His kick wide is a beauty. Jeez, he just plays with a cool head, Daniel. Johannison down the line of the Dogs, and it's marked by Bailey Smith.
Bailey Smith having some sort of final series. As Mark just back of the wing. He comes laterally to Zane Cordy, who marks, gives a handball back to Bailey Smith, confronted by Jackson, jams it on the boot, just in half forward. Norton playing in front's marked on the chest. 60 from home, swings onto his lap, just sets it up to the left forward pocket. Lever judges at best, couldn't mark on his chest, kept alive by Martin. Gawn had it knocked from his grasp by English. That's out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. Not a bad result again for the Bulldogs.
Really good result. I was very surprised, and Lever was the only player in a group with two Bulldogs actually went for the ball. Very lucky the Bulldogs to get this forward 50 stoppage. Let's see if they can capitalise.
Oliver and Bontempelli for Wombat Gully Plant Farmer match-up at the moment. Tapped down by Martin, trying to track the footy. Waitman, he's put his head over it, but can't extract it. Oliver tries to do the same. Oliver knocked it away. Falls for Bontempelli, jammed it on the boot. Top of the square, spoiled by Norton on May. Well done by English, slick hands. Chance for Martin, kick smothered as he tried to snap on goal. Ball will roll into the right forward pocket. Waitman tried a little shimmy on Salem, got a left foot kick, but there waiting to take it on the chest was Neeld Bullen, who's got it in the left back pocket. Crisis averted for the Demons for the moment, Benny.
So Neeld Bullen deep in the back pocket. Just kicks it long outside defensive 50. Wants Pickett. Up went Dale. Well done by Cordy. Tapped it to Dale. Dale turns around and kicks it back inside forward 50. Salem worked under it. Waitman. In went Liberatore. They sit over the top. Pressure good there. Good work from Liberatore. Set up a stoppage. A throw up 20 metres out from the Bulldogs' goal. Neeld, Melbourne are defending grimly at the minute.
They certainly are. They're doing it very effectively, but eventually, sometimes, Ben, if this continues, the dam wall will break.
Fisted away by Gawn from the ruck contest. Harm's handball cut off by McRae, who found it on the ground. Gave it to Rourke Smith, ran into a Petrarca tackle. Ball spills free. Neeld Bullen somehow got it up to Petrarca, but he lost it. Handball out the back is okay. Bailey Williams brought it around by Harms, not before releasing to Bontempelli. Bontempelli snaps from 35 successfully and kicks the goal. He's got 3, the Bonds, and the margin is 19, and they've got them at arm's length for the moment, the Dogs. 9-5-59, Melbourne 5-10-40 on the third quarter. K-Rock Metricon scoreboard. Metricon's new reverse living display home now open at Kerr Lewis.
Ben, you mentioned that the Demons back 6 or the people that were back there were defending grimly. That's true, but if it just keeps, the ball just keeps alive in that area, and if you can't clear it, and you can't clear it with any system, eventually a player's going to get a shot away at goal, and that's exactly what happened. The Bulldogs' pressure was enormous. Melbourne couldn't clear the ball when they had their opportunities. The ball just stayed around. Eventually, it found its way into the arms of Marcus Bontempelli. Lovely snap around his body, and I think that's his third goal.
It is. I think they've kicked 8 of the last 10. The Dogs, this term, they've had 62 disposals to 26, 23 marks to 3, 6 inside 50s to 2, 14 tackles to 9, and 5 more contested possessions, all for Kerr's Hire.
Thank you, Benny. Your local hire company since 1982. Back in the middle, Gawn won the tap down. Petrarca, the roving. But he got held up. We got a secondary ball up once again. Ball bobbling around in the middle of the ground. Wonderful pick up, Viney. Handball release, ball to the plate. Missed its target, although there's a fumble there from Giray. Time to clean up and kick on his on-preferred right. The former Hawk just buying some territory. That'll roll to the boundary line, and that will be a free kick for insufficient intent.
Gee, that's harsh.
It is. Non-preferred. Brayshaw with the resultant free kick. Sends it to about 25 from goal. Left forward pocket. Keith stands tallest and marks. Just comes up lame again for St John of God, but he'll play this one out.
After looking so dangerous in the first quarter, Melbourne really don't look like scoring, do they?
No, they don't. A lot of their inside 50s at the moment, Ben, are under pressure. They're just long, and the Dogs eating them up.
To the wing, and Norton in a pack of 4 takes the mark. You've got to love the way he plays his footy, Norton. He just see ball, get ball in the air, and he does it successfully. Drives it with his left boot towards right half forward. Hibbert back with a fly, couldn't mark. Hannon tried to keep it alive, the former Demon. Kept his head over the footy and caught one high. He'll get a free kick just as I think Sparrow was about to depart the scene, and Hannon with the resultant free kick at right half forward.
So Hannon has been involved a little bit in this third term. Handball, not great. Bailey Dale can't pick it up. Shins it to English. That was fortuitous. In traffic, English lowers the boom. Kicks it to his teammate there who was tackled. That might have been Bailey Dale again. Ball didn't travel 15 metres. Umpire said, give it to me, I'll throw it up. And they basically really cocked that up there, the Dogs. They had an opportunity, and English got it down from the stoppage. It's only as far as Brayshaw, though. He kicks it wide. Gorn couldn't mark it. Daniel, there is Battle of Goliath. Oh, he stood over him too, Daniel. All 168 centimetres. And they wanted a sling tackle Daniel on Gorn. That couldn't possibly happen. Well, Max has played for that.
He certainly has.
And
the only thing is that Gorn's head's hit that fake turf. That's a lot more solid than the grass.
I think he's played for him, though, unfortunately.
Yes, English won the tap down, but the roving done by Rivers for the Demons. Bangs it long. Gorn flying, couldn't mark against Williams. Ball comes to ground for Williams. Take it to the boundary line in front of Brown. So the Demons' last goal came at the 9-minute mark of the second quarter from Ben Brown.
It's like a blood rule, Kenny, for New Grove bench tops. Might be Max Gorn.
It is. It's just on the...
Is that where he landed?
Above his right eye, where he landed on that sort of half concrete arrangement, Kenny.
So from the boundary throw in for New Grove bench tops, it's taken by Harms out the back. He drives a kick into the pocket. Fritsch on the lead's marked. Shot at goal, much needed here for the Demons. Fritsch has already kicked the two tonight, both coming in the opening quarter. Chance for his third and to pull the margin back to 13. Just Bailey Smith and Caleb Daniel conspiring to lose the footy for the Dogs. Harms driving it into the right forward pocket, and Fritsch able to clutch it to his chest. So it's set up for the left footer, right forward pocket. The kick from around 25 or 30 out. Should have really no problems on this one and kick his third. And he has snuck it in at the left-hand goal post. To say that the Demons required a goal is an understatement, but they've got it. They're back to within 13. 9-5-59 the Dogs. Melbourne a 6-10-46 on the third quarter. K-Rock Metricon scoreboard. Metricon, Geelong's local builder for over 21 years. And for Wilson's Real Estate, here's Mark Neeld.
So just the momentum of Viney and Harms at that stoppage. Even though Smith almost got his hands on the footy and fumbled, it was their momentum, the two Melbourne players, that forced the footy forward. Terrific kick inside 50 to the open side that allowed from Harms, allowed Bailey Fritsch to run onto it. You get the feeling, although the Bulldogs have dominated possession, they still need to capitalise if they have momentum, because at some stage you would think the Melbourne team, as talented as what it is, will grab the momentum back and they're likely to score quickly. So 13 points, contest continues to be gripping.
So they've had about 60 more disposals, 23 more marks, 20 more contested possessions have the Dogs. Yeah, they only lead by 13 points. So back in the middle, up went Jackson. Martin had a fumble. Oliver broke away. Handballs to Petrarca. The Stars combined. Petrarca inside 450 off Fritsch up high. Good mark. Gets it out the back. Fritsch has got another one. Margin back to 7. 2 and 30 seconds. Bailey Fritsch. He's got 4. And it's ball game on. 7-10-52 the D's. The Western Bulldogs 9-5-59 midway through this third term, thanks to Metricon, Geelong's local builder for over 21 years.
Gee, Ben, you said at half-time the Stars have come to play, and they have. In the middle, Steph Martin had a fit of the fumbles, couldn't get clean possession on the ball, left it there for Oliver and Petrarca to say thanks very much, went deep. Bailey Fritsch's second effort, he almost took a Hamlin hanger, and then he was quite capable of getting it on the deck. Really good play. He flies at the footy with aggression. He's kicked 7 points. This is a great grand final.
He's done some damage to Easton Wood, who I reckon might have landed on that wrist that he had issues with in the second quarter for St John of God. So he was out of the play, and Fritsch working the Melbourne fans into a frenzy that are at Optus Stadium. Jumping early was Martin, who's going to fall for Petrarca. He drives it long inside forward 50. Where's Fritsch? Where's Brown? Just worked Cordy off the footy a little bit too easy and has taken the mark, and this to make the margin 1. just as we were talking about the Bulldogs having control, Neeldy, of this contest, it's turned on a dime.
Certainly has, Kingy. The work out of the middle, again, the class and the upper echelon talent of Christian Petrarca. He's got the skill. He's also got 97 kilos behind him. He just ripped that ball out of the middle. Ben Brown gets it one-on-one. Thanks for coming.
1 goal, 2 for Brown. This to cut the margin to 1. Brown on that lengthy approach. On its way, no problems. 2 for Brown. Margin is 1. We've got a cracker at off the stadium. Third quarter, K-Rock Metricon scoreboard. Melbourne 8-10-58. The Dogs are 9-5-59. The Metricon are looking for skilled tradies to join their local team. Call 1300 Metricon to inquire today.
When we talk to the players after the game or the assistant coaches before the game, they'll often talk about the need to, if you're a defender, they want some dirty ball. What that means is the footy coming out of the middle of the ground needs to have some pressure on it. The last 2 occasions, Melbourne have been able to break away from the centre clearance and get the footy in without pressure. It means that the midfielders can weight their kicks to the advantage of the forwards, and we saw one to Fritsch and we've seen one to Brown. It just makes it too difficult for the defenders with a moving forward line if the midfielders are able to stream out. So the Bulldogs need to get some pressure on the ball if they lose the centre clearances, which they haven't done on the last 2 occasions.
So all-important centre clearance now. Martin in the ruck against Jackson. McRae taken by Viney, dropped it on the ground. They crack in. McRae was taken high by Viney, who just wanted to mop up the mess. He was frustrated with himself after that fumble and just got McRae around the chops, and McRae wins the free. Puts the ball to half forward. Waitman up. Not sure he should be flying. Front and square row by Treloar. Waitman handballs back on him. Pally too long. Handballs back to Waitman. That was good. Waitman on the left. Flying shot at goal. Ball lands in the square. Petty's there to see it out for a throw-in deep in the right forward pocket for the Dogs, who looked to be in some sort of control 5 minutes ago, but 3-goal burst just like that. 2 to Fritsch, 1 to Brown. Margin is 1 as we close in. Still 7 minutes of game time remaining in this third term, thanks to Metricon.
Jackson from behind won the tap down for the Demons. Brayshaw will look to track it to the boundary line. He kept it alive and gave it to Viney, who kicked under pressure. Will stay in the field and play it well, and back with the flight. Williams has taken the mark. The D's have been better to see that out, but no, they kept it alive.
Yeah, it's hard for those players, King, because they can't see what's down in front of them. They need to trust the forwards to get to the right spot.
Williams, a high kick, 20 out from goal. Big pack form, spoiled by May. Front of the pack, McRae for the Dogs, taken into Brayshaw. Tackle, it was a good one. He rolled him. Could have easily given one for in the back. He was able to take hold of him and roll him in the tackle, and we will get a ball up right forward pocket. About 3 metres in, 4 metres in from the boundary line. Umpire will toss it into the air. Rosebery, Stevic and Mollison controlling the action. It's Stevic putting it into the sky. Tap down from behind. Jackson taken by Viney, freed the hands and then was able to jam it on the boot and clear defensive 50. And Keith worked Brown off the ball but couldn't complete the mark. Keith found it on the ground. Little left foot kick inside 50. Langdon will be first there and he can run away the former Docker.
He will. He's had 1 bounce. Make that 2. Will he have a third? He's got not much on downfield. So he kicks in Hogue. McDonald's there. Good work by Bailey Williams. Outpointed McDonald. Found it on the ground. Handball back to Daniel. That was good stuff. Daniel goes with a squeezing ball inboard, and that's okay. And it's marked by Liberatore. Great stuff, Beauty, from Bailey Williams.
It certainly has been. He made a couple of errors in the first quarter. It's good to see him bouncing back. He's been very good since then.
Liberatore to half forward. He went looking for Norton, but the mark was taken by May, and he's got Brayshaw all alone in the centre circles. He can take off with a bounce. He can have a second if he likes. He does. He gets to 55 out from goal. Drives a kick into the left forward pocket. It's got too much carry on it for Harms, and it'll pitch just on the boundary line and go out of bounds for a boundary throw in. Right intent, just too much momentum on the kick.
Yeah, they dodged a bullet there, the Doggies. Normally you would think Angus Brayshaw hits that target and Harms is having a shot for goal. Bit lucky. Left
forward pocket, boundary throwing, D's in attack. Brown front position, won the palm down. Roving Harms, lost it in the tackle. Pickett taken high by Liberatore. Umpire didn't see it. Handball out McRae. Taken by Oliver. Freed the hands. Tried to get it to Neeld Bullen. Ball's 25 out from goal. And we've got a stoppage. 5:20 to play in the third. Third quarter thanks to Metricon on K-Rock Football. The Dogs by 1, 9-5. Playing the Demons 8-10.
So they're defending here grimly. It's going to be a free kick to the Dogs. Treloar was going to run away but thought better of it. He gives it back to Steph Martin, who handballs to Daniel. Daniel's kick's not great. We don't often say that. He's kicked it straight to Brayshaw. His kick was even worse with an underground ball. Petrarca, well tackled, tries to release back to Brayshaw. Johannisen did well. Got it to Waitman. Waitman, that should have been a free kick. Surely he was taken without the ball. And Brayshaw going back with courage has taken a wonderful Hamlin Hanger contender. So really just something from nothing. There was no system in any of that. It was just get it, hack it forward. To be a free kick to Waitman off the ball, but umpire said play on, and Brayshaw is marked. And not a noted goal kicker, Brayshaw. He's kicked 2 goals for the year. 2-7 in fact. This to put the Dogs in front. The Demons in front. And a minor score will level things up.
Goals were against the Giants and the Hawks. Benny, round 3, round 18.
So Brayshaw, 30 out, comes in and he's kicked the goal straight through the middle. He punches the sky. And the Demons take the lead. 9-10-64. The Western Bulldogs are 9-5-59. And we've got the close one here at Optus Stadium. Third term thanks to Metricon, Geelong's local builder for over 21 years.
Bit messy, that passage of play leading into that great mark by Angus Brayshaw and a terrific shot at goal. It was just high pressure. There were a number of free kicks that might have gone either way to both clubs. Umpires let it go and the players just had to fight it out. Quick kick forward. Really courageous mark by Brayshaw. He can't tell what's going to come at him, and he went back and slotted the goal.
So they've worked hard to get the lead back, the D's. They trailed by as much as 19 points when Marcus Bontempelli goaled at the 12-minute mark. But they've kicked 4 on the bounce now, Melbourne, including 2 to Bailey Fritsch in less than a minute. And Brayshaw, it's his 3rd goal of the year, and what a crucial time to kick it. Bounce back in the middle. English going in the ruck against Jackson. Jackson winning the tap. Liberatore looking to do the roadie. He'll get a free kick. He's being held by Viney. And just as he was about to be pounced on by Viney and Jackson, Liberatore gets a free kick. Gives a handball off. Kick inside, forward 50, long ball from Bontempelli, left forward pocket, spoiled by Lever, front of the pack Bailey Smith, gave it to Dunkley, heard a voice, gave a handball off, kick inside, forward 50, might have been Hunter, back with the fight, no mark taken by Shackey, Sparrow cleaned up, gave it to Petrarca, a dog and a demon down, Brayshaw, one of them, kicked to the middle of the ground, bouncing ball, Brayshaw grabbed it at Brown grabbed it at its highest point, handball off to Neeld Bullen, and the D's are a chance.
So Neeld Bullen wheels and goes, his kick's okay, will it sit? It does for Sparrow, long ball, Gord's there, Gone, getting back, Wood did wonderfully well. Wonderful stuff, Eastonwood defensively, sees it through for a minor score. Big collision at the other end between Brayshaw. Is that a free kick duty to Shackey?
Normally, Ben, yes.
They seem to just cannon into his back without really going the pill, and that was a wonderful defensive stuff by Wood.
Yeah, but Shackey a bit unlucky there. He did get cannoned into. We would have seen that played on many occasions. It wasn't, however. This is still a terrific contest.
Treloar to the wing. Oh, gee, that's a Falcon spoil by Bowie. That's landed with Petrarca. Handball over his shoulder. Bontempelli trying to knock it away. Should be a free kick to Petty. No. Second opportunity. Got a handball. Bowie, Oliver, Bowie, all by hand. Slung in at Bontempelli. Tackle out of bounds. Boundary throw-in. Those little small-sided games that you sometimes see at training where it's just a lot of handball in tight. That's what we just saw on the wing there, Neeldy.
Yeah, it certainly is. That's why, particularly the midfielders, Kenny, do it a lot at training.
Quick hands. Free the hands, get the arms up above the tackle.
That's right. Find the spare player, find the free, and you're away.
Here's Liberatore doing the roving from the boundary. Throwing kick was touched off the boot. Ball spills. Nobody's going at the man who's got the footy, and that's Sparrow, and he goes short to Salem, who's got it almost at the point of the square at left half back. He wants the middle of Optus Stadium, and it's a well-weighted kick, although stretching and not marking was Viney. Good tackle, Dunkley dragged him to ground. Handball away though. Rivers on the up. Handball. There are a chance here, the D. Sparrow, great tackle. Wonderful tackle, and they can hit him on the rebound here, the Dogs through Liberatore.
He goes wide, he's got McRae. In fact, it's Shackey. Shackey down the line. Kick is okay to Johannisen. Johannisen just forward to the wing. Couple of minutes remain till three-quarter time. And the Dogs get one and square things up. They trail by 6 points. Johannisen goes into the pocket. Look at Melbourne swarming back. They got numbers there. May went up and was able to spoil it down to Lever. And Lever kicks it about 4 metres onto the chest of Bowie, and the youngster marks just inside defensive 50.
Yeah, it looks like the Dogs are the one that can't find an avenue to goal. He goes to May. May goes short, and it's an okay ball onto the chest of Brayshaw. Brayshaw on his left to Salem. So Salem in the left back pocket. Long way from home, but his team leading by a goal. With 90 seconds to play in this third quarter, thanks to Metricon. Call to play on Salem. Past Hunter, he sends the kick, looking for Gawn. And it got over his and Keith's head and landed on the chest of McDonald. Is there time for a late one for the D's? Well, there's plenty. Can they find one? Kick to half forward. Brown on a long lead. Couldn't complete the mark. Knocked out in the tackle of Cordy. And the free kick's going to go to Brown for being held by Cordy. So Cordy laid the good tackle to knock the ball free, but now he's been pinged for a hold, and the free kick will go to Brown.
A little unlucky there, Cordy.
Yeah, he was, because he was, Ben. When he did the tackle, he sort of spun him around. He couldn't see the ball.
Well, how do you actually stop yourself from completing that tackle?
So Brown, long ball into the pocket. Gets out the back, Petrarca dribbles the Lambie's Devon goal of the day. He's got two, some magic from Petrarca. And the Demons lead by 2 goals, 10-11-71. The Western Bulldogs 9-5-59. And some brilliance from Petrarca.
Well, Ben, sometimes when the Stars come to play, they come to play. You can't play against that. He has got some top-end talent, as we know. He's putting it together. And when he gets the footy anywhere near goals, look out. He's kicked 2 nominations for goal of the night this evening. It's just outstanding play.
Right left forward pocket, right foot, and the skill of the modern day player now. Like, that's actually just old hat for those players, because they practice it and they have a bit of fun with it, and they just know how to do it, and they know how to guide the ball onto the boot, and they know how the Sharon's going to bounce.
They certainly do. And when you're talking about people like Christian Petrarca, that's your top 1% of players going around at the moment. That's outstanding.
Top 10 finish in the Brownlow during the week for Christian Petrarca. Maybe a premiership medal tonight. Umpire tosses it up, bounces it back in the middle. Chance now, though, for the Demons to go forward. Oliver, handball release. Might be Sparrow pulling the trigger on a long ball. Kicks the goal, Tommy Sparrow. An 18-point lead. If you thought the Dogs' burst in the second quarter was good, the D's is even better. 6 on the bounce to lead by 18, and we've still got 30 seconds to play in the third. 11-11-77 the Demons. The Dogs are 9-5-59 in this third quarter, thanks to Metricon.
They need to find an answer out of the middle, the Bulldogs, for what Melbourne are doing. They're just bullocking their way through there. And again, I must make the point, it's not only with pure body size, those players in there, they're top-notch. Petrarca again involved. He got it out to Oliver. Viney, I think, was the one with his nose in the trough and did a really good job.
Yeah, so out of the middle in this quarter, centre clearance is 4-2 in favour of the Demons, and they've kicked 3 goals, 1 from those 4 clearances.
I must say, good work by Tom McDonald on the line to get rid of Zane Cordy.
A 37-point turnaround in this quarter alone. Trailed by 19, lead by 18, and the ball goes forward again. Jackson, Oliver, 45, long ball, goal again! Oh, this is some sort of burst from the Demons. Is it a premiership winning burst? It's 57 years of heartache about to come to an end. They've gone whack, whack, whackety whack to lead by 24, and the Dogs stand stunned in the middle. A 24-point lead, make it a 43-point turnaround. The margin was 19 at the 12-minute mark. It was still that at the 17-minute mark. 7 consecutive goals for Metricon. And the Demons, as Oliver bangs one home, lead by 24, and they've got one hand on the Premiership Cup.
They're dynamic, these boys, those Melbourne players in the middle. They're pretty special at the moment. The Bulldogs are going to have to dig deep. 15 seconds to go before three-quarter time.
There's still plenty of time.
Well, if they play like that, Kingy, Melbourne could easily get another goal.
English winning the tap down. Feels for Oliver. Handball over the top. Petrarca confronted by Bontempelli. Shrugged off the tackle. Now he's dragged down but got a handball away. That should just about take us to three-quarter time with the Demons turning the game on its head. Just when we thought that the Bulldogs had, and I think I used the term arm's length, they had the Demons out when Bontempelli goaled. Well, somebody tore up the script. The Demons with a stunning third quarter. Well, I should say a stunning 15 minutes. From the 17-minute mark to the final moments of the term, a quarter that went just under 34 minutes. So in 17 minutes, they've banged on 7 goals and are now leading by 4 at the three-quarter time siren. A quarter of the season to play. The Demons lead by 24. We'll take a break. Back shortly, that third quarter, thanks to Metricon. And there's over 70 grand in prizes in Go for Goal, scratch and win on now at APCO. Live Breathe, K-Rock Footy.
Thanks to our #1 ticket holder, APCO. Fueled by APCO Cafe 24/7. Fresh daily with Tom and Loggy.
Falcon Watch.
Falcon Watch.
It's that time of the year again, man. The Peregrine Falcons, they are back. How lucky we are to have a live stream in Australia of our Peregrine Falcons. People watch from all over the world.
Yeah, quite cute, but also horrifying, being apex predators. Oh, the parents have landed and they've got a stray cat that they're now tearing to shreds. I'm looking forward to the video of when they've swung past Melbourne Zoo and grabbed an endangered rock wallaby and bring that up to feed the chicks.
It's beautiful, mate.
No, it is. It's gory and beautiful.
Tom and Log. Fresh daily with Tom and Loggy on K-Rock 955.
Elevate your lifestyle at Warralilly Grange and aspire to something truly special. Live amongst quiet tree-lined streets, offering panoramic views of the ranges, ocean and Mount Neeld. Warralilly is launching its second hillside at Grange land release, offering you larger lots for your dream home. Stage 2 goes on sale this Saturday. Demand has been above expectations, with Stage 1 selling out on release day. So register your interest now. Visit warralilly.com.au.
Harvey Norman is here for Victoria. Just pick up the phone and talk to your local team. Or you can chat to us online, anytime. We have all the essentials you need, including fridges, washers, kitchen appliances, laptops, home office accessories and more. Shop online at any time. You can pick up from your local store using contactless click and collect. It's safe, easy and free. Or stay in the comfort of home and take advantage of contactless delivery. Shop the essentials for your home at Harvey Norman.
Easy parking at 2 great locations, Corio and Warn Ponds.
Hi, I'm Patrick Dangerfield. When you're on the highway to the danger zone, make sure it's in a Rex Gorell new or used car. Rex Gorell just can't be beaten. They top the ladder when it comes to range, service, value and quality. So you'll only get the best when you buy your car from Rex Gorell. Family owned and committed to Geelong. Do what I've done. Join the winning team at Rex Gorell.
Rex Gorell, Fine Street and Latrobe Terrace, Geelong. Visit rexgorell.com.au.
LMCTs 1308 8349.
APCO Joe, it's September, which means the premiership is up for grabs.
And there's awesome prizes up for grabs too, Kingy, in the APCO Scratch and Win Go for Goal competition. There's a 1 in 3 chance of an instant win with over 70 grand in prizes.
Entering is easy. Just get into APCO and buy any specially marked products to get your Go for Goal scratchy.
Just give it a little scratch and you could be a winner. Go for goal and win at APCO now.
We've got you.
T's and C's apply.
At home, on the work site, in the office, there are some big cleaning problems you just don't want to deal with.
Don't panic. Call Steamatic.
Steamatic has real solutions to your cleaning problems. Graffiti removal, kitchen canopy cleaning, blasting services or the big industrial jobs, they're equipped to handle it all. Steamatic, a standout job every time and on standby when you need them most.
Don't panic. Call Steamatic.
Essington Street, Grovedale. Visit steamaticgeelong.com.au.
Geelong, it's time. Take your Christmas party to the next level.
Next Level Skirmish is laser tag on a whole other level. Your Christmas party this year needs some extra fun. So reunite your family or team and rebuild self-esteem. Next Level Skirmish is where tech and exercise collide. Think paintball without the mess or bruises. Book now and prepare for battle.
Epic.
Duro Street, North Geelong. Book at nextlevelskirmish.com.au.
Have you always dreamed of living in the style and luxury of a superb designer by Metricon home?
This will be an everlasting life.
Well, right now, you're going to love saving $40,000 on every Designer by Metricon home in our designer sale. But this huge saving is for a very limited time. So head to your nearest Metricon display today or find out more at metricon.com.au. Designer by Metricon. Affordable luxury. Conditions apply. CDBU 52967.
Thanks to our number one ticket holders, APCO. Fueled by APCO Cafe 24/7.
He hoists a long ball. Oh! Johannesson! Johannesson Hamlin hanger top of the square. He flew high. Was that over Gawn and Brown? Goodness me, right on the goal line. Gets out the back, Petrarca. Petrarca dribbles the Lambie's Devon goal of the day. He's got two, some magic from Petrarca.
Jackson, Oliver, 45, long ball, goal again! Oh, this is some sort of burst from the Demons. Is it a premiership winning burst? It's 57 years of heartache about to come to an end. They've gone whack, whackety whack. They certainly did, turning an 18 to make that a 19-point deficit at the 17-minute mark into a 24-point lead at three-quarter time. Then Casanelia, the key numbers for Kerr's High, please, up until three-quarter time.
Yeah, well, that was an extraordinary third quarter of football. The Bulldogs looked to be controlling it. They couldn't really score, but they seemed to have Melbourne's game style under complete control until a 7-goal burst. In that quarter, Petrarca had 10 touches and kicked a goal. Brayshaw 9 and a goal. That was just his third goal of the season. Oliver had 8 touches, and for the Dogs, Treloar 9. But that was an extraordinary burst of football.
Demons win from here, Neeldy.
Well, they got the front running. They got 4 goals in front, and they're playing some pretty good footy.
Final quarter of APCO Cafe 24/7. Here's Benny.
So Bonampelli handballs it forward, and no one in particular. Brayshaw back through traffic did well. Handballs to guess who? Petrarca. He kicks it towards half forward. Daniel pushed off the ball. Jackson's got it. Goes to Neeld Bullen. This looks dangerous. Neeld Bullen squirts the ball to half forward. All alone there is Sparrow. Takes it on 50. Sparrow puts it to the top of the square. Brown best position. Brown! Ben Brown has marked! Ben Brown has marked 6 metres out. And if this goes through, it's certainly not all over, but it's a massive, massive way back for the Bulldogs if this can sail through and make the margin 30.
That's a great grab. He was under pressure from the front and the side. Very well done. Yeah, he kicks this. That's a long way back for the Bulldogs.
So Brown comes round and kicks the goal. And Melbourne, who seemingly were in well, I wouldn't say all sorts of trouble, but in some trouble 15 minutes ago, now have one hand on the Premiership Cup. 13-11-89, Western Bulldogs are 9-5-59, margin is 30. Early going in this fourth quarter thanks to APCO Cafe 24/7.
So the Bulldogs won the centre clearance then, but the pressure from the Melbourne mids, it meant that they couldn't get that clear kick away that what Melbourne were doing to them. So there was a turnover. Ben, you mentioned the term guess who. So Petrarca got the footy, bangs it forward, and just a really, really good kick inside 50. I think, who was that? Was it Sparrow or Spargo? One of them. That's terrific kick advantage side to Brown, but that's a very strong mark, a very, very strong mark by your key forward. Well done.
The former Kangaroo with 3 goals too. He has a good record against the Dogs. Actually now has 27-11 from 12 outings against the red, white and blue. Bounce in the middle for Gawn to go at it and win the tap over. Steph Martin, Petrarca to do the roving. Burst away from Bontempelli, loop to handball over the top though. Knocked away by Daniel. Langdon on the outer wing. Heard the voice of Salem. Salem can send a left foot kick over the top to Petrarca. Petrarca loops a handball over the top. There a chance here through Spargo. Outside of the right boot for Fridge. Fridge maybe to close the lid on the coffin and bury 57 years of heartache.
Geez, Petrarca, 31 touches. 2 goals, 9 inside 56 clearances.
Well, Fritsch is kicking at number 5, which will no doubt factor into the Norm Smith medal voting. Handful on grand final days, surely going to attract votes.
Yeah, you think it would, Kingy? No doubt, but Petrarca for mine at the moment.
Fritsch, left of centre, man on the mark, 35 from goal. He kicks his 5th. The Demons are on their way. They're not losing this one, Demon fans. The Bulldogs would need a minor miracle. And if you follow the grand old flag, it'll be flying very, very high in around 25 minutes from now. Melbourne 14-11-95. The Bulldogs 9-5-59 in this final quarter, thanks to AFCO Cafe 24/7. No drink bottle, stay hydrated with Coolridge.
Gee, I reckon Melbourne fans, or in particular the players, Cash, they could be 10 minutes away from just enjoying the last parts of the grand final if this keeps up. They're 6 goals in front. They deserve their lead. They're playing great footy, being led by their guns, Petrarca, Oliver, etc. They'll be enjoying this.
Yeah, they will. Geez, they've had some really good players. It's been an extraordinary burst. 9 goals on the bounce in around about, what, a 15-minute period. It's been extraordinary. So back in the middle, I might go forward again here because Petrarca's got it. Petrarca will run to 50. Petrarca will drill a long, long point. Goodness me, if that had gone through, there would have been some pants down, I would have thought, in the crowd. Melbourne fans' strides would have been off. And they lead now. It could be a handy point. They lead by 37.
Like that South Sydney supporter. That video the rounds certainly R-rated. The ball's got to half back for the Dogs, but they're going to turn it over. Langdon, Salem, all the run with Melbourne. Kicking to the left forward pocket. Jackson couldn't mark. Cordy the spoiled. Daniel the roving. Whips a handball over the top to McRae. McRae across the face of his defensive goal to Geray. And it looks like there'll be no third premiership for Doc Geray. Left forward pocket. You'll send it to left back pocket rather. Send it to left half back. And Rourke Smith, who's been quiet in the second half.
Yes, he has, Kingy. They just have to throw caution to the wind here, the Dogs. You're in the grand final. You just can't afford the slow ball movement. You may as well lose by 10, at least trying to win the game.
Got themselves to right half forward, outside of the right boot. Not a great kick there from Dunkley, and Petty has marked. Dunkley quite also since half-time, would have to be said.
Yeah.
Has had a big night. Was playing a role earlier on Oliver. Demons can just chew up as much time off the clock as they want. They're inside defensive 50. May, the former Gold Coast Sun, he goes short. They're starting to become an impressive list of former Suns who have won premierships. Left half back, driving kick, Lever. Sends it to the wing, wanting Brown. Can't mark in a pack of 3 Bulldogs. Handball by Daniel over his head's okay. Or Hunter sold up the river, dumped by Petrarca, and his handball away will go out of bounds for a boundary throw-in just forward to the wing. And the request for insufficient intent denied by the umpire. Wonderful tackle by Christian Petrarca, who might be wearing 2 medals to the celebrations this evening, Neeld.
At this stage, King, if it was to stop now, you would think that Petrarca would win that medal.
It's a throw-in, kick forward by the Dogs, inside forward 50. English came up to meet it, tried to get it back to Bailey Smith. Good work by Langdon, worked him off. It gave to Lever. Lever handball to his teammate out there. Was that Spargo who was bottled up? It was Harms. Got to Langdon. Got back to Bailey Smith. Sold a little bit of candy. 55 from home. Puts a high ball. Top of the square. Norton's up. Can't mark. Ball off hands. And just through for a minor score margin. It's back to 36. 96 playing 64th quarter. Thanks to Upco Cafe 24/7 Kingy. K-Rock's #1 ticket holder throughout season 2021. And what a great job they do. Great friend of K-Rock footy, Upco Cafe 24/7.
Thank you to the Anderson family. New Cadbury Old Gold Breakaway. Grab yours today at Upco Cafe 24/7. The long kick in is marked by Martin. Martin goes short with the kick and it's cut off. Might have been Harms. He gives a handball to Salem. Salem goes short to Petrarca. Petrarca can go out to Salem. He's got it at left half back next to the boundary line. Handball on the bounce to Petrarca. Wants to take on Bailey Smith. Went to ground under pressure from Hunter. Smith put his head over the footy but lost it. Salem was good. Gave it to Langdon. The former Docker. 60 from goal. Just checks his kick inside 50 for Neeld Bullen, who marks uncontested. 45 from goal, just left of centre. And with the coffin closed, Alex Neeld Bullen has the hammer and the nail to go into it.
Just beautiful use of the footy inside 50 by Langdon. Had a couple of options, chose the right one. The other forwards looked after Neeld Bullen here. He's normally a beautiful kick for goal.
A behind to his name tonight, Alex Neeld Bullen. Played every game this year from 49 metres out. He has kicked the goal. Demon fans can start celebrating. Find G Finest Champagne. Take off the little plastic bit at the top, Benny, and start to shake the bottle and explode it everywhere, Demon fans.
Going to be a shoey.
15-12 102. The Bulldogs 9-6-60. I don't think Melbourne fans are so unrefined, Benny, as to be partaking in shoeys near
the RMs.
That's a chance. I think for the fans, the players and the coaching staff, although the coaches will say they'll do this right to the end, this part's an enjoyable part of a grand final. You're 7 goals in front. You've got 14 minutes of play left to continue to play, but you know you've got it won. All the hard work for the players throughout the pre-seasons, those types of things is worth it when you get to this part.
So back in the middle, and it's been one of the more extraordinary bursts of grand final football you'll see from Melbourne. Ball's in there, forward 50 again. All coming up to meet it was a dog. That was Duray, and that was taken high by Spargo. The score was 59-40 midway through the third quarter. We've gone 9 minutes in the fourth quarter, and it's 102-60 in favour of Melbourne.
It's been extraordinary. Good evening, Nick. I know you're listening in the paramedic vehicle. Good work.
Liberatore brings it wide to Hunter. Hunter takes off after not getting back behind his mark. It's a good block from Cordy. Oh, but the bounce of Hunter went out of bounds. It never came back to him, and it rolled out of play. And that tells you for certain the Dogs are done. Just having a look at some footage from back in the middle. It was Oliver being able to break a couple of tackles and get his kick inside 50. Boundary throwing just forward of the wing, tap down.
Hunter could do that by 99 times out of 100.
Yep, and he'll come back to him.
Absolutely.
McRae's got it. And his kick on the bounce taken by Bailey Smith, who's worked hard. Gives a handball off to Treloar. Treloar to Martin. Martin loops one over the top to Johannesson. Johannesson from 45 confronted. Steps inside the man coming towards him. Gave a handball that was intended for Shaki, who's had no impact and he couldn't take it. Rivers did well. Knocked it to Langdon and he's away.
Here's Langdon. Wants to draw the man. Handballs over the top. Taken by Sparrow. He goes wide. Spargo will handball backwards, and he does back to Sparrow. Goes back to Spargo. In each of the super coaches team, he goes with a high ball. Oh, Pickett up high. Couldn't mark. Ball on the deck. He's got it at ground level though, Pickett. Being quiet, he broke the tackle. Dogs are almost done here. They're just look to be, he's kicked wide. Is that marked by Fritsch right inside the field of play? It is inches in. He clicks it over the top. Langdon run on. And the Dogs, unfortunately, have become what you would describe as a grand final rabble now.
They're cannon fodder.
They've effectively given up the ghost. There was Melbourne players running absolutely everywhere there inside forward 50.
It's not a bad job if you can get it to have 3 extra forwards inside 50. You got the +1, the +2 and the +3 forwards. But they're working really hard, Cass, right to the very end.
So Langdon, who has kicked 12 goals on the year, been solid tonight. 12 touches, this will be his 13th touch. Comes around on the arc and it hits the goal. So everything they touch is turning to gold. And Melbourne are going to break their 47 million year premiership drought and win the 2021 premiership 16-12, 108. They lead by 48 points, 9-6-60 for the Dogs. And Melbourne have 12 minutes and 20 seconds, Neeldy, to enjoy the grand final.
Oh, and they will, Ben. They certainly will. How many consecutive goals have they kicked?
1,000.
1,000. So that puts them relatively well
I think
in front.
11. It's 11.
11 goals in a row. Well, good on you. They're playing some great footy.
The score was 9-5 to 5-10.
We talk about work rate. Langdon was the player who went back deep in the back 50 then to actually gather the loose ball in that same passage of play. He's the player that ends up marking it inside 50. They might be talented, the Demons, but they work extremely hard as well.
Mark Neeld for Wilson's Real Estate. Geelong property done properly. The Trove Terrace in Newtown. Rare clearance from Noodle for the Dogs. Bailey Smith got a handball from Treloar. Kick inside forward 50. No mark to Hannon. Good handball by Dunkley, but wonderful tackle by Petrarca on McRae. As the legend of Christian Petrarca continues to grow, and you would suspect that, and he just gives a great little tap on the backside, so you battled hard. Langdon, the goal kicker, goes short, and the mark taken by Viney. Is there a time here that you've got a sub? Do you get somebody off and give the sub a run? Or do you just not worry about it, Neeld? I know it's only a new thing, the Medi sub. It's a bit different to the old vested sub, or as the ball's out of bounds at half.
It would be unusual, Kingy. Those types of things, I think, live in the minds of supporters, and you're there to. Your job as the team is to get the job done.
Is it just so that like the stat sheet will forever show 0, 0, 0, 0? I don't know. Boundary throwing. He's got a premiership medal. Jackson, Petrarca.
No, they just want to win.
Neil Bullen pulls the kick into the left forward pocket, and Fritsch. A chance at his 6th, and maybe to give the Norm Smith medal voters something to think about.
Yeah, 6 goals is a pretty handy haul.
It is a pretty handy haul.
Modern footy, 6 is the old 10.
Yeah,
it is. Petrarca was the man who got the ball from the stoppage again.
Yeah, he's had 36, Petrarca.
How many?
36.
Yeah, it's not
He's
bad.
kicked 2, 10 inside 57 clearances.
But we've got to remember, Cass, your fellow commentator saw a bloke have 57 possessions, I think, at Casanelia Park, and didn't give him 3 votes.
Fritsch has missed to the left, so he won't be kicking 6 for the moment. He's got 5 goals, 2. And just to rub it in, D. Parrish to get the 3 votes that night from the umpires as well.
Well, that's not surprising.
Margin's 49. Final quarter, thanks to APCO Cafe 24/7. New Smith's Chili. Try it now at APCO.
So Dale's kicking actually went to half forward, which is quite extraordinary. As long as kicking I've ever seen. But the Demons are there. Comes back to Bonampelli. A little bit of a don't argue. Back to Daniel, who's tried hard kicking outside of the boot. Didn't travel the required. Taken by Treloar. Sweeps it inboard. He's got Rourke Smith. Got time for a bounce. Gets onto the left. His kick's not great. His kick's a shocker. Did no favours for his teammate Hannon. It was to the advantage of his direct opponent, Lever. And Lever marks on his chest, and a bit of that insult into injury. And there's still 10 minutes to go, and the Dogs will be looking at the clock thinking, just make this end, please. Kick long. He wanted McDonald fisting it away as Shacky. And the ball goes out as the Melbourne fans, seems to be a lot of them. I wasn't aware that there was that many Melbourne fans that pervaded the Perth suburbs, Tom.
Looks like there is.
There are a lot. How do they, what is, I thought there was some sort of COVID regulation.
Not sure. Boundary throwing, and at the front of the pack, James Harms. And this is where you think of, obviously, the Demon greats that we've lost over the journey, and you think of Jimmy Steins, and obviously the sad story of Troy Broadbridge, and then you think of Neil Danaher and what he's battling at the moment, and how big a smile he'd have on his face right now as he watches on from his home in Melbourne. As the Dogs go inside forward 50, Treloar delivers nicely for Cody Waitman. Unfortunately, Waitman just has had no impact at all on this contest. He's had a wonderful final series. He's going to be a heck of a player, playing just his 30th game tonight, Neeldy, but the ball just hasn't been there for him tonight.
No, it hasn't. You're right. He has a bright future in front of him if he continues to work hard and use his natural talent. He's a lively player, but unfortunately tonight, not much has gone his way, mate.
Everything's window dressing from here, 48 metres out. He has pushed it badly to the right. He's put it out of bounds on the full. And it'll be a free kick to Salem in the left back pocket.
Almost playing with them, aren't they, Kingy? So Salem kicks it. They're just really laying back and just in a really comfy position are the D's, and absolutely vibrating the life out of the Dogs. Ball to the wing, gets out the back, and it's taken over by Bailey Williams. And 61,118 fans have witnessed Melbourne win the 2021 Premiership.
That's good going for a ground that they said holds 60,000. They've nearly just got over 61,000. That's pretty good effort.
From the boundary throwing, the Demons are away. Oliver bangs it long inside forward 50, looking for Brown, back with the flight with Keith. Keith affected a spoil. Rolling ball 30 from goal. Well done by Rourke Smith. Bounced out of a couple of tackles and gave a handball back to Shacky. Shacky, a neat little left foot kick. Had a little bit too much on it from Liberick Torre. Had to knock it to ground. Shacky came again. Handball on the bounce. Cordy or Treloar. Treloar with it again. Going to experience a second grand final loss, unfortunately. Adam Treloar. Handball to Daniel. Daniel at right half back. Kicked into the man coming towards him. Oliver. Spilled for Petrarca. Petrarca out the corner of his eye. Saw Tom McDonald. And maybe if there's a player out of this Melbourne lineup that deserves a goal on grand final day is the man who's played the most games of anybody else out there, and that is Tom McDonald. He's actually, I think, outside of Steph Martin, the most experienced player on the ground in terms of games played. Playing game 193 this afternoon. He turned 20 this evening, turned 29 last Saturday, and he's kicked himself a grand final goal, and he's going to have a premiership medal in about 15 minutes from now. They lead by 55. It's a 74-point turnaround from the 17-minute mark of the third quarter. If you didn't witness it, you wouldn't believe it, Neeld, that they've done this. 12 consecutive goals to be 17, 13, 115 on the K-Rock APCO Cafe 24/7 scoreboard. The Dogs 9-6-60.
No, it's just been spectacular, King. Particularly at that given moment when Ben read the score out before, I think he said that the Bulldogs had kicked 8 of the previous 10 goals, and then Melbourne has said, thanks, I'll kick 12 in a row. It's just outstanding footy. If you barrack for Melbourne, you can sit back and enjoy this one. It's been a great game. Might have been a bit nervous at half-time, but the second half was amazing. And again, just looking at the work of Petrarca, the vision and the skill level to find McDonald, just sensational. Now, him and Oliver are doing some type of... How would you describe that celebration? Ben, is that straight out of the EPL?
NFL.
NFL, is it?
NFL-type celebration, are they?
Well, you can do what you like, I suppose, if you're...
Yeah, when you're
70 points up, whatever the hell it is.
5 in front. Bailey Smith's got it. He's dispossessed. They're still hungry. Oliver got it out. Hand pass over the top by Sparrow, stolen by Bonampelli. He gives out the back. Bailey Williams has got it. He'll go back to Bonampelli. He was pulled as he kicked. Onto the wing, Viney. Handballs to Salem. Salem pumps Melbourne towards half forward again, and guess who? Petrarca. Handballs to Brayshaw, sweeping by. Brayshaw to 55. Brayshaw shot a goal. I think he's skid out in the forward. Petrarca's at 39.
I think if he gets to 40, Benny, that's the most ever in a grand final. Black had the record at 39 back in 03.
Yeah.
And that would give you the record for most possessions in a decider.
He'd have to fall asleep from here, King. He
could get 50, King, the way it's going.
Would you give him 3 votes, King? What do you think?
I think Normie might be...
Who?
Normie Smith.
Wayne.
He's not voting, though.
No, Norm Smith will be hanging around.
So that's a yes.
Yes. The ball's inside right forward pocket for the Dogs. Chance now to break that streak of goals. Quick left foot snap's not bad, and the Dogs get a late one from Treloar, who kicks his third. He was the one who got him going in the second quarter. And he breaks an outstanding run by the D's to pull the margin back to 49 points. But everything is window dressing from here. 17, 13, 115 the D's. The Dogs 10, 6, 66. No drink bottle. Stay hydrated with Coolridge.
Well, we can't really. But Treloar, good effort, 3 goals in the grand final. But clearly this is just all about Melbourne and praising their season, praising their performance throughout the finals. They've made everybody look literally second class, except for that second quarter by the Bulldogs. They're a step above everybody at the moment. Sit back and enjoy. Most disposals in the grand final. Christian Petrarca 21, 39, and there's a bit going underneath the... What's that saying there, Cass? Oh, Tom King, would you give him 3 votes with this? I think that's what it's saying.
I think you'll get the 3.
He's a chance to get the 3. Go on, King. Don't keep fighting.
Oh, I want him to get to 40.
Get the 40.
Oh, here he
50.
is. And there it is. 40 for Petrarca, a handball to Gawn. Gawn to a runner coming off half back in Bowie. The least experienced player on the ground is going to have a premiership medal in Game 7. Under pressure, he handballed out in front of himself. Went back and got it, kicked inside 50. Jackson couldn't mark. Good spoil Cordy. Roving Neil Bullen. Hands and knees. Handball over the top. Jackson slipped. Almost a throw to Salem. Salem, what's he doing inside forward 50? Left foot snap. Open goal. Party continues. Christian Salem with just his 3rd goal of the year. And the margin again is 55. 18, 13, 121. The Doggies 10, 6, 66. And make that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 goal kickers for the Demons.
They're enjoying this, the players, the coaches, and everybody that supports the Demons, and so they should.
If the 666 rule didn't exist, there'd be a lot of blokes. Or you'd end up with an 8 or 9 minute forward line, I reckon.
Yeah, well, you just about have to, Kingy. You would, but that's one of the reasons it does exist when the players get it out of the middle, just to give the forwards a one-on-one opportunity. It's just sensational.
But I'm talking about Melbourne would have it. They'd be wanting a...
Yeah, that's right. They'd be down there trying to get a goal. And fair enough. Look, just enjoy it. they work very hard, the players, to get to this day, and they deserve to enjoy a performance like this. And all the eyes in the K-Rock Hub screen are all over Christian Petrarca as he continues to get disposal after disposal. Pretty special talent.
24 contested for Kersire, 9 clearances.
Yeah, it's been quite extraordinary. Gawn kicks a real high up and under chimney arrangement towards the wing. Langdon wins it back. Hamill, Viney's got it. Sparrow's short pass is magnificent to Jackson. And goodness me, this is a spiffication of the highest order now. The Bulldogs need the ground to swallow them up.
He's on the mark.
They led by 19 points, if you can believe that. And that was only a little over a quarter ago. If this goes through, they will trail by 61. Jackson, who's got a bit of a rough cranium, it should be said. He'd be known as...
Thanks to you, your former male model.
We've got a horse back in the stable called Only a Mother, and Jackson kicks the goal. Jackson kicks the goal, and they are queuing up to kick sausage rolls. It's been the consummate team performance from the D's. They've been the best side in the finals, and they have opened up an enormous can of whoop-ass on the Dogs. 19-13, 127. The Western Bulldogs 10-6, 66. And there is 4 minutes and 58 seconds of game time remaining.
Well, it has turned out to be a bit of a fizzler since about 20 minutes into the third quarter. The Dogs did their absolute best to be 19 points in front, and then Melbourne have said, right, that'll do you, lads. Let us go to work. And go to work they certainly have. Everyone's enjoying the party if you're wearing a red and blue Guernsey this evening.
Maybe Geelong's performance not that bad.
Well, Kingy, I think in these moments, really what we should be doing is just saying how good Melbourne are going.
I was being facetious.
Yes, I understand that. And I was just making a point that it doesn't matter. No one was beating Melbourne.
Tapped down by Gawn, roving in the middle by Viney, released to handball back into the park to Gawn. Oh, and he's away like he was in that preliminary final. Can he repeat the dose? No, he can't. It'll float across the face, off hands, and through for a behind. Oh, gee, I tell you what, I'd seen that movie before.
Yes, we had.
Margin 62, 19-14, 128. Play 10-6, 66. Final quarter. Thanks to APCO Cafe 24/7. And of course, scratch an instant win on now at APCO. Try the new raspberry smash flavour.
Yeah, I haven't tried that one yet, Kingy, but no doubt I'll get to it. Duray plays on and kicks it long in the direction of Rourke Smith. He can't mark. Brayshaw fists it away. Gets a high five from Lever. And Melbourne. Wow, goodness me. Smith and Oliver. Dogs can only look on. They've been absolutely roasted after looking half the part at times in this game. McRae's got it from Smith, Rourke Smith. He shoots it wide, McRae, and it's Hunter. Hunter forces called to play on. He does so. He goes inside forward. 50, not a great kick. Oh, Duray copped one. Friendly foul. Well, actually, wasn't friendly foul from Hibbard. Wasn't really looking. Hopefully he's okay. Kick wide. I think that's out in the full. And he copped. He went, showed some courage, Duray, going back and just got cleaned up. So I watched the replay. He went back and Hibbard. Nothing intentional.
He's got two. One in the back.
It was like a pinball.
He was.
Between Bowie and Hibbard. Oh, yeah, he went into the very, very solid bicep. And we got a blood rule. With a bit of claret coming from the schnoz of Taylor Duray. Here you go, bench tops blood rule. As some of the coaching staff make their way down to embrace Simon Goodman, who does his coaching from down boundary side. They all embrace, and Mark Williams has been a key influential figure, Neeldy, in that Melbourne resurgence.
Yeah, what's his development, is it?
Yeah, they've really attributed a lot of their cleaning up their skills to Mark Williams. As Oliver goes forward, knocked away as the Melbourne chant goes up around Optus Stadium. Tom McDonald can't take it cleanly, then he does, tries to get out of the shaky tackle, got a handball away. Harms takes on Treloar, boundary line in the way, and we'll get a boundary throw in. 3 minutes 41, so still plenty of footy to be played and more opportunities for to be poured on as Simon Goodwin and Shannon Burns embrace. Spoke to Shagger pre-game. He's now got premiership runner to add to his two as a player. And of course, a flag in the VFL with the Cats.
Why is he called Shagger?
Shannon.
Oh.
Yeah. You're an idiot. Can you call the footy, please, Benny?
I'll try to.
You're an imbecile.
We've got 3 minutes and 14
can you behave
seconds.
for that long?
I'm not sure. It's going to be a free kick to Big Ben Brown against Cole Goofy, who did a mischief. Brown kicks it wide and it's becoming... Is that Petrarca, position number 9 million? Kicks it.
Brayshaw, I think that one into
Brayshaw kicks it to Fritsch. Fritsch can go back for number 6. And one of the more extraordinary hairdos on the planet is Fritsch.
It is. It
really goes from east-west. It climbs up high and then comes back down. And it's just sort of got a bit of private school sort of about it. I don't know what school.
No, he's from... No, Bailey Fritsch is from...
He's from Coldstream. He should know better. I don't reckon he gets back to Coldstream too often. I'm sure he'd wander into the local there at Coldstream with Yogi Bear like that. He comes in, he's kicked 6 and a granny though. So maybe he will. He splits the middle. He's kicked 6 sausage rolls. 6 of the best. In the biggest game of the year, he's kicked 59 for the season. Bailey Fritsch. We were saying Bailey who at the start of the year. No one had ever heard of him.
Oh,
no,
he had a pretty good 2018.
Did he? What did he have? Did he kick?
No, he kicked 40 on 2018.
Oh, he's been a superstar for a long period of time. And now he's booted 6 sausage rolls on the biggest stage. The margin is 68 points. What the hell? Something's happened. Something has happened over there. Mark, what's happened?
Melbourne just gone bang in the biggest possible way, and they're thoroughly enjoying their work. 6 goals in the grand final. That's an outstanding performance. They've had winners all over the ground except for that second quarter. But what do you say? It's 68 points.
So it's an 85-point turnaround in a quarter and a half.
Yeah, they're pretty good, Tom. They're pretty good, you reckon, the Melbourne Footy Club?
Tapped down by Martin, roving by Oliver. Here is Gawn getting out the front of the contest. Just fires a handball into space inside 50. Bouncing ball eludes Petrarca. And the Bulldogs defence looks to clean up. Bontempelli has knocked it towards Hunter. Under pressure from Brayshaw, who got a little kick away. Did okay. Bailey Williams took it on the near side wing. Drives a kick inside forward. 50. Back with the flight. Petty just lets Lever take it on the bounce. Little don't argue on Johannesson. Not much of a handball. So English comes through. You might get a free kick. No, umpire says throw it in the left forward pocket. Minute 50 to play. A minute 50 between the Demons and their first premiership in 57 years. It'll be their 13th VFL AFL flag. Who says 13's unlucky? Boundary throwing. Knocked away by Martin. 30 metres out from the Dogs' goal. Langdon just fires a handball. Asks Neil Bullen to run onto the ball. Shrugs a tackle. Gave it to Viney. Viney gave it to Langdon. Langdon at left half back. A driving ball. Sees Brown presenting. And you'll get a free kick for an arm chop against Keefe. So free kick to Brown, and he'll look to send the Demons into attack, Benny. In this final turn, thanks to AFL Cafe 24/7.
So the Punters Club got a big multi on the back of this too, so a lot of cha-ching kicking in. It was a 7-leg multi with Melbourne as the final leg, including Cirillo, Miss and Zaki and Floating Artist. So fantastic stuff. We'll be eating caviar tomorrow, King.
There's a lot of multis in there, man.
There was just, I think it was seven or 8 leg, not me, 7 or 8 leg multi ending in Melbourne winning tonight, and the other 6 or 7 are all horse races, I think.
Right, well, it's not as if they've just got over the line.
No, they've actually dislocated them. They actually should have taken them by more than 39, to be honest with you, but...
Would have been nervous at the 17-minute mark of the third quarter.
Wow.
Now they could be in Pete Ryan's bottle that he's probably... got a couple of drinks out of already. Pete, by the way, K-Rock group have had a chat. We don't mind the grand final in Perth, big fella.
We love it. Gawn's got a free. That's what the cheering's all about. And he's going to have a shot.
I reckon
75 metres.
They're tempting him to go the tour, Barlow.
He's going to do the team thing and pop it into the pocket. And he should have gone the top because he's kicked it straight to Cordy.
Petrarca's going, Max, what were you thinking? He's like, come on, mate. We're at, what are they in front? 78 points or something?
Cordy short to Keith. Margin is 68. Keith, former Crow. Right back pocket. Sends it to Harbour. It's a Porky. He's turned it over straight to the chest of Oliver. Is there time for a late one? Oliver spins out of the tackle. Gave it to Neeld Bullen. Neeld Bullen, a neat little kick. And McDonald's going to have the final save. A shot after the siren to the most experienced demon out there. Along with Nathan Jones, has probably endured the most heartache at the Melbourne Football Club. But tonight, he is a premiership player. The grand old flag flies the highest tonight in Perth. Premiership 13, far from unlucky for the D's. Tom McDonald to kick his second. He does. The margin finishes at 74 points. The Demons are premiers in 2021.
It's a grand old flag, it's a high-flying flag, it's the emblem for me and for you. It's the emblem of the team we love, the team of the red and the blue. Every heart beats true for the red and the blue, and we sing this song to you. Should old acquaintance be forgot, keep your eye on the red and the blue.
21-14, 140 to 10-6-66. If somebody had said at the 17-minute mark of the third quarter when Melbourne trailed by 19 points that they'd end up winning by 74, you would have scarcely believed them. Let's head down onto the ground where Max Gawn's speaking with Channel 7's Abby Holmes.
I'm coming. My heart goes to everyone in the eastern states that are at home watching this. We did it for you. But once again, I've got another special moment. I can see Jack Melcham, Jaden Hunt, some of the hard luck stories, Matt Jack Gore. It's pretty special.
So much tragedy for this club over 57 years, so much heartache and devastation. How much does it mean to you?
Yeah, I can name them. Dean Bailey, Jim Steins, Colin Sylvia, Joy Broadbridge. The list goes on. What Neil Danaher's going through at the moment. These guys are the real heroes. We're just out here playing our role, trying to put a smile on people's faces, but we're doing it for our families and friends and supporters back home.
Well done, Maxie. Go and soak this up. Incredible atmosphere.
Max Gawn there speaking with Abby Holmes as we go into the fifth quarter. A 74-point margin. We'll bring you all the interviews from the host broadcaster, the presentation ceremony as well. Here's Christian Petrarca.
Maxie just said the same thing.
I actually can't speak right now. It feels like a dream.
It's a very...
This club's unbelievable.
Yeah.
What we set out in pre-season, off-season, to get this club back to where it should belong. This every fan that's watching back home, we bloody did it!
Christian Petrarca really wasn't wanting to hang around and do an interview, and I don't blame him too, but Luke Beveridge, nice touch. He's getting around all the Melbourne staff. Alan Richardson, of course, also somebody else who joined the D staff. Here's Clayton Oliver speaking with Abby Holmes.
I know, can't describe it. I know what to say. Yeah, it's just unbelievable.
What happened after half-time? Obviously the Doggies had come out in that second term and kicked 6 goals and seemed to be well and truly on top. But what did Goody say? Because you guys came out and were just unbelievable in that second half.
Now, obviously our first quarter was alright, and then we lost our way a bit in the second, so we went back to our fundamentals and our basics. Honestly, simple stuff, and we knew the fittest team thanks to Burjo, so we went back to that and we thought we outrun them and worked, and that's what we did in the end. Credit to them, they were unbelievable as well in the second quarter, so yeah.
Can you imagine everybody back home in Melbourne, all of your members, your fans, your supporters who are watching at home on their couches? What do you say to them?
Obviously they're doing it tough because of COVID, and every game we're playing with for a greater purpose of bringing joy to Victorians and all the Melbourne fans out there. So this one's to them. We've had a long couple of years and no success. So it's been 57 years, so it's just unbelievable to get done.
Yeah, a long time, there's no doubt about that. Go and soak this up, Clayton. Congratulations.
Clayton Oliver there after a wonderful night from him. What did Clayton Oliver have, Benny, just out of interest?
Clayton Oliver, can you read that tweet out, can you? Clayton Oliver had 33 touches. He had 5 clearances, he kicked 1 goal, 1. Laid 10 tackles and 13 contested possessions.
Okay, see Twitter. Now, I might just leave that one to stay on Twitter, and if people see it, they can laugh at it. But gee, a lot of emotion, and so there should be against the Demons. Neeld, obviously your time at Melbourne, for the most part wasn't the most desirable 18 months, 2 years of your life in terms of what happened, but just talk to us about, as somebody who coached the club, what are you sort of emotionally feeling at the moment?
Oh, just appreciating the way they played, King. It is, look, understanding that supporters, support their footy club passionately every week, no matter what happens. But when you can sit back and watch the team you support play like that, it needs to be about that. The job that they've done, that's how you win premierships. They've built a list over a long period of time to set themselves the opportunity to do this. We've had a number of discussions about the way their team's put together, a number of first-round draft picks, those types of things. They've recruited exceptionally well. Guys they've got to the club that were obviously top-end draft picks at other places, like May and Lever. They've really added things. It's just, and they played. The brand of footy they've played all year, particularly in the finals, has been outstanding, King. So it's an opportunity just to sit back and savour the moment and just say, hey, you play like that, it's absolutely sensational.
We might take a break, come back with the grand final presentation on the other side of this. Melbourne are premiers for 2021. Scratch an instant win on now at APCO. Live, breathe, K-Rock Football.
Thanks to our #1 ticket holder, APCO. Fueled by APCO Cafe 24/7. Weekend breakfast with Andy and Ben.
The pair of Michael Jordan's underwear bearing signs of definite use is being auctioned with the starting bid of $500. Is being sold by Michael Jordan's former security guard. Now, why on earth would Michael Jordan be gifting underwear to his security guard?
So they must have been really tight. It's a weird gift to receive, but I'm glad he's going to make some money off it.
$500 for a pair of jocks that is showing signs of, they're calling definite use.
I'm very worried about this.
You got some tidy whities, mate?
Not that have definite use in them.
Oh, we sell as new. That's all right. We can make more money.
Weekend breakfast with Andy and Ben on K-Rock 955. The Ponds has tasty takeaway meals every day from 4 p.m. till 8 p.m.
If you're sitting on a block of land wondering what to do, now is the time to talk to Metricon, Australia's #1 home builder. Let us add real value to your land with one of our stunning home designs, offering you superb value for money, built by the best local tradespeople and all backed by Metricon's lifetime structural guarantee. Call us today on 1300 Metricon or head to our website. Love where you live. Metricon. Terms and conditions apply. Vic Builders Licence CDBU 52967.
At home, on the work site, in the office, there are some big cleaning problems you just don't want to deal with.
Don't panic. Call Steamatic.
Steamatic has real solutions to your cleaning problems. Graffiti removal, kitchen canopy cleaning, blasting services or the big industrial jobs, they're equipped to handle it all. Steamatic, a standout job every time and on standby when you need them most.
Don't panic. Call Steamatic.
Essington Street, Grovedale. Visit steamaticgeelong.com.au.
Wilson's Real Estate have been breaking the mould in Geelong for 50 years. At Wilson's, it's not about being the biggest, it's about being the best. Nothing generic, no one-size-fits-all. Impeccable service, thoughtful advice, and a broad client network means your home is sold the right way at the highest price. There's a reason Wilson's are chosen to sell Geelong's most iconic properties. Skillful negotiators, strong relationships, the best outcome. Wilson's Real Estate. Geelong property done properly. Contact them today.
Time to check in with the stats. Thanks to Kerrs High. Here's Bruce.
Thank you. Well, Geelong has kicked a lot of goals today, and I think we all know who we can put that down to. Kerrs High.
What do you mean, Bruce?
Well, the boys at Kerrs High help you achieve all sorts of goals, like a new deck, or some renovations, or a bit of landscaping. Pretty impressive, huh?
What about some stats on the game, Bruce?
No time. I've got a few goals to tackle myself.
Kerrs Hire, North Geelong, Grovedale and Ocean Grove. KerrsHire.com.au.
Bonus Harvey Norman gift card on selected cooking appliances now at Harvey Norman. That's bonus gift cards on Belling appliances, plus up to $1,500 cash back on selected cookers. Bonus gift cards on Electrolux, plus up to $1,000 cash back on selected Electrolux and Vintech kitchen packages. Receive bonus gift cards on selected Smeg, Bosch, Fisher & Paykel and Westinghouse appliances. Exclusions, terms and conditions apply. See website for details. Building, renovating or just updating. Shop the world's best cooking brands now at Harvey Norman. Easy parking at 2 great locations, Corio and Warn Ponds.
Well, APCO Joe, we're pumped to call all the goals raining down this September on K-Rock Footy.
I'm pumped too, Kingy, for the APCO Scratch and Win Go for Goal competition. There's a 1 in 3 chance of an instant win with over 70 grand in prizes.
Entering is easy. Just get into APCO and buy any specially marked products to get your Go for Goal scratchy.
Just give it a little scratch and you could be a winner. Go for goal and win at APCO now.
We've got you.
T's and C's apply.
Elevate your lifestyle at Warralilly Grange and aspire to something truly special. Live amongst quiet tree-lined streets, offering panoramic views of the ranges, ocean and Mount Neeld. Warralilly is launching its second hillside Grange land release, offering you larger lots for your dream home. Stage 2 goes on sale this Saturday. Demand has been above expectations, with Stage 1 selling out on release day. So register your interest now. Visit warralilly.com.au.
Thanks to our number one ticket holders, APCO. Fueled by APCO Cafe 24/7.
Reflecting on the grand final of 2021, thanks to APCO, our number one ticket holder, thanks to the Anderson family for all their support of K-Rock football this year. Our number one ticket holder, it's been a wonderful partnership and we really appreciate their support. We're not too far away from the presentation ceremony at Optus Stadium, where of course they will announce first the Norm Smith medal, present the medals to the winning players, the Jock McHale medal. Your old mate John Worsfold will present the Jock McHale medal, and I believe Andrew Embley will present the Norm Smith medal.
Yeah, that is true. So just honouring, I don't know if it's honouring, but just giving the West Coast Eagles players, it's in Perth, those guys were involved.
They would have been due.
God, is that what they do they?
Well, yeah, so they were due in a couple of years to be the two to do the presentation. I think we might be ready now to take this post-match presentation.
And firstly, we acknowledge and thank the AFL's premier partner, Toyota, represented today by Managing Director of Toyota WA, Mark Lauren. Please join me now in congratulating today's field umpires, boundary and goal umpires on their contribution to today's outstanding grand final. And I'd like to invite Dean Margents to present the AFL umpires grand final medals and invite Stephen Williams to accept the medals on behalf of the umpiring team.
So Stephen Williams is actually a Geelong umpire. He comes out of the Geelong Umpires Association and he umpired at Christian College. And I've been reliably informed, and he is, of course,
the Western Bulldogs Football Club have had a magnificent season. Bulldogs Football Club have had a magnificent season and were gallant in defeat today on the game's biggest stage. Would you please welcome the captain of the Western Bulldogs Football Club, Marcus Bontempelli, to the stage to say a few words.
First of all, to the AFL, to Toyota and all the major partners, obviously put on a great event again this year and we all obviously appreciate it. To the Bulldogs, to our major partners who've helped us throughout the year for everything they've done, we do appreciate you, and obviously to the WA government for providing this opportunity for us to play here and put the game on as you have. Thank you. To the Melbourne Footy Club, Simon Goodwin, Maxie Gawn, incredibly talented team but incredibly well drilled. Boys really did a good job on us tonight. You deserve everything that's coming your way, so well done, lads. And just finally to our mob, couldn't obviously get it going enough our way today. We'll, lick our wounds. This one will sting for a little while and hopefully we can make something of it. So thanks everyone.
Gracious speech there from Marcus Bontempelli.
Let's hear it again for the Western Bulldogs. Please join me now, everyone, in welcoming Andrew Embley to present the Norm Smith Medal to the player adjudged best of field in the 2021 Toyota AFL Grand Final. And the winner of the Norm Smith Medal is from the Melbourne Football Club, Christian Petrarca.
Christian Petrarca with some sort of night, a new record for possessions in the grand final, although it looks like it's been revised back, Benny.
Yeah, it's back to 39 touches. They've taken one off him. 9 clearances, 2 goals, 1, 11 inside 50s, 24 contested possessions and 4
congratulate Western
tackles.
Bulldogs on an unbelievable year. You guys have been the benchmark all year, and I've got no doubt you guys will be here in the next coming years. To the WA, thank you for putting on an amazing show. To the AFL, to keep the season alive the last couple of years in difficult circumstances. And to these boys, unbelievable job. We said it from the start, we wanted to be here, and we're here. And to the fans back home, the fans here, firstly, thank you. And just the fans back home, we did it, baby. Woo!
He might have been best on ground. He may also be best off ground, I reckon, too.
Christian, yeah, he might. I think they'll all enjoy themselves, sit back and maybe have a couple of mineral waters, Kingy. Responsibly, of course.
Like Benny.
Saturday in September. Yes. And so it is with much pleasure that we welcome back the local West Australian NAB AFL Oz Kickers, who will now present premiership medallions to each player of the winning team.
So what we're going to do is, once the players' names are out, Benny's going to give their stats for Kerrs High from the contest.
And let's get it started. Number 1, Stephen May.
So May was good on Norton, had a great battle. Norton threatened at times, but ended up only taking 4 marks, kicked 1 goal, and May had 14 possessions.
Number 3, Christian Salem.
Really good in the first quarter, in particular, Salem. Ended up with 27 touches. 26 of those hit the target. He kicked a goal late.
Number 4, James Harms.
So Harms probably had one of the quieter games he's had in recent months. He's been really good. He only had the 14 touches. 9 of those effective, but played a small role.
Norm Smith medalist Christian Petrarca.
Well, Petrarca was huge, 39, 24 contested, 4 tackles, 11 inside 50s, 2 goals, 1 and 9 clearances.
You finally did it.
So that's what you're going to do. You're going to smash it.
Number 6, Luke Jackson.
So Jackson, young player, well, what a future he's got. He ended up with 13 touches, 3 marks, 1 goal. Had a stint in the ruck, and he's only going to get better.
Number 7, Jack Viney.
So Viney helped set the tone early, 25 possessions, 6 tackles. He had a game-high 12 clearances, Viney.
Number 8, Jake Lever.
So Lever was a thorn in the side of the Dogs. They counted him in the second quarter, but for the most part, for the other 3 quarters, he was just a mainstay down back. Not really about possessions for him, but he had 17 and 2 marks. Spargo had a quiet one, kicked 1 goal, 1, just 4 kicks, but nonetheless, premiership player, and like quite a few of his teammates, Spargo is only 21 years of age.
So he's
Angus Brayshaw.
4th in line in his family to play league footy, and of course his grandfather Bob played for the Bulldogs.
No, Bobby, so 25 touches to Brayshaw, 3 clearances. He kicked 1 goal, only kicked 2 goals coming in for the year, added a 3rd, and he had 7 inside 50s.
Number 13, Clayton Oliver.
So Oliver had 13 possessions in the first quarter, ended up with 33. 10 tackles, 5 inside 50s, 1 goal, 1, 5 clearances.
Number 14, Michael Hibbard.
So Hibbard, the former Don, who was out of the side late in the year, got a reprieve, got back in. I think he might have been in as a late inclusion for one of the games late in the year, even a final maybe, and made the most of it. He ended up just 7 possessions. Ed Langdon, really good get for the D's over the last couple of years from Melbourne. Comes in, plays his role on the wing, 17 touches, 1 goal, 1.
His brother unfortunately missed out in 2018, Benny. His brother played brilliantly in the 2018 grand final.
Number 17, Jack Bowie.
So Bowie's one of these kids that got a crack late.
7th game.
And he was the one that was keeping Hibbert out of the side at times late in the year. 17 possessions for Bowie. And he had played on Waitman, who had 1 mark and 3 kicks.
James Jordan.
So Jordan was superb as the Medi sub. He didn't touch the ball. He actually didn't get on the ground. And I'm not sure that we need to be presenting players who actually do not take the field of play. It's slightly good on him, but he actually didn't play. He physically didn't play in the game. So where does it stop? So Rivers was good. He's a gun, Rivers. He's going to be anyway. He's only 20 years of age, Rivers. Goodness me. He had only 11 touches, but he was really good, particularly in the first quarter.
Number 25, Tom McDonald.
So McDonald had to wait for his moment in the sun, and it came basically after the final siren where he kicked his 2nd goal. Pretty quiet one, just 8 touches, 4 marks.
Number 30, Alex Neeld Bullen.
Oh, Neeld Bullen, well, he was one that probably surprised to a degree. 24 possessions for Neeld Bullen. 1 goal, 1. I thought he was really good, used the ball well.
Bailey Fritsch.
And Fritsch, well, has announced himself All-Australian year, capped it off with 6 goals, 2 in the GF. So he's kicked 6-2 from 10 kicks. Pretty good going, 5 marks.
Number 32, Tom Sparrow.
And the Sparrow Meister, he was up early this morning. And even Dave laughs at that gag as he's exploding in his 400cc over there. And who are we talking about? Sparrow, he had 14 touches.
Harrison Petty.
Oh, Harrison Petty, Tom's son Harrison. He was good down back. He doesn't get much of the peel, but he just gets in the way. And he was really good, but just 6 touches and a mark.
Number 36, Keziah Pickett.
He had a quiet one, Pickett. He was hardly sighted. 4 touches, 2 tackles. Sorry, 3 tackles, 2 inside 50s, but nonetheless, he's a premiership player and he couldn't give us stuff.
He doesn't care what you think.
No.
Number 50, Ben Brown.
And number 50, Ben Brown, kicked 3 goals, 2, former Roo, now a premiership demon, 10 touches, 4 marks. And like Pickett, he couldn't give us stuff.
So it goes from being at a club that finished with a wooden spoon to a club 11, that wins the flag.
The captain of the Melbourne Football Club, Max Gawn.
So big Maxie Gawn, 21 touches, 5 marks, 12 contested possessions, 6 inside 50s, 6 clearances. The only thing he didn't do was kick a goal. He kicked 2 behinds.
Firstly, I want to thank Western Bulldogs, Marcus and Bev. It's been a super year for you boys. We knew it was going to be a hot challenge today. I must admit in that second quarter I was a tad nervous. And then we were able to get going in the second half. But tremendous game. We look forward to the battles for years to come. To the AFL and Guild, we put on a show in Perth and we managed to keep the season alive. So thanks Guild and the AFL. To our sponsors, Zurich, Jaguar, Beyond Bank and Hertz. I can't believe I nailed all 4. Thanks to them. And obviously everyone here, WA government and everyone here from WA, you put on a show for us. To this group of special people to my left, the staff, the coaches, the support staff, the players, everyone we left back home, families, friends, everyone in the eastern states that supports the Melbourne Demons, this is for you. Lastly, after 57 years of pain, it's coming home.
Would you now please welcome John Worsfold to present the Jock McHale Medal to the coach of the 2021 Toyota AFL Premiership team, Simon Goodwin of the Melbourne Football Club. And we now have great pleasure in inviting a legend of the Melbourne Football Club, Gary Lyon, to present the Premiership Cup to Captain Max Gawn and Coach Simon Goodwin.
Melbourne are premiers, and they had their hands on what they've so desperately wanted for so long. 57 years later, they have their hands on an AFL Premiership Cup. To the victor the spoils, as the celebrations are well and truly at Optus Stadium. The Demons will receive the plaudits as they pose for photos, and will now make their way on a very enjoyable victory lap of Optus Stadium in front of a wonderful crowd of 61,118 people. Neeld, you've been part of a staff that's won an AFL flag. Tell us what it's like on the ground now for the staff, and you were part of a very impressive assistant coaching group. Talk to us about how you were in that group with Collingwood in 2010.
Well, it's just great, Kingy, and I think when you're involved with a premiership, like I said before, you just get the opportunity just to stand back and have a look around, and it is amazing how many people winning a premiership actually touches. And being at the ground, you see the players, you see the support staff that you've worked with, the other coaches, the people that have been involved for ages. You see the look on the people's faces that are in the crowd. It'll be a little bit different for some of the Melbourne people here, because normally you try and identify your family in the crowd, but it's just a great opportunity to sit back. And all premierships you're involved with, they're all different. They all have a unique story that sits behind it. They're different people that come in and out of sporting clubs. It's just an opportunity just to sit and soak it in. And it's about it's different, Kingy. It depends what you're looking at that given moment. It's about everybody, but it's in a different way. This stuff's about the players right now. They've done the performance. It's great. The supporters will enjoy it in a different way, and I don't use the word deserve. The reality is, because of the performance of a football club that you follow, you get to enjoy it. I think, and one of the things that when I was at Collingwood that Mick used to speak about a lot, it's about it should be about the positivity. Sometimes in Australia we tend to focus on some of the negative things, but this is about celebrating the joy of watching Melbourne supporters involved and just celebrating the way they played to win it. Michael Hibbert has torn off towards a bunch of Melbourne fans, and see James Harms has climbed up. Maybe he's found some family up in the stands, but that was the quickest Michael Hibbert's ever moved on a footy field, I reckon. Yes, as he took off with that Premiership Cup. We're going to see if we can tap into some on-ground interviews. No doubt Channel 7 will have some of Cosy Pickett. Looks like he's found family. Of course, drafted, he would have been able to have his family, who I think is South Australian based, head over to Perth with the border open as the fireworks go off around Optus Stadium, and we get the mood lighting, the walkway between the central Perth area and Optus Stadium lit up in red and blue. May and Petty finding themselves up amongst the fans. I think Kingy too, and I'm glad that Max Gawn identified the AFL and all the support that's gone into trying to keep this season going. The world is in a very precarious and peculiar place at the moment, particularly over the last 2 years, and to think that they've managed to get a major sporting code to continue and then play some grand finals, one in Queensland last year and this one over in Perth, is outstanding. And well done to them, and just let Melbourne enjoy it. Little did we know when we walked away from the MCG after Richmond and GWS 2 years ago that the next time we'd be there for a grand final will hopefully be 2022. It's bizarre how the world has certainly changed in that time. Yeah. Jack Viney does what his old man wasn't able to do and win a premiership. Oh, Kingy, they're hard to win. They're extremely hard to win. Here's Simon Goodwin speaking with Brian Taylor, I think.
Oh, mate, it's just incredible. You get emotional talking to the players and talking to everyone. The heartache of our supporters over a long period of time. We have a special group of players. We have a special club, and we've done it 57 years. It's been a long time. I just hope all the people back in Melbourne, all the families that can't be here, they're enjoying it because this group's going to enjoy it.
I know you probably haven't thought about it as coach, but are you guys staying in WA? What are you going to do in the next 1 or 2 days?
Yeah, look, we'll stay here for 4 or 5 days, finish the season off the right way, obviously celebrate together, but ultimately we can't wait to get home. We can't wait to see our family, friends, and all the supporters back in Melbourne. Obviously it's been a really tough time, but they should be incredibly proud of their club. It's unbelievable.
Early stages, third quarter, Dogs kick the first 2 of the quarter. What are you thinking?
Oh, look, we're under pressure, especially behind the ball. We're losing contests behind the ball. But then our mids just took over. Their centre bounce work was unbelievable late in that quarter, and we started to get on top of the game. So as the game went on, I just felt we outworked them, outran them, and our methods stood up.
Close groups do incredible things, don't they?
They do, and we were challenged tonight. They're incredibly close, they're united, and that's what makes a special group. They do it for each other.
Well done.
Thanks, BT.
Simon Goodwin speaking with Brian Taylor from Channel 7. Can tell you that 74-point margin is the 8th greatest winning margin in a grand final and is Melbourne's biggest win in a premiership decider. So the D's will enjoy the thrills as Jack Viney is having a chat with Channel 7, it sounds like with Abby Holmes.
My first year we won 2 games. My first game we got beaten by 80 points, second game 150 points. We were coming off the field, we had supporters throwing scarves at us. We were the laughing stock of the competition. And now we just won a premiership, first time in God knows how long, but I don't think it's going to fully sink in until we we get out of the crowd and get inside and take a step back. Phenomenal. Yeah.
There's so many great people around this footy club, but you had the honour and the privilege of co-captaining this side with Nathan Jones from 17, 18, 19. He went home, obviously, to be there for the birth of his twins, but what do you have to say to the great man?
Oh, mate, he's a ginormous part of this. He can't be here with us, but I know he's here with us in spirit. And like I said, the start of my career, that's what Nathan faced for many more years than I did. So he stuck around through thick and thin, was the heart and soul of this football club for a long time, still is. And a big reason we got the job done today was for Nathan. So I know he's at home, mate. This one's for you, brother.
Go and enjoy it. Congratulations. Well deserved. Hodgie!
Luke Hodge might be in among the crowd. Stephen May with Abby Holmes. Luke Hodge might have moved on to, I think we'll hear from nearly every player. I suspect they'll work their way through the squad. Christian Petrarcas with Luke Hodge.
And I think pre-game, half-time entertainment, and then 2 great football teams. So
Shane, was great. The highlight for you, Gil?
I think probably the 2. I'm going to go 2. Just the noise and the energy in the stadium was unbelievable. Generally, it was just a great grand final presentation. And I just think that for me, I didn't see that surge from Melbourne. They're 19 points down, and they just went bang, bang, bang. Petrarca out of the middle. They just decided to win the game. It was pretty special.
Thank you, gentlemen. Well done.
Brian Taylor there with the chair, Richard Goyder, and the CEO, Gil McLaughlin. I can tell you, Neeldy, that was Melbourne's highest score since round 20, 2018, when they kicked against Gold Coast 21-17, 143. Today, kicked 21-14, 140. Just saw James Brayshaw with his nephew, Angus, down at ground level. Mark Williams is speaking with Brian Taylor along with Alan Richardson.
It's really turned out great. The players, for the whole year we're the best team, and we hardly lost, and it was great credit. Halfway during the third quarter, the wheels could have fallen off, but everyone stuck at it and overrun them in the end.
Well done to you.
Yeah.
And Richo, just a word from you very quick.
I'm just so happy for our fans back home. We wish they were here, but our boys put on a really good show for them, obviously. Unreal.
Well done, mate. And JB's there with Angus Brayshaw.
Well done. I know we've already had a chat to you, young man. Firstly, congratulations on your own game, which was astoundingly good. But your mum and dad are here somewhere. All your brothers and cousins and nephews and all sorts of things.
Yeah. Look, it's hard. All our fans back in Melbourne, the majority of them, so to not have them here is hard, but I've got all 3 of my brothers, you're commentating the game, grandma and pop, mum and dad, and it's such a sight to have all my family here. I'm missing Danielle, my beautiful girlfriend at home, but
this is such a special day, and I get to share it with my family. So that's it.
Go and enjoy it, mate.
I will, mate. How good's that?
Well done. We got.
And that was James Brayshaw speaking with Angus Brayshaw there. That's where we might leave as Stephen May decides to steal a beer from somebody in the crowd. That was the 6th highest score kicked by Melbourne against the Bulldogs. And in terms of margin, the margin at 74 points was the 5th biggest win by Melbourne over the Bulldogs. Actually, we might be able to tap into Ben Brown speaking to Nat Fife from over quick listen to the
Everyone has been there for me, and you know, my wife Esther and my 2 kids at home. It's just as much your medal as it is mine, guys at home, so thanks very much.
Absolutely, Ben. Tell us more about that. What is it about this club that's seen you play your best footy? I mean, how'd you pick yourself up, given the way that you were moved on at the end of last year? You then have knee surgery. How have you had the resolve to turn out the season you have?
It was an incredible amount of support from the club. For the moment I walked in the door, you know, the coaches were so positive with me, and you know, the playing group accepted me in. Had to go away and probably do some work myself from a mental and physical point of view to get myself up to it. And yeah, I'm so proud of this club, so proud of this group, and I'm proud of myself as well.
Hey Benny, you were playing at Werribee, you were in the VFL, you were overlooked I think at least twice. At that point, even though everyone thought that there was a career there for you, you maybe wondered if there was going to be. Now you're a premiership player.
Yeah, JB, you can't describe it. The feeling is, yeah, I don't know, I'm a bit lost for words. I don't think it's quite sunk in yet. But you know, just the way we played all year, I think, you know, we set ourselves up the best we could. You know, the boys are fantastic today, all over the ground, and well done the track on the medal. But you know, it was such a team effort today, and throughout the season, and it was a pleasure to be a part of, to be honest.
Hey, we could selfishly hang on to you all night, but we're not going to. You got a lap to complete. You got so much to be proud of. Go and enjoy it.
Thanks very much.
Yeah, Ben Brown there speaking with Channel 7. So we'll leave the on-ground coverage to there. A 74-point win. Has been pointed out that might have been something overlooked in the post-match presentation of Neeld.
What was that, mate?
Simon Goodwin didn't speak on stage. They forgot. Hence why they sent BT down very, very quickly to interview him.
They'll get over it.
Yes.
Max Gawn spoke, Bontempelli spoke. That's enough. Petrarca spoke. Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah,
I don't think Goody would be too upset.
Everything has been covered off. We're in the 5th quarter of a grand final to remember for Melbourne fans. A 57-year drought finished by a blitzing 74-point victory. Just a little bit of KFC Twitter. We just had a couple of Medicus. Great win. I reckon it won't be in isolation. Melbourne looks like a powerhouse for the next few years. They're in the sweet spot, Neeldy.
Well, I think that's always the natural thing. As soon as anyone wins a premiership, you think they're going to win because you can't see them being beaten. Time will tell. The Tigers managed to sort it out. Geelong didn't win back-to-back, but they got going. Hawthorn got going. Well, the Bulldogs won it, and we all thought they were going to dominate, and they fell off. And West Coast bobbed up and won one, and they fell off. So time will tell us. But at the moment, and that's what I mean, at the moment, hey, listen, let's just embrace and just say, hey, well done here.
Yep. Frankie, thanks fellas for another awesome year of calling and fun, legendary stuff. Nick Gizzero, great call of the AFL Grand Final by the entire Carroll footy crew. So thank you to your feedback. We've thoroughly enjoyed bringing it to you. Ross Mueller, amazing performance from Melbourne. Hard to believe they only finished minor premiers thanks to a kick after the siren.
Yeah, that's true. That's a very good call.
And George Templeton, I can't look at this and not wonder what if the Cats had held on and won the minor premiership. Thanks for a great year of calling. That was George Templeton. So thank you to everybody there. But yeah, somebody pointed out on Twitter, it was 16 goals for 100 to 117 from the 7-minute mark. 17-minute mark of the third
16
quarter.
Goals what?
4.
16 goals 4 to 1 goal 1 in, what, a quarter and 13 minutes or thereabout?
Quarter and a half. Yeah.
Holy moles.
Yeah, unbelievable what we saw in the last quarter and a half of the season. A weird old season that finished in Perth, and it was great to see the Snow Angels make a return, something that Will Langford started after a Hawthorn premiership win where he found the confetti, decided to lie on his back and make a Snow Angel, and a couple of Melbourne players found themselves doing the same. We're going to take a break, our final one for the season, come back and wrap things up, our head-to-head for Geelong Insurance Brokers. We've done all the stats. Kerrs High, Benny was all over those, your local hire company since 1982. Neeldy's got the Steamatic standout. We'll go through the Hamlin Hangout, the goal of the day, and wrap things up for season 2021. Melbourne our AFL premiers, for the 13th time, a 74-point win over the Western Bulldogs at Optus Stadium. Thanks to APCO, there's over 70 grand in prizes in APCO's Go for Goal Scratch and Win. A 1 in 3 chance to instantly win at APCO today. Live, breathe, Carol Football.
Thanks to our number one ticket holder, APCO. Fueled by APCO Cafe 24/7. Fresh daily with Tom and Loggy.
Brad Johnson joins us. I need some help in the bedroom, and I thought, hey, many hands make light work. So I'm quite a vigorous sleeper. Roll and roll and roll in my sleep. And it frustrates my wife to no end. Cool. Sometimes in my sleep, I will take the doona with me. So now she will also preemptively steal the blanket, the doona, from me. So I'll get into bed and I'll just feel it go, yes, off me. And I'm like, I'm just lying here. I'm not even doing anything.
I think you just need to stop being so selfish.
Stop being vigorous in the bedroom. Fresh daily with Tom and Loggy. On K-Rock 955.
Elevate your lifestyle at Warralilly Grange and aspire to something truly special. Live amongst quiet tree-lined streets, offering panoramic views of the ranges, ocean and Mount Neeld. Warralilly is launching its second hillside Grange land release, offering you larger lots for your dream home. Stage 2 goes on sale this Saturday. Demand has been above expectations, with Stage 1 selling out on release day. So register your interest now. Visit warralilly.com.au.
Who's got Geelong's biggest bargains underfoot? Harvey Norman Flooring. Geelong's home of big brands and even bigger savings. Carpet, vinyl, stylish timber or bamboo flooring. Harvey Norman can even install it for you. Plus, check out our huge range of rugs at Harvey Norman's 2 big Geelong locations. You'll get great service, a great price and the right advice. Plus, there's plenty of free parking, in-store or online. See Harvey Norman, your flooring experts. Princes Highway, Corio and Warn Ponds.
Hi, I'm Patrick Dangerfield. When you're on the highway to the danger zone, make sure it's in a Rex Gorell new or used car. Rex Gorell just can't be beaten. They top the ladder when it comes to range, service, value and quality. So you'll only get the best when you buy your car from Rex Gorell. Family owned and committed to Geelong. Do what I've done. Join the winning team at Rex Gorell.
Rex Gorell, Fine Street on the Trobe Terrace, Geelong. Visit rexgorell.com.au.
LMCTs 1308-8349.
Living in pain? Not performing at your best? See Geelong's trusted allied health professionals at Corio Bay Health Group, looking after the people of Greater Geelong for more than 35 years. Choose from physio, Pilates, sports medicine and psychology, myotherapy and remedial massage, hand therapy, podiatry, acupuncture and dietetics. Be fit, be active, be healthy, be better. Call 1300 880 834 or book an appointment online at 9 convenient locations. CorioBayHealth.com.au.
APCO Joe, it's September, which means the premiership is up for grabs.
And there's awesome prizes up for grabs too, Kingy, in the APCO Scratch and Win Go for Goal competition. There's a 1 in 3 chance of an instant win with over 70 grand in prizes.
Entering is easy. Just get into APCO and buy any specially marked products to get your Go for Goal scratchy.
Just give it a little scratch and you could be a winner. Go for goal and win at APCO now.
We've got you.
T's and C's apply.
Wilson's Real Estate have been breaking the mould in Geelong for 50 years. At Wilson's, it's not about being the biggest, it's about being the best. Nothing generic, no one-size-fits-all. Impeccable service, thoughtful advice, and a broad client network means your home is sold the right way at the highest price. There's a reason Wilson's are chosen to sell Geelong's most iconic properties. Skillful negotiators, strong relationships, the best outcome. Wilson's Real Estate. Geelong property done properly. Contact them today.
Are you looking for your dream home? Then head over to the brand new Metricon display at 235 and 237 Sovereign Drive, Mount Neeld. View the latest designs in modern single-storey living from Australia's #1 home builder. Located just 10 minutes from the Geelong CBD, you can speak to the local team at Metricon's Mount Neeld display. Open daily 11 till 5. Metricon. Love where you live. Vic Builder Licence CDBU 52967.
Thanks to our #1 ticket holders, APCO. Fueled by APCO Cafe 24/7.
Well, we come back to Optus Stadium as the Demons are about to leave the ground, and when they do go down to the rooms, we will take them singing the song. But you always get heartbreak stories. He wasn't even part of the squad, but he's got his hands on the Premiership Cup and in front of I think he's from WA originally, Neville Jetta, isn't he, Neeldy?
Yep.
So I suspect that's family that he's just had a photo taken in front of, and I suspect some mixed emotions. He may have played his last game for the Demons too.
Probably so. And you're right, Kingy. Look, the reality is that 22 players, plus the Medisab these days, they play.
Yep.
And that's the way sport is. You're always going to have, I think it's any sporting code around the world, no matter what level. There's a couple of hard luck stories that might miss the premiership or the championship or whatever it is you want to call it, and that's just how it goes, unfortunately. But and you try to make people feel a part of it as best you can, and that's up to the individual, mate. But Melbourne fans just sit back and focus on the positives here.
The one obviously everybody will talk about is obviously Nathan Jones. To play the second most games in club history and be a pillar for the club through some pretty tough times. Obviously made the call. He knew he wasn't going to be playing tonight, made the call to go home. He's a father again. And
look, Kingy, you're right, but people call those things fairy tales for a reason. Yep. They very rarely come true. And the reality is that Simon Goodwin and the coaches have done an amazing job with that footy team, and those 22 players deserve to play. That's why they won it. Yep. That's where it's at.
The brothers Grimm don't write the scripts for AFL. So the Demons are now down in the rooms and they are about to link arms, and we're going to get a rousing rendition of It's a Grand Old Flag. So interested to see how big this huddle is. So it's players who played, players who didn't play. You can see Joel Smith among those. Staff as well. And we'll take the song from down in the rooms in the bowels of Optus Stadium. Through the third quarter as they slammed on 16 goals to 1 to turn a 19-point deficit into a 74-point win. An unbelievable 93-point turnaround as Melbourne claims the 2021 Premiership. Let's wrap things up for season 2021. The head-to-head for Geelong Insurance Brokers, Neeldy, geelonginsurancebrokers.com.au. Thank you to Don and the team for their support this year. I think this is pretty simple, Bontempelli versus Petrarca, although I reckon halfway through the third quarter might have been a bit more tighter, the battle. Yeah, absolutely. So Christian Petrarca clearly won that in the first quarter. Bontempelli fought back well in the second quarter, start of the third quarter perhaps, and then Christian Petrarca said, hang on a minute, I've got this one covered, thank you very much.
Today.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. No, Christian Petrarca, mate. Yeah, unbelievable.
Thank you for that, Neil. Good work by you. We've done the stats. I suspect your Steamatic standout probably aligns to the...
Well, you would have thought, Tom. You would have thought.
Not going Barley Fridge?
No, because, and that's about, and as Ben said earlier today at the racing, it's about staying in your lane and just getting the job done. I'm pretty sure Christian Petrarca was the most influential player on the ground by... Barley Fridge played well, but come on, Christian Petrarca, please. What do you have? Equal most disposals ever in the grand final. Did this, did that.
Yep.
A gazillion contested possessions. Yeah, thanks for coming.
Delivering solutions, saving properties and restoring lives in the Greater Geelong area for 25 years. That is Steamatic. Hamlin Hanger and the goal of the day for Lammy's Tavern. Unfortunately, Lammy's not open. Hopefully at some stage soon. Somewhere between now and us coming back for round one, Benny. Lammy's will be able to operate and be open Friday to Sunday at 9pm with free entry before 10 every night. What are you starting with?
Well, let's start with our Hamlin Hanger, Kingy. And it happened at the 1 minute mark of the third term. And this is when the doggies were just starting to really get on top. And we're thinking, goodness me, they've starting to put a gap on the D's, which they did. And at the 1 minute mark of the third term, Jason Johannesson dragged down our Hamlin Hanger.
He hoists a long ball. Oh, Johannesson! Johannesson, Hamlin Hanger, top of the square. He flew high. Was that over Gawn and Brown? Goodness me, right on the goal line.
It was
Bowie.
It was over Bowie, but Bram Brown was down there. I'm not sure what he was doing down there, but anyway, it was a really good mark for Joe Hennessy. He went back and kicked the goal, and soon after that, it was absolutely
it was 13-point lead when Joe Hennessy
and
goal.
then they kicked another one to lead by 19, and then they ended up losing by 74, which is quite extraordinary. But so that was our Hamlin hanger. And Kingy, are we going to our Lammy's Tavern goal of the night?
Just for Hamlin too, of course, built its outstanding reputation on functional, beautifully finished homes. So thank you to Hamlin. You'll find them Rural Street in South Geelong, across the road from GMHBA.
Yeah, they do some extraordinarily good business. So our Lammy's Tavern goal of the day went to the man who won the Norm Smith medal at the third. This is
what he was really chasing.
This was party time. It was just explosive stuff. His back end of his third quarter was absolutely unbelievable. It was electrifying stuff. And right on the death of three-quarter time, he dribbled through our Lammy's Tavern goal of the night.
Gets out the back, Petrarca dribbles the Lammy's Tavern goal of the day. He's got two, some magic from Petrarca.
Yeah, it was one of those ones. It was a Peter Dacos style arrangement. He was running in the left forward pocket and he kicked it on his right and he ensured that the ball bounced 73 times and bounced through for a goal. And that was basically, that was probably it really for the D's. They were never, for the Dogs, they were never really coming, they didn't come back. And Petrarca was extraordinary all night.
Who had Petrarca? Nobody had Petrarca for the...
I had Petrarca and I had Melbourne by 74.
Ben Casanelia, Dogs. Demons or Dogs?
Who? No, I said Demons by 74 and Petrarca would have 39.
13, and you had Bailey Smith winning the...
No, I wasn't far away.
No, you're pretty close.
If you had stopped it at halfway through the third quarter, I would have been real close.
Might have been a sniff. We are going to wrap things up a bit. We're not going to blow the sign yet because we do have to thank some people. So, firstly, to all our advertisers, clients who have been part of the K-Rock journey this year, it took a different frame this year with the fact that we went back to only doing Geelong games and we added GFL to part of the K-Rock football family, and to APCO, our number one ticket holder, to the Anderson family who believe in our product, a great local business themselves, to come on board. We're so rapt that we have a partnership with APCO, and we really do thank the Andersons for their support of K-Rock football. Hopefully next year we get a full GFL season out, but we're able to get away 31 AFL broadcasts. I think we broadcast 11 GFL games in the end before the season was shut down. So we've had another big year. To Harvey Norman, Warralilly and Metricon as our quarter sponsors. That's not a small investment to be involved as a quarter sponsor. Warralilly have been around for a heck of a long time, of course, previous number one ticket holder, but to stay on as a quarter sponsor, we're truly grateful. And Harvey Norman and Metricon continue their wonderful support. To Wilson's Real Estate, who took on Neeld this year, your old mate James.
Good on you, Jim. Mate, thanks for your support. Good work. And the Melbourne boys, I think you got something, mate, that you haven't. It'll be a premiership medal. Anyway, that was a choice.
I reckon he won one at Ammo's in 2004.
Yeah, well, maybe so, but I'd gone by that stage. I had great pleasure in saying, James, this is it over here. But anyway, thanks, Jim. Good work in Wilson's Real Estate. Get around them. And we know a few people that work down at Wilson's Real Estate. We know Marie, went to school with her.
Yep.
And, all the best to everyone.
Kurz Hire bringing the stats again this year, but also the Cat Attack podcast, which is magnificent. St John of God, injury updates, Wombat Gully Plant Farm. Benny, stop being an imbecile and grow up, finally.
It's got to have consistency.
Now that you have a 5 in front of your age, surely...
I don't yet.
Well, you nearly do.
No.
When are you 50?
Next week.
Oh,
I think.
Yeah. You'll be in lockdown. You can celebrate at home.
Come on.
What was the woman's name that rang in?
Yeah, don't let him talk.
Wombat Gully Plant Farm, long-term supporter, Harmac Homes, who came on board first time this year. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed being part of the Carrick family. Rex Gorell have been around with us for a heck of a long time. The Ponds and Island Hotels and Team Tyre Power with Before the Bounce. South Point Garden Supplies with our ground report. Jake Doherty rode the boundary for us this year, and we did a little deal where he obviously is the local Lifeline manager for the southwestern region, which includes Geelong, and of course, as a result, Lifeline, we we gave a mention to during games that he was on the boundary for us. The Hamlin Hanger has been a great initiative to the point that he's actually part of the local vernacular. People use the term Hamlin Hanger for a great mark, and that's what we were hoping for. Lammies, it's been a tough year for Lammies, but hopefully we'll see you back in 2022. The Steamatic Standout's been going for a number of years now. Our Twitter for KFC, and we love the KFC Twitter because we get that chance to engage with our listeners, and it's fantastic. Benny, what are you doing
over
Benny?
there?
You are an idiot. You're an idiot. Geelong Insurance Brokers with a head-to-head. Neeld likes taking a little bit of, what do we like it? Leeway.
A little bit of leeway. Every now and then it just needs things just spice things up. And
next level skirmish.
Is that where? What?
At half-time. New Grove bench tops of the Blood Rule and the Crow Bay Health Group.
And that was some early work for pre-season.
And it was fantastic.
Right, look at that. That's a warm-up for it.
Yes.
That'll get the old blood boiling on.
You are an idiot.
That is outrageous.
That is just freeing up the leading lane here.
Yes. Can I do some serious stuff here?
Okay.
Crow Bay Health Group's Adam Walters and the team, Mark Strips. But Ads was great with us this year.
He was supreme.
Hopefully we can bring that back.
Cinders most.
So to all our advertisers, and also Total Tools were a long-time client.
Yeah, they were.
And they did the time clock. They were with us till mid-season, so thanks to Total Tools as well. To those who fed us during the year, KFC were always good for a feed. Steam Pocket to Cam, once again. Neil, you took the lead. I think David Collins like that. Took the lead on that. We've got some people we've got to thank. To our GFL team, which included, of course, Jace Doherty, who boundary rode our AFL games, and Jace also got to call a couple of games during the year at AFL level, including the day that I got frightened off into a COVID test.
You did get to go into COVID. Yeah, fair enough. You did the responsible thing. We know that. Symptoms get tested. That's how we're trying to keep each other safe. Fair enough.
So Jace did a wonderful job, and he stepped into the GFL absolutely fantastically. It was a smart move to get Jace involved, and there's no better local footy caller, and we went and got the best, and he joined us. Matty Kershaw in the experts chair in the GFL. Josh Conway rode the boundary for us during as part of his role with AFL Barn, thanks to Buzz, who's now got on to bigger things with Williamstown, and to Dean Gray, who teched most of all of our GFL games and did a couple of AFL games as well. I think you got a final. I reckon Davey gave him the Sunday final. So thank you to Dean. To Pothole.
Where's Pothole?
We gave Pothole the night off.
We're in lockdown. The isolation's fair enough. He should be in isolation.
Good evening, exposure site. Have you ever been to one of them?
No, I haven't been to an exposure site. Actually, I've managed to avoid.
In your life?
Yep, managed to avoid exposure.
Didn't you at the basketball that night? We had an exposure.
No.
You weren't there.
No, wasn't there. No.
What about one of those other exposures?
No, Benny. No. So the one
no one said they were there. That one.
Yeah.
No, that one we cost you to get in.
You're an idiot. The K-Rock team that helps produce all this. So Matty Dwyer, of course, working with Bryza and Gibbo. I don't know if Gibbo teched any games. Handled any games. Yeah, shut up, you. We're about to bounce round one. This is the stuff that you never used to do when you headed K-Rock. No. You'd leave it to me. Go, can you thank everybody?
Lucky those caterers whipped in breakfast as well.
So to Matty, Gibbo and Marissa. Marissa's on maternity leave, but she'll be back next year, and no doubt she'll look forward to having to deal with run sheets and all that sort of stuff next year. From our management point of view, and it goes all the way to our managing director, Alison Cameron, and the Cameron family, with Grant Broadcasters who continue to back us doing footy. Next year's 90 years of K-Rock footy.
Is it really?
It's going to be massive. Yeah,
that's great.
So 1932 it all started, and we're going to celebrate 90 years next year of calling the Cats. So
great.
We're looking forward.
What are we doing for that?
Not sure yet.
Tell me next year.
We'll work on that.
We'll work it out.
We'll work it out. To our regional general manager Peter Upton, to our wonderful general manager Andy Mathers, who has full trust in this team. I don't know exactly why he has full trust in this team when it contains Ben Casanelia, but he does, and he lets us he gives us enough rope that we do probably use every bit of that rope and make sure we do.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
We need a bit more rope.
You do. You do.
You've stolen our rope, mate.
To Rachel Patterson, our sales manager, and Bryony Butters, our national sales manager, thank you guys for the work you do in getting clients to air. Barry Kahane, our content director here at K-Rock and for the region, has joined the party this year, and we look forward to working closely with Baz next year. Tommy Lewis, of course, on the Brecky Show on Fresh Daily with Tom and Loggy, 6 o'clock every weekday morning. He did a lot of the promotion around the show in terms of the scripts and stuff like that, promoting games. So well done to him. And Matty Redmond is an absolute gem when it comes to production. His ads and his highlights packages and all that sort of stuff, absolutely fantastic. So thank you to Matty. And to Pete Ryan from The Age, who has been good enough to give up his time. Pete comes in here to share his knowledge, and I think we're better for it too. He's got some great contacts in the AFL world, always has a good story for us, so we really appreciate Pete making his time as well for us. So thank you to everybody, but to the 4 clowns in this room, well, actually the 3 clowns in this room and me, to Davey Collins, who... Yeah, well, it's unbelievable. Next year we're going to celebrate 90 years.
And Dave's been doing 91 of them.
and Dave will actually be 30 years. Well, he's actually just finished.
A third of the time.
He's been a third of the time.
That's
unbelievable.
Can I go home now? It's a long time.
So, unbelievable. He's the only AFL technician who actually goes to a nursing home when he's finished his shift.
I'll tell you what, this wrap-up's going to get us into the 90th year. This is how we're going to start.
Yes, probably. Neeldy, great to have you on board.
Thank you, Tom. Very enjoyable work.
Will we see you next year?
Well, yeah, I believe so.
No, not joining Chris Scott's coaching staff?
No, I don't think so. No, it's a little bit... No, we'll just sit here in the cheap seats and pass judgment and make funny comments every now and then. It's not easy.
Terrific question, Tom.
Very good. Neeldy, thank you. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is. Thanks, boys. It's enjoyable. It's good seeing it. It's just a different perspective seeing it from this side and just being able to chat about what's going on with a little bit of care and zero responsibility.
Talking about zero care and zero responsibility.
Yeah,
don't let him talk.
Thank you, Lions, and thank you, ball boys. Well done to you, Kingy. It's been an interesting year again. So this time last year we were saying, we're looking forward to things being normal, and they were again. So let's hope that they're normal next year. We're getting vaxxed, so we're hitting that mark soon. And let's hope we can all go to the Melbourne Cup.
Kingy, hang on, sorry. Did you say thanks to Herbie and Josh? Because I got on there every Friday with those two and had a chat about K-Rock footy and...
and to Cameron Ling and to Brad Johnson too, who were part of the Brecky show as well, doing their stuff.
That's good for them. They help us out.
Bryce at K-Rock HQ too, who's been doing the silly...
Yeah, Bryce has been solid all year. Solid.
He's been doing 30 years too.
Has he?
Yeah.
Goodness me.
Wow.
Come on, it's nearly tomorrow.
That's right. It is nearly tomorrow. And Benny, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Lions. Thank you, Ball Boys. It's been a good year, Kingy. Cats were pretty good again, but the D's were way too good in the end. They were clearly the best team, and that was pretty extraordinary, that game, to be honest with you.
For those who want to listen back to some of the highlights, they are available at krockfootball.com.au, and we don't stop at krockfootball.com.au. We're into trade week pretty quickly, then we'll build up to the draft and then the AFLW season. And the next thing you know, it'll be mid-March and we'll be bouncing the ball on the 2022 season. We will do it all again and you'll hear it all on
K-Rock Football!
K-Rock Football! Armageddon! It wasn't paid to mark up his bootlaces, so he swung a long kick and he's kicked the first in the grand final. A Lammy's Tavern goal of the night contender from Christian Petrarca. Pulls a kick to about 25 metres out, make it 20 out. English brought it to ground, knocked away by Dunkley. Handball lever, stolen by Treloar. Treloar with a snap and Treloar with a much needed goal for the Dogs. Smart play. Hunter got the footy, pulls a kick, top of the square. No mark taken. Norton couldn't take it either. Petty got a handball away. Here's Treloar again! Back-to-back goals from Adam Treloar.
Handballs to Treloar. Treloar go back to Bonampelli. Explodes out of the middle. Low laser ball. Carney the top. Brilliant pick up by Norton. Norton on the right. Norton's got another one for the Dogs.
Just kicks it down the line, a high ball in the direction of Jackson. That's a good mark. Luke Jackson up high and took a beauty.
Brayshaw kick inside 50. Cordy front position. That's a Hamlin hanger in a one-on-one against McDonald. He had to take that. There were Melbourne numbers ready to pounce on a loose ball. Former line sent it into the pocket. Oh, Bontempelli! Pack of five, back with the flight. Eyes never averted from the yellow Sharon. Takes the mark and will have a shot at goal. That is a wonderful mark. Bont second to the second and he's drilled it. Bontempelli with two. The Dogs with their seventh, and they lead by 7. Handball out the back is okay. Bailey Williams brought around by halves, not before releasing to Bontempelli. Bontempelli snaps from 35 successfully and kicks the goal. A kick from around 25 or 30 out. Should have really no problems on this one and kick his third. And he has snuck it in at the left-hand goal post.
Petrarca inside forward, 50 off Fritsch up high. Good mark, gets it out the back. Fritsch has got another one. Margin back to 7. 2 and 30 seconds, Bailey Fritsch. So Brayshaw, 30 out, comes in and he's kicked the goal straight through the middle. He punches the sky. And the Demons take the lead.
Jackson, Oliver, 45, long ball, go again! Oh, this is some sort of burst from the Demons. Is it a premiership winning burst? Is 57 years of heartache about to come to an end? They've gone whack, whack, whackety whack.
Puts it to the top of the square. Brown best position. Brown! Ben Brown has marked! Ben Brown has marked 6 metres out.
Behind his name tonight, Alex Neeld-Bullen. Played every game this year from 49 metres out. He has kicked the goal. Demon fans can start celebrating.